Yes, nigga. Yeah. Gia. All right, I just want to get this one off the way real quick. She's a 69 god. It's the freaky little.
We're going to have an intimate relationship.
I'm sorry, the last part cut off because something.
That's an uncomfortable topic.
Excuse me?
Can someone?
I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Can you repeat your question, Jordan? We have some background noise.
Interest in being intimate with anyone.
What is going on?
I told you they're being weird on that.
Yes, somebody's microphone is on.
Hey, see.
Question again.
Sorry,
Angel,
Jordan.
So Angel, I know you would have preferred the win, but of course you surpassed Candace.
I'm sure, of course, by now everybody has seen that clip of the Chicago Sky and the media press. And the guy came in. And he just picked up a hot mic. It was a hot mic. He probably didn't realize that his mic was being picked up while they were doing the interviews with the actual in-room conversations. But of course, we hear it's almost literally at the midway point for the WW. I mean, I was about to call it WWF, the WNBA's midway season. Most teams have played 20 games already. And of course, the conversation a lot of people going to have is, oh, who's going to be rookie of the year? Honestly, at this point, I kind of don't care because if you're keeping it a buck, Angel Reese was drafted the seventh pick of the draft. And most of the time, the seventh, I don't even know if any sport, the actual seventh pick has won rookie of the year or even been in that conversation. So for her to even be in the conversation, I'm sure if you follow any major sports pages, you see it. That's all they, and to be honest, right now, they kind of using it as clickbait, and I'm sure most of us are kind of getting you're almost getting defeated with the conversation because it's almost like, all right, bro, I don't care. Like I don't think you can sway anybody to like one side or the other. And I do, of course, you think you see a lot of people who would try to and one thing I can sit here and say is like I guess sometimes, and I'm a person who of course pay attention to hip hop media too. So when you see Akademiks always talking about like the bots when it comes to the Kendrick Lamar stuff or whatever the case may be, when you see those conversations, you never really understand them until they infiltrate your structure where it's like, all right, bro, like I get it. Anytime you sit here and say Angel Reese, like I had a short video the other day, bro, that joint literally just like boom. I'm like, bro, how's it already at 3,000 with like 30 comments? But I'm like, bro, this ain't even real. Like, I go look at the comments and it's like literally 30 bot pages. Oh, but she grabbed her on. I'm like, bro, I don't care. Like you think, and I get it. I don't know how the bots work, so I guess it's just whatever the hot word is or whatever the case may be, they just automatically send certain things. And you don't, like I said, me personally, I never understood it until you actually experience it. So just to see a bunch of just, even if it's on the gram, a bunch of just miscellaneous pages, like with literally like 0 followers, but it'll just had this long dialogue going, oh, why I'm not supposed to like her. I'm like, bro, I don't think, if you in your mind think that somebody who's an Angel Reese fan actually care about the narrative that they use, oh, she missed her own shots and she sit here and that's why she gets so many rebounds. If you think people care about that, again, I'll sit here and tell you, go back to a YouTube video that I put in, is like comparing the Not Like Us Kendrick Lamar song to Angel Reese situation when they beat Indiana Fever. It's not that. So I don't think, if you think that Angel Reese fan is like hung up on stats, you kind of realistically, you're delusional and you almost like a bot at this point because you just literally having an argument in a conversation with yourself, because I won't care. Like, and I'm one of them people, if you've been following this show long enough or you've seen some of my YouTube videos or Instagrams, whatever, I don't go back and forth. If you don't got enough followers, I'm not even going to acknowledge you. I don't even care if your page real or fake. I just won't. And I one of those things I stand firm on. If I go to, let's just say if you got 700 followers and you got enough pictures, if I go to your page and you don't look like somebody that me and you can even like share taste in music, I'm still not going to respond to you, dog. I don't care. Like, I'm not here. I'm not one of these people who trying to, and I think I see a lot of women who like the WNBA, they get exhausted with, because I feel like you're trying to prove a point. Like, you want people to agree with your opinion. I don't care. Like, that's why I don't, it's not, this is my opinion, ain't up for debate. Like, this ain't a debate show. I'm not going to debate you in the comment section. I don't care. What I say is going to be law. Like, I'm going to sit here and be on my dictatorship like this is Russia or something, bro. I don't care what you're talking about. You think you said you cannot gas me up by saying somebody, and I listen to him telling you, if you're somebody I personally know and you trying to troll me in the jump, I'm going to troll you back. Like, somebody jumped in my comments, oh, don't forget to make a video about the triple double. I said, what triple double? I know what you're talking about, but don't ever disrespect me and play with me like that. I don't even have an Eminem video on my page. You better read between the lines. That's never going to happen, dog. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you that. We don't live in a day and age. I told y'all my favorite white athletes was Dirk Nowitzki and Peyton Manning. Both of them retired. You won't. I'm sorry, hate to tell you that. You can go to Colin Cowherd. You can go any on ESPN page. They already do a great job at covering this young lady. Knock yourself out on there, but you ain't gonna get it from me. That letter behind that on that thing to say B, it stands for Black culture. My brother, I don't have nothing for you. Sorry, don't care. Again, why I won't even engage in that dialogue. It just won't happen for you. Hate to tell you that, but again, we here to talk about Angel Reese real quick, and we're gonna gotta show some love to Asia Wilson, and you're talking about just the WNBA. Let's go to the standings real quick because the standings do get absolutely tricky. The number 1 seed right now in the WNBA would be the New York Liberty, and they are 17-4. The Connecticut Sun is number 2. They, matter of fact, they are tied at 17-4, both of them, and I believe they play each other Wednesday. They play each other at Wednesday. It is an 11 a.m. game. And I listen to what I'm saying. I know because I am a new WNBA fan myself, and I caught myself in the comments on social media using the hashtag. And women, let's be clear, some of the older WNBA fans, they're gonna wear you out any opportunity they get. So you sit here and be like, oh, why they got these early games? They call camp games. So they are for the kids, and those games are realistically full with kids. Even in the stadium, I even think they got like the mic'd up sounds, or like, because I know these kids can't consistently be that loud. It'd be like defense, but you can hear like the little kids in the voice. And I learned that because, like I said, I watched the Chicago game earlier this year, and it was one of those like 12 a.m. games or 12 p.m., whatever. Super early game, like one of them, like literally most people will be at work type of games. And that's why I'm cool. Like if you're going to do those games, have them on the league pass. Hopefully most people who watch the WNBA, you can at least still put your headphones in and watch them. I mean, listen to them if you can't actually just watch the game. And I do think realistically, I've seen a lot of, and I'm going to get back to the standards, but I've seen a lot of women get upset with the Seattle Storm's broadcaster. And to me personally, my top favorite broadcasters in the WNBA, just team-wise, Cheryl Swoops is number 1, period. Like, it don't matter. I'll take Cheryl Swoops over absolutely everybody. And then to Seattle. And after Seattle, it will be Atlanta. I like that energy that he brings. And I get it. Some people, and listen to what I'm saying. I understand, and this is one, I guess, the message that I would give to women who defend Angel Reese. You can't take everything personal. I get it. He was getting super spicy. When they got up, he was like, oh, this ain't Friday. You going home. We packing you up. He was talking ridiculous cash money, A1 grade A trash talk. I like that because if that was me, I would be the same way. So I can't have my panties in a bunch on that one. I can't be on my Cisco, that thong, literally hanging up your crack. Like, you got to let it rock, dog. Because listen to what I'm telling you. If you follow the Connecticut Sun, who's one? Well, Connecticut Sun got probably the best social media team because they talk extremely crazy when they win games. Like, their captions be old. I'm talking about ridiculous. And let's be clear, the Chicago Sky do this. I mean, the Chicago Sky do the same thing. Like that when they beat the Seattle Storm on Friday, they had the Joan. It don't matter about your one game, 2 game, 3 game, 8, because literally the Storm was going. They had an 8-game winning streak on their home court, and Chicago broke it. They talk crazy, so I'm not mad at him because I'm sure he may see it. Or if you searching certain things on social media, bro, listen, completely clear. People who like Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky talk crazy on social media, people, especially when they win. And because that's the persona and that's the aura that Angel Reese possesses, and that's why we like her. So you can't be mad when they dish it out on their own. So I'm absolutely cool with the Seattle Storm dude just talking ridiculous. Like, it's cool. It's a part of sports. Like, if you are an actual sports fan, talking trash comes with sports. If you play 2K, it's no way like, oh, I'm up by a dub, I'm going to be quiet while I'm up by a dub. Hell no. No, I'm gonna spy, do some shit. I'm gonna talk crazy to you. That's a part of sports, so you have to deal with that. So I'm not mad at him. He's still one of my favorite. I was not upset about the way he was talking. I was a fan of it. The Seattle Storm deserved it because on Friday they lost, and I've listened to it. I'm telling you, I'm one of them people. If they would have won, because I forgot to do it on when they won the game on Friday. For people who don't know, the young lady Drew Lloyd that plays for the Seattle Storm, Kobe Bryant gave her a nickname, the Gold Mamba. I'll swear to God, if they would have won on Sunday, because I forgot to do it on Friday, if they would have won on Sunday, I promise you, I was going to play on the Mamba name. I'm not even going to hold you. I was going to sit here and get super crazy with it. I don't care if it's the Black Mamba, the Gold Mamba, White Mamba, whoever. It could be your mama. I was going to talk like that. So I'm not mad at him for talking crazy because that's exactly what you're supposed to do, dog. It's sports. So again, like I said, I'm not mad at it. It's a close race, and I understand that rookie of the year thing, especially for Black people at this point, you almost feel like it's going to be your rookie of the year. So I listen to what I'm saying. I understand how exciting you get behind these things. And again, shout out to Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless may literally be one of the smartest men in sports media. Because let's be clear, Skip has took an L. Losing Shannon Sharpe probably is one of the biggest L's that you can take in sports history, sports media history. But he bouncing back because, again, I'm gonna tell you, he see how all the other, because and this is the luxury of Skip being a old white man, and he's built his. He didn't earn his stripes, and one, he's an old white man, and I think he's from Oklahoma, and he's a Dallas Cowboy. So he didn't, with his stripes of being a good American white man, he didn't already built that up. So Skip noted, I don't have to pander to this audience. I can see an opening because, none of the black dudes they not firm enough in this stance. Let me take it, and I can get that audience that I built with Shannon back on my side if I go team Angel Reese, and I'm going to go with her by leading with stats so it don't seem crazy. It's not just my opinion. And I mean, of course, Skip Bayless is a OG of stats and analysts. Like, that's just what he do. When he talk, I don't care what sport he breaking up. He got that paper in front of him, and he going to read you for filth when it comes to them stats. So him reading and breaking down those stats when he's telling you the reasons and the flaws in Caitlyn game, and it was so crazy because they had Rachel Nicholson on it today, and she kind of was trying to compare like Caitlyn Clark's struggles her rookie season to Steph, and the people like in the comments was like, bro, Steph didn't get drafted number 1. What the hell are you talking about? Why are you even trying to compare the two? Like, nobody, like, let's be clear, and I say this all the time, people really ain't start checking for Steph and putting Steph in that conversation until they start winning championships. Or realistically, you could look the year before that, when the last year, Mark Jackson was the head coach. That's when Mark Jackson had to take a firm stance on, these are the best shooting backcourt of all times. Like, after Mark Jackson made that statement, and most people respected that statement because we all know that he played with Reggie Miller. So after he took that stance, you get to kind of realistically know, like, all right, Mark, he not just saying anything because he played in a great backcourt with a great shooter himself. So him to say that, so it gave it a little bit more luxury. But let's be clear, people wasn't checking for Steph the way they check for Steph now. They wasn't checking for Steph like that his first 5 years in the NBA. So yeah, her trying to compare that, that's how you know that Skip Bayless was doing what Skip Bayless do. That's what I say. When Skip, because he won we know that he can debate whoever. We didn't watch him debate Stephen A. Smith for years. You watched him debate Shannon Sharp for years. So his debate game gonna be OD. So when he pulling the stats and he's debating you as well, he gonna smoke you up 90% of the time. It's not too many people, unless you are very animated like the Shannon Sharps and Stephen A. Smith. It ain't too many other people that you feel like they can stand in front of Skip Bayless and go back and forth when he got his notes and he stat reading you and he is delivering at an amazing way. So again, like I said, he sees the opening where he's found his new LeBron James, and that's why I kind of got to give Skip some credit, because it's like, oh, you're smart. You see the chinks in the arm of everybody else who's in your league. None of them are even like, they too much on the fence. And he's like, I'm cool then. Y'all stay on the fence. And you like, it's so, bro, shout out to Skip Bayless. That to me is just amazing, because I'm watching him watch the field. And it was like, all of y'all catering to this audience because you're scared of it. I don't have to, because this is just who I am. I came out my mom's vagina, a white man from the middle of America. I don't have to pander to them. So I'm cool. I don't need that audience, because they don't have no choice but to, because I done built up so much rapport with them. They don't have no choice but to keep listening to me regardless if they don't like this take. And I keep telling men that, I'm like, bro, you got to realize you're only like 2 months away from football season again. So don't lose all your sports credibility trying to defend this girl, because then you're just going to look nuts. So again, like I said, shout out to Skip Bayless. He see where he can he's building his new LeBron James. God willing, he live a couple more years. This girl keep like, I can call her out on where her flaws is. So he kind of linked into the Angel Reese Rookie of the Year conversation. And again, shout outs to Angel Reese for breaking Candace Parker record, that 12 straight double-doubles, and she of course won that on Friday. Let's be clear, Chicago Sky came into Sunday's game on a 2-game winning streak. They beat the Atlanta Dream, so that was for 11. And again, like I said, if you don't really watch the WNBA, and that's why I kind of don't argue with you can't argue with people in the comment section, because I'm sure, like I said, again, it could be a bot, or it could be people who just don't watch the games. If you just watch the highlights or listen to somebody's narrative, then you're gonna take it for face value or whatever it is. But Tina Charles and just any of the women, like, again, to me, the most, and even if you just Google the last, maybe say 10 years of MVPs in the WNBA, I'm going to sit here and say, I know for a fact the last 5 have all been bigs. So it's either Jaquel Jones, she plays for the New York Liberty. It's either Breonna Stewart, she played for the New York Liberty. Both of them, that's the power forward in the center. Asia Wilson, the power forward. Alyssa Thomas. Like, you sit here like, and she didn't win, but this is somebody who's always consistently in the conversation. And I think that is one of the chips that the Connecticut Sun play with. It's almost like, I hear a lot of people use that term, they always have been the bridesmaid, never the bride, because they literally, they get there, or they always a contender, but they kind of, I guess, run out of gas when it comes to playing the Liberty or playing the Aces, where they kind of just like, you are elite dominant over everybody else, but when it's time to play the other elite teams, you kind of wet the bed. So that is one of the humps that the Connecticut Sun will have to get over this year, and even for Alyssa Thomas. I think, I mean, of course, realistically, A'ja Wilson probably is in a conversation for herself, by herself, in that MVP conversation, but you can see certain people kind of trying to make their case for it if you're just going off of standings. And I think that's where people getting frustrated, even when you hear in the rookie conversation where people was like, all right, well, this is going to be what's the standings then? Because they really just don't want to kind of just make it a stats thing. And I think that you don't want to make it a stats thing because it's like, and I say this, and I think this will trigger a lot of people. I feel like Caitlin Clark kind of know, like, I can't just go scoring because that's not going to be my strong point right now. So me chasing the passing thing, because you think about it, somebody sold you on Steph Curry and now you're getting John Stockton. Just think about that was a selling point leading up to her even in college. Oh, this is the female Steph Curry. I'm not getting the female Steph Curry right now. I'm getting John Stockton. You're passing the hell out of that ball right now. You're trying to chase triple doubles like Jason Kidd. Are you Jason Kidd and John Stockton and nowhere near Steph Curry at this point? So when you're getting that person, it kind of is water it down. So now you're trying to put it into a stand. And so it's like, and look, let's be clear. I think realistically, if we're being honest, if you actually watch enough games, I'm gonna lean on towards that Chicago probably gonna have a better record. So that kind of don't matter. But it's like, how do you sit here and make it a standings thing when it comes to the rookie conversation? But you don't want to make it for the MVP, because I do think most people feel like A'ja Wilson got robbed last year of her MVP when Breanna Stewart won it. And that's what, again, when I'm talking about the people that Angel Reese got to battle every day, like every game is literally a Hall of Famer. The MVP, it's a champion, it's a finals MVP. Like, those are the people that she has to guard. And those are the people who guard her. Like, what's her name? Aneka Gumake. I believe her sister, I mean, I know for a fact her sister is the young lady, I want to say is Chene Agumake, and she work on ESPN. She does the NBA, she do the WNBA countdown. She also did do the NBA countdown with Richard Jefferson and all of them. So let's be clear, I do think these people are elite, like Olympians and champions. She's not guarding like no scrubs. Like, let's be clear. Like, just think about who you have to battle. Like, let's even say for the Liberty. Let's use for the Liberty, for example. Like, it's a difference between, like, and this ain't no shade to Sabrina, but Sabrina ain't won nothing yet. But Breanna Stewart is a Hall of Famer. Like, Breanna Stewart can sit here and say tomorrow and say, hey, I'm cool, I'm gonna retire. She's already a champion and she's already a Hall of Famer. So that's not up for debate. Like, but that's who Angel Reese got to battle with. It's like, all right, for Caitlin, you got to battle Sabrina. She ain't won shit. So what are we talking about? So it's just like, it's kind of like, and you can do that for every team. It's like, outside of Seattle, because Seattle got some champions on their team, but outside of them, it's like, all right, bro, like, they don't, like, even if you talk about, let's go to the Sparks. Like, I don't even know who to compare. Like, they got, like, I guess the most familiar person that people may know is Lexi Brown. It's not no shade to Lexi, because I love Lexi, but she ain't won nothing in the W neither. So her comp, if I'm sitting here, if you're talking about the two rookies, who do I got to check? Who checking me? All right, it's Lexi Brown checking Caitlin Clark, and then Angel Reese is battling Dearica Hamby. If y'all didn't see that game against the only team it seemed like the Sparks can beat is the Aces, and they beat them again. And Dearica Hamby went crazy. I believe she had like 28 and 10 against A'ja Wilson. And and for people who didn't know, she used to play for the Sparks. She ended up getting cut. I think they ended up cutting her or trading her away so they can make room for Candace Parker. I didn't know that, T. Like, I didn't necessarily, and that's why I think sometimes, even if you're watching, just becoming a new WNBA fan, you do kind of have to just go down the rabbit hole on Twitter and look at people who've been following the game a minute, just so you can be familiar. Because I wouldn't want to watch nothing. It's almost like watching a TV show and then you literally just come in on episode 5. You don't know what happened to episode 4, 2, or 3. Like, you can't be in a loop. I mean, out the loop that much. And I even watched the joint on Amazon Prime. It's basically a 2020 documentary. Of course, we all know that was when the shutdown was and they played in the bubble. But this was the Atlanta Dream, how they strong-armed and got one of the owners out because she was running for like office or something, but she was like against everything. She was like, she was against abortion. She was against gay rights. And of course, let's be real, 90% of the women, especially at that time in the WNBA, where most of them was LGBTQ community, whatever the case may be. So they kind of like, bro, how you own a team and you against gay marriage and you against this, that, and the third, and like 90% of the players on your team are gay women who are married or trying to have kids. So all the stuff that they stood for, she went against. So I swear if you are, even if you're not even a fan of the WNBA, if you just like a great documentary, that journal Amazon Prime, I believe it's called what the hell is that joint called? I just watched it. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember. I want to say it's All in the Dream or something like that. Oh, I want to just give it to you absolutely the right way. I want to say it may be All in the Dream. Is that what it's called? It's something in the dream. I don't want to take up too much time looking for, but it's on Amazon Prime. I'm talking about this joint. Like this made me love Sue Bird. Like again, I'm a new WNBA, so I ain't really seen Sue Bird play before or nothing. I just heard the name. I'm familiar with the name because she's super popular and she was really like that. But watching the documentary, this is a white woman. She was so in depth on we're talking about the George Floyd issues or whatever the case. Like she was rocking and rolling for the black community. So when you get to see some of those players, and now you get to see why so many people speak so highly of her and why she was just like who she was. And then talking about even with Akademiks, she is one of the she's the president of the what is it, the CBA, whatever. What's the players situation? Whatever Chris Paul is for the women, I mean for the men, she is that for the WNBA. So like just seeing all those things, it made it cool, and I was like, damn, I really like this, I appreciate it. But going back into the standings real quick, and then we can kind of Minnesota is number 3. Minnesota is 15-6, and Minnesota kind of been losing games they had no business losing, and that is one of the things you see in the W on the regular. Number 4 is the Seattle Storm, they are 14-7, and then the Vegas Aces is 5, and they are 13-7. The Phoenix Mercury is 11-10. Indiana is 9-13, and they are number 7 right now. And at the 8th spot, it is 8-12 is Chicago, and number 9 is Atlanta at 7-13. So realistically, you kind of can sit here and say the LA Sparks, the Mystics, and the Dallas Wings, all 3 of them is kind of they out of it. That's pretty much because Atlanta could still catch some winning games or whatever the case may be and find a way to play their way back into it because they're not too far away from Chicago or from Indiana. But that is what it is. And again, going back to the biggest part of this whole conversation was supposed to be just the Angel Reese celebration. And you have to give, bro, you got to give her credit because she's slowly but surely, if you're watching, especially if you're talking about this month, she averaging like 18. And I think that's where it's going to get a little bit crazy and people kind of just like, you're trying to find ways to discredit what she got going on because you can see the constant uptick. Like that game against Seattle on Friday, bro, she had 27 and what was it, 10? Bro, 27 points. Like she was literally shooting from the 3. I had a joke on the joke with OD viral, like all platforms, like men lie, women lie, but Angel Reese was letting that 3 fly. And I was like, bro, as a fan, you watching, when you seen her hit the first corner 3, you was like, holy shit, Angel Reese just hit a 3. The first joke was kind of like, you so in shock because that's just not her bag. And then it kind of is midi, and I was like, oh, hold on, she may really be in her bag today. And that's what I'm sitting here saying. And that's the thing. And I guess we can lead it into this. And I think that's why people got frustrated. And I think maybe that's even why Teresa Weatherspoon played her so much on Sunday's game, because she played the whole 40 minutes, and that was kind of ridiculous. And she's sitting down Camila Cardoso. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's go right back to Friday. But when she hit the midi, and then it was just like, oh, okay, the next time she at the top of the key, and they kind of playing her off. And she's like, oh, y'all just gonna give it to me? I'm gonna hit this low. I'm the top of the key 3. Wow. Oh my God. I'm like, I'm just threw my phone in the air. Like, I can't believe it. She going crazy. And you just bugging out because that's not her game. But I think, again, that's why people get so excited about her, because it's literally the underdog story. You can arguably, most people on social media right now saying she's probably the most hated athlete in America right now. Like literally in sports America, like we have people like, I don't necessarily know if you've seen people just straight hatred, like I'm sure, like, and that's why I know the pages, like the sports pages, is using her for like it's almost clickbait purposes, because it's like, go look at even when they just post Caitlin Clark by herself, it don't get as much engagement as if it's an Angel Reese post, because it's, you, like I said, you will get all the bots, you will get just the endless hate, and then you're gonna get people defending her. And like I said, so when you see that, it's almost like, holy shit. So she had 27 and 10. It's like, bro, you ain't supposed to be playing this crazy, because it's almost like, of course, I'm sure, like I said, if you really are a fan, most people, you make the comparison because you can see the quickness in her feet quickness, where you kind of be like, oh, you can see if she can get a mid-range game, if she can get close and get more confident shooting the 3, you can see the comparisons of where you will compare her to being a mini Asia Wilson. So when you see that, it's just like, oh, you can see the game just really developing in your face, and nobody's thinking of, oh, Angel Reese is about to give up 27. That's not like you thinking like, okay, she's cool to double doubles. You tell me, all right, maybe 14 and 14 or 11 and 12. What some of the smaller jumps, but when it's just getting like that grown one aggressiveness where it's like 27 points, dog. Like even the night before when they beat the Dream, bro, I believe she had 11 points and 19 rebounds. Like 19 rebounds is OD. Like listen to it, like it's so crazy to be like, and when she doing it, and then like the stat line, you listening to the broadcast, like, and I like the Atlanta Dream broadcast, and he like, holy, she got yeah, of course he ain't say holy shit, but when it comes to his recognition, and she got like at that time she made like 16 boards, and she's like, damn, she got 16 already because she do it so effortless. You kind of almost not even paying attention to how many she grabbing, and it's like, oh, all right, well, it's kind of like it's more easy to count the points than it is the rebounds because you look up and you be like, damn, she already got this many rebounds. So again, when I'm talking about how just dominant and amazing her game is, it's like you just got to give credit where credit is due, dog. It's hard to keep denying it. But like I said, if you don't watch it and you just literally going off the narrative that they tell you, oh, she getting them off her own misses. Like to me personally, I was like, oh, y'all, it's no way you can still have that conversation after the Friday game. But people, again, that's why I know it's don't be real people. And you can't, if you're going, especially if you're going to create content, and I always say this, you can't get in your feelings about people's opinion in the comment section because like most people may just not watch it. Like I seen a dude right in my junk, like, oh, you really watch the WNBA? I'm like, nigga, fan do work, right? You can go on this game and bet. So I'm not supposed to make money during the summertime, or I'm supposed to bet on baseball. Nigga, I don't watch baseball. Hey, can you see me? I made NIGGA. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not watching baseball. So what the fuck else do you want me to bet on? Or you just want me to wait until football season? Yeah, right, nigga, eat a dick. So I'm going to sit here and bet on these WNBA games. I'm going to watch. I'm not about to just randomly just throw my money away and don't know what I'm talking about or who I'm betting on. Like, that's stupid. So anyway, like I said, moving on. She had a crazy game on what was that? Friday? That was Friday. No, that wasn't Friday. That was Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember when they played the Dream and then playing Seattle. Like, bro, them was grown women, crazy OD stat lines. So her breaking the Candace Parker 12 game straight doubles, and now she got 13. And realistically, if you're watching the games, it kind of, like I said, she almost on, what was that, yesterday game, Sunday, when they played Seattle, it was almost effortless. Like, bro, she almost had a double at halftime. And that goes into a lot of people's beef with Teresa Weatherspoon. Excuse me, and you see a lot of people be like, oh, it was Teresa Weatherspoon, she just playing favorites or whatever the case may be. She just too hung up on Angel Reese. And I think a lot of people say that because you see, if you're watching just the after the game, the post-game interviews, like it was the game from Friday, and you just see Angel, it's like different little moments in the interview where you see Kennedy Carter leaning her head on Teresa Weatherspoon, and she wrapping her arm around them, just like almost like her daughters. Like she, you know what I'm saying? Like just that motherly love. If you're watching the broadcast and they having the moments, and you see the moments even going viral on social media, and it's just pictures and whatever the case may be, and both of them just laying their head on her shoulder and they just smiling, and it's just literally, so people are like, oh, she paying favoritism. Like, and let's be clear, I didn't agree. I'm just like everybody else on social media. I didn't understand how you damn near sit Camila Cardoso down almost damn near the whole second half, especially the fourth quarter. She didn't touch the floor in the fourth quarter at all. She barely played in the third. I think like just the very beginning, like, oh, she missed a huge, significant amount of time. I believe I want to say they said she missed like 16 minutes in the second half, and they literally, the quarters ain't nothing but 10 minutes each quarter. So you basically sitting here saying she damn near missed the whole entire second half. She played 4 minutes. That didn't make no sense. And I get it. She tried to say, oh, Izzy had it going, but yeah, it kind of. Like, and let's be clear, I love the way Izzy played. Like, and I get it, even the way they trying to stretch the floor a lot. And I seen people even complaining like they didn't like Angel Reese playing so far away from the basket. I get why they're doing it, because if Camilla's in there, you kind of want Camilla to be able to work. You don't want it to be easy for people to double team. Like both of them just literally clogging up the paint. It's too easy to double team them. If you look at a lot of their highlights, like it's always two people around them. So kind of stretching the floor a lot more. And like I said, the more consistent Angel Reese gets with shooting those jumpers in the mid-range and shooting the threes, it'll be 100 times easier for Camilla to be able to dominate, because nobody ain't gonna be able to really check her one-on-one. But let's be clear, most teams in the WNBA have that same two situation. Like, let's go to Atlanta. Like, they got Bree Jones. She is the bigger body. She's bigger than Alyssa Thomas, or even just like the Indiana Fever. They got Aaliyah Boston, and they got, what's my girl name who date Dejanay? Last name Smith. I can't remember. I think it's Alyssa Smith. Yeah, Alyssa Smith. They like, okay, you just look at the size comparison. It's not too many like OD bigs where it's like, even with Seattle, they got the young lady. Oh my God. It's like Izzy something. I can't remember her name, but she had a block body 2 nights in a row. Friday, she went crazy. She had like 8 blocks on Friday. I can't remember what her name is, because I've seen a lot of people saying she was an all-star snub, and I didn't believe it until I seen that game on Friday. I'm like, bro, she had 8 blocks. It's OD. But so most teams got it. They have a super tall center, and then they got a finesse power forward, where the power forward got some size, but not as big as the center. So like I said, I get it. And I do think realistically, I see where Teresa Weatherspoon want to go, but it may not just be there yet. Like I said, again, I truly, with everybody on social, I'm not with they should fire. Like, come on, dog, relax. It was one bad coaching, Joan. And you can, I'm sure you can question a lot of her coaching rotations. I think that's people's biggest beef with Coach Witherspoon. is her rotations. Her rotations suck, but the rotations only can suck because of what you got. Like, what do you actually want? Like, you can see glimpses and moments of each player that she tries to play. Like, they've all had their moments, like from Diamond and Shields or Dana Evans. Like, they all had different little moments in this season where they kind of look, like it looked cool. Like, it looked good. Like, I'm not mad at it, but then it's like they had their moments where they wet the bed and you be like, bro, why is she in it? Like, Dana Evans on Sunday, like, bro, Angel Reese literally, Aneka fell on the ground. She literally like throwing her hands up, doing jumping jacks. I'm like, bro, nobody should have to do jumping jacks in the paint for you to realize to pass the ball. Because then when they doing that, now the other defenders see it too. So soon now you're trying to force the ball, and then you threw it literally over the girl head. It hit almost the top of the backboard. Like, that was so crazy. And literally as soon as she did it. I'm not mad at Weatherspoon, Coach Spoon, because she took Dana Evans right out. But at that point, Dana shouldn't even have been in the game. And I think that was one of those things where you can't like. And I get it especially when people, if you've been a super fan of the WNBA and you understand how easy it is for players to get cut. And most people don't want to see people get cut because you got some type of fandom to you, or people just understand how hard it is to make the league. But bro, when you see it, it's kind of like, all right, dog. I've seen this from Dana Evans too many times. I've been saying this since preseason because you can tell where it's just like she go out her way not to pass Angel Reese the ball. So that's the kind of the part where it's like, it looked like hating. If you're watching the game and like you don't want to come out and say it, because I'm sure the difference between Angel Reese fans and even old girl fans for the Fever is like the Fever fans will call it out. They don't care. Fire the coach, get rid of Leah Boston, get rid of all, like they don't care. They're going to drag it to hell because that's their girl and they going to ride for her. Where Chicago Sky fans is kind of like, all right, we don't want to be that corny. So we kind of not going to sit here and call out certain things. So you see it and just be like, all right, dog. But then it's like, to this point, it was like, bro, we 20 games in now. We didn't seen this Dana Evans. This one was just ridiculous. It was like, nobody can miss this one. Like, everybody's seen this level of just like, bro, you was just basically hating and didn't want to pass this girl the ball until you had no choice but to pass it. And then when you pass it, it was just, come on, dog. Like, what the hell are we doing? So again, like I said, that was the biggest takeaway from Sunday's game. It was a nasty one, but you can't be mad. They got 2 W's back to back. They beat the Dream. They beat Seattle on Friday. And like I said, it was a great game. And shout out to Kennedy Carter. And you can kind of see, I think one of the things, it was just a bad adjustment from Chicago. You were still trying to, what was working on Friday, it wasn't working on Sunday. Like, Kennedy Carter didn't have it going. She had 21 points, but she was forcing them. Like, that didn't come as effortless. It didn't come as smooth and just like, oh, she just getting to the rack and just doing her thing. It didn't look the same. Like, Friday game and Sunday game looked like 2 completely different games. So it was just like, I think that was a horrible, it just wasn't a good switch. Like that's the only thing I can, if you sit here saying flaws in Coach Witherspoon's coaching ability or what she got, her game plan or what she got going on, that would be to me the biggest thing. Like, dog, you kind of just like, you was trying to make what worked Friday work on Sunday, and it didn't happen like that. And I guess that's kind of almost like playoff style basketball. You got to be able to know how to make adjustments soon on the fly. Like, you playing this team back to back, and it's gonna come with the same thing. They about to play the Liberty back to back. Like, you can't not sit here. If you win the first game, the second game you're gonna have to make some adjustments. That same thing is not going to work twice. You're not gonna be one of the things when I used to play Madden with my older cousin. He always used to say that you can't keep going to the well one too many times, because if I know you're gonna keep going to the tight end across the middle, I'm eventually pick it off. You might get me 10 times, but that one time I get it and I run it back for a pick six, it's going to hurt more than all the 10 times that you consistently kept going to that play across the middle. So, I mean, like I said, again, shout outs to Angel Reese, breaking Candace Parker's 13 double-doubles, bro. That's insane. And you got to think about it. And Candace Parker's the 12 was like, it was 2 seasons, so it was like it went from like 6 one season, and then literally it just rolled over into the next season. So the end of the one season, it went from 6 games. Okay, she had double doubles, and then the very next season she picked it right back up with 6, so they had 12. Angel Reese is literally doing this in her rookie season. Again, this is the 7th pick, bro. Think about how many people got drafted before her, and you don't even talk about them. Like, I see a lot of people trying to like almost, and it's not. I don't want to say force, because I do like Raquel Jackson's, I like her game. It's smooth. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, she gets to the basket real easy. Like, her mid-range game is super smooth. Like, I see people comparing it to like a Carmelo type of vibe. Like, I like her. So I don't want to sit here and throw shade on her. But it took a minute for her to get here. Like, it took 20 games, literally. But cool, Angel Reese, I've been doing this double-double thing for 13 games in a row now, dog. So, like, don't sit here and try to throw this one miscellaneous of a rookie in it to try to make it a conversation. And I do one thing that can I say. Dear black women who watch the WNBA, stop using Kate Martin as like how y'all get mad at white people, and white people be like, oh, I got this is my black friend. Like, that's what y'all do with Kate Martin, because y'all don't like the other girl. You still trying to make it like, oh, well, this one Iowa player, we love her. Look at her. She's the He's so cool. The all he gets aces like, bro, stop it. Anybody with common sense see what y'all doing. This girl barely get in the game. She barely do anything. Come on, dog. Stop what y'all doing. I get what you're trying to do, but you don't have to do it. Like, bro, you can just let this girl get the fuck. Come on, son. Like, let's be serious. I even seen a post where she said, I don't know where she did the interview at, but she like, bro, when I came to I didn't think I was gonna have fans. And shout out to her. I like the name of her Jones. They call it the Martinis. It plays a cool name play on her last name, the same way with Angel Reese doing the Reese's Pieces. And of course, I think if we didn't talk about it last week, Angel Reese has, and even when TMZ Sports, it was more than just like some Twitter back and forth, people just making up things and hypotheticals. Angel Reese is in conversations with Hershey's. Hershey's is the owner of Reese's Pieces. So it would be an amazing accomplishment for her and a huge endorsement, probably one of her biggest endorsements, if she can lock in and seal that endorsement to be able to put that one down. I'm sure, out of all her things that she got endorsement, because a lot of those things may be pricey. Like, people may not got bread for the Beats by Dre or whatever the case may be. But trust and believe, if you get some candy, my nigga, them things won't fly off the shelf. I can guarantee you get you some Reese's Pieces and you got Angel Reese on the box and on the plastic. I'm 100% positive those things will sell out without a shadow of a doubt. So again, breaking that Candace Parker record and getting bro, that's crazy. Like, bro, Candace Parker is one of those people that people call the GOAT. And let's be clear, can Aisha Wilson become the walking GOAT? Absolutely. Because Candace Parker has 3 championships, but we can all be realistically, she didn't do nothing to kind of earn the one last year. She didn't play for the Aces. She didn't play in the championship game. She was hurt. So she got 3 championships, but one of them jumps we got to put an asterisk by if we're keeping it a buck. Now, if Asia Wilson can sit here and say, I got 3 championships and I got 2 finals MVPs, yeah, it's going to kind of like make that conversation with her and Candace Parker get very, like, it's going to be different. You're going to have to be honest. It's going to get different. And I don't think realistically, can Asia Wilson pull one of those moves that Candace Parker pulled later on in her career? Of course she can. When she get a little bit older and her game slow down, could you see her sitting here saying, oh, let me just go steal another ring and then maybe like her 4th or her 5th one, and I can just go play with one of the younger players, or I can go play with Aaliyah Boston, or I can go play with Angel Reese and get me one to just like on my farewell tour? You've seen people do it. You've seen NBA players try to do it. All of them can't do it. Carmelo tried it. It ain't work. Chris Paul tried it. It ain't work. But I'm sure for some people it will work. For Asia Wilson, it probably will work. If she don't want to just retire as a Las Vegas Aces, and she may, because she did just break the record. She's the all-time scorer for that team, and that lead it. And I think they used to be a team in Utah, then they went to the San Antonio, and now they're still the same, I guess. Well, it's a new owner now. They own it, but they still built that little situation like it's still the same team. It just went from different cities. So, man, again, like I said, shout outs to Asia Wilson, the All-Star game. And I did see somebody, I can't remember who it was. It was maybe like, it was one of those older white dudes who used to work at ESPN. I don't believe they there no more. I can't remember what show I remember him from, but he did have a hot take that may not be as hot, because the NBA All-Star game has, of course, lost its luster. And he had a crazy take where he was like, no, the WNBA this season, their All-Star game 9 times out of 10 will have way more viewers than the NBA. I think they got the timing right now, because that was one of the things that people was complaining about last year. Like, dog, how do y'all complain about viewership? And like, I think they had like their 3-point contest and stuff, like literally like 11 a.m. Like, nigga, who on a Saturday? Like, nigga, who gonna watch? Like, nobody's watching this shit. How did you do that? But like you said, I do think his take was, hey, the WNBA will have more viewers this year than the NBA's All-Star game. I don't think that's a hot take. It sounds like a hot take, but if we keeping it a buck, 9 times out of 10, it probably will. So again, like I said, we have, I believe, what is this, week 8 in the WNBA? It's gonna be a good one. Of course, they do go on their All-Star or Olympic break next week. So I think it's only a few more games, Meg. I think most teams only got maybe like 3 or 4 more games before the All-Star break. So next week, but again, what's the game? What is the All-Star game? July 20th, I believe. It's either the 20th or the 27th. I can't really remember off the top of my head. Matter of fact, I could probably speed it up. When is the All-Star break? Is that July? Yeah, so the last games is July 17th. So yeah, I think the All-Star Jones is like July 20th or something like that. July 20 something. So again, like I said, man, this was we'll see. We will see. I don't think it's no real, I guess, more debating towards that, how it's going to play out, but it will play out. We will see who eventually will get the Rookie of the Year, who will get the MVP. And I mean, if you are a fan of one of the older teams, I'm sure you have some type of championship aspirations for your team. And if you new here, of course, I'm gonna close it out on this one, and we're just gonna get into the regular podcast now, get into all the hot topics and all the stuff that's going on this week. So just give me a second. Let this let this air out real quick, and I'll clip it up. And of course, I'll put this in a completely separate thing on YouTube. But we can get ready to get into the actual just regular podcast right now. Let's get into some of these regular topics for out the week. Matter of fact, just give me a second to actually get my thoughts together and fresh my brain out and really get to work in these. I ain't done it. Yeah, give me a second. Just give me 2 seconds. If you're right here, you're new here, and you're just watching it, give me 2 seconds. Let me get this situation together so we can get the whole group in here. We can get the recording. Literally, give me like 2 minutes. I ain't played the rain in a minute. I love these rain sounds. I ain't even gonna hold you. Oh, I got pros in different area codes. Okay. This is Gucci Man stuff at Gucci Man the Flair. Damn, how I find Mr. Gucci and John with it? Give me
Got the Trump gun right here. All these $100,000 a pop. So look, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. That's 1 million right there. That's what I'm willing to invest in my next superstar because I'm starting a whole new label, fresh. So I said millionaires. So who want to join my new label? Because I'm looking for my next male superstar. Babe, where you at with the count? How much you got over here?
So far, I got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 8, 9, a million. I got a million, plus I got some extras that I'm still counting up for the female artists.
So I got $1 million for my next female superstar. I got $1 million for my next male superstar. Who want to join the So Icy Millionaires? Hit my DM right now. Happy 4th of July.
Fuck y'all haters. Ow.
Oh, okay. So for people who don't know or what's going on, it seemed like Gucci Man don't understand how to actually read the room. And when I say don't know how to read the room, of course, like I said, Gucci, even if you paid attention to that video when he sit here and took it out, it was not this what is it? The 1017 So Icy Boys or 1017 Entertainment or whatever the name of his name now, it was 1017 Millionaires. So he's trying to sit here and throw the money into the play because a lot of people of course, everybody's seen the stereotype between whatever 1017 Entertainment or whatever the previous name to the label is, and I guess that's why he's trying to throw the millionaires in it. But bro, I don't care what you say, you're just a horrible label owner. Nobody wants to sign to be affiliated with whatever Gucci got going on right now because it just don't make sense. So you're trying to allure people in by just sitting here saying, bringing it up with the money thing. Bro, nobody cares about the money. Nobody's sitting here no reasonable person with common sense is willing to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna sign to Gucci for $1 million right now, but my chances of me dying or going to jail, like that jinx and that aura on that label, it's just nasty work, dog. I don't care how much money you send the offer. And let's be clear, it may be some young dudes in the hood right now who need $1 million. That $1 million seems sweet, so you're going to entertain it. But I don't necessarily know. And the people who will entertain that $1 million, 9 times out of 10, those aren't the artists that I would want to sign. No, what I want to sign, like, let's be clear, like most of these rappers now, if you got some real buzz or some real motion that somebody actually will want to invest in, I don't necessarily know if I need the $1 million up front. Of course, listen to what I'm saying. It sounds crazy, like, oh, who don't need $1 million or everybody want $1 million? Yeah, but do I if I actually got songs that people checking for? Like if I'm actually an artist that got some, I've seen a young lady, I believe she's from St. Louis. I think she did like a Joan Wiz, like it was kind of almost like reminiscent of King Von's Crazy Story. I can't remember her name. She got a joint on Say Cheese right now, and they posted the joint. It was what was the joint that they posted on Say Cheese? It was like a My Hood joint. It was like, oh yeah, I'm from St. Louis and this, that, and the third. I literally just seen it the other day, and then it sent me down like a rabbit hole of playing some of her songs. I'm gonna play this little clip because it ain't got no music on it. But it was like basically something in St. Louis. I hope they ain't take it joint down, did they? Oh, they may have. It was tagged on her on Say Cheese page, but it's not on there right now. But anyway, it's a young lady from St. Louis. I can't remember what her name is. Oh, did I? Oh, she just. Nah, that was Mellow Bucks. Yeah, but it's a young lady from St. Louis right now who got some buzz going on, or even somebody from Chicago, the young lady with Mellow Bucks, and she just put out a song with G Herbo. I don't necessarily know if I got a buzz. I'm not signing to Gucci. If Gucci get anybody to sign for that $1 million, and I think even probably the $1 million is cap, can't see right now. You about to throw away $2 million because at this point, that's what it would seem like. Gucci has outside of Pooh Shiesty. What is the artist that Gucci has actually got some real conversation behind? To me, it's not one, so I don't necessarily know if I'm going to be running to take the $1 million from Gucci, man.
And Pooh Shiesty wasn't. He don't got he had full project.
Yeah, he got full project. He got like
wait, under Gucci, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought that was just before.
No. That project did that. What was that? Whatever his first project was, the one when it was like a cartoon character or a Legos man or whatever the hell that was. Yeah, that was under Gucci Joe. Because I think, but he got his buzz off of YouTube. So that only project he got out is under 1017. Oh, okay. Yeah, but I just can't. Me personally, it's nowhere in hell. I don't care about that $1 million. Like it looks sweet, even for you to sit here and like her to sit here and say, "Oh fuck the haters." Like, bro, you had to make this video because you know that nobody want to sign to y'all, and it's okay. I think what Gucci had to realize, what Jeezy realized, some rappers you are just better as just being a rapper. You don't have to be a CEO. Everybody ain't gonna be Yo Gotti, dog. Yo Gotti is a one of one when we talking about. Man, he might be like Yo Gotti may literally be in a league of his own outside of old Ross. Like the old MMG Rick Ross had definitely had a great eye and ear for talent, but it took Ross a minute. Like let's be clear, Ross had what was Triple C's? Like nigga, none of them niggas caught no buzz. Like Gunplay was just Gunplay because he was Gucci man. I mean, because he was Rick Ross's man, but it wasn't because like Triple like. For people who don't remember, like even if you comparing the two, like let's just sit here and say if you go back real quick and you compare Triple C's to CTE. Like Jeezy's original rap crew was better than all of them outside. I mean, look, let's be clear. Gucci probably had a better rap crew at that time. Like if we comparing all three of them, if you sit here and say, or even throw all four of them, if you sit here and say, God, if you compare it to, but then if you throw T.I. and then T.I. probably had the best one.
What, Grand Hustle?
The original PSC, the original Ground Hustle. When you talking about it was just shit, even if you just go if you just go Dro compared to if you go Dro success compared and if you throw Iggy Azalea in there, yeah, T.I. may have the most successful. I'm not talking about what they got now. I'm not talking about, but I'm talking about just original, like the original members, like the first people that they like you got familiar with them from or was signed to them. T.I. probably had the best one because he had Dro. Like, let's be clear, Walker streetwise, Walker had his thing, but Walker's kind of like I can't give Gucci credit for Walker because Gucci was in jail when Walker was Walker. Like when Walker was at his peak, Gucci was nowhere around.
So what was OJ and them? That was under.
It was just like niggas like I'm cool with, but they wasn't never signed to him. They never was signed to him.
So okay, my question, like when the last time Gucci really his projects, like, is that why he probably trying to do more of an artist because his projects are not?
Yeah, I mean, but I think you could say that about any of them. Like, I mean, I don't think Gucci projects, it ain't no different from Ross or no different from Jeezy or no different from Gaddy. Like them, I mean, if you're not a fan of them, I think their projects like we ain't talking about like we ain't checking no Billboard charts for none of them niggas albums. Not even T.I. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we kind of bypass that. And I do think that is one of the things, and I kind of even wanted to make that a conversation where it's like, I almost wonder, is Akademiks losing his, I'm not going to sit here and say his credibility, because I mean, he's Akademiks. He kind of like, I think, of course, we've talked about this before. After you are a certain age, you just lazy with where you go search your information from. So Akademiks is gonna always be Akademiks, but the things he kind of hung his hat on, and like I even see him trying to hang it with Meg and the album sales with Meg, and it's like, you can't do it with Meg because like you trying to clown her about the album sales, but nigga, she on a tour that sold out, arena tour. This ain't like she ain't in the Fillmore, she ain't in nobody's little 2,500. Like, bro, she's at arenas. She's literally 13,000 people, city to city. Like, nigga, who give a fuck if she don't sell not one album? I'd rather be able to sell hard tickets than you sitting and say, oh yeah, I did 200,000 the first week, but I can't sell no goddamn tour. Like, nigga, who cares?
And I mean, the way that the streaming and all that, I mean, do album sales really mean anything anymore?
But again, that's what I'm sitting here saying. For somebody like Akademiks, you kind of made your bread and butter on the numbers. I don't think people care no more.
But that's what I'm saying. But you keep, if you saying nobody care about the number, but my thing is when you shouting the numbers out and say, oh, she only sold this, but what else are you comparing her to? Because I mean, really, she is not that big. She is big right now, but who are you comparing her to? You comparing her to Nicki or somebody like that who's been in the game for a long time?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when you saying not that big, how you can't say not that big, and this is she's a touring act, she's an arena act,
but what I'm saying, but who else? She's probably selling more than everybody else besides a Nicki and a Cardi.
Yeah, I mean, she probably not. Yeah, if you talking about girl wise, but even still, like if you trying to Lil Baby and them still sell more than her. But I don't. But Lil Baby,
we don't compare. I don't think we ever compare the men to the women with their record sales. So that's what I'm saying. For you to get on,
I think. But peak Nicki niggas was like peak Nicki was still like, I'm comparing her to like the YMC and B thing. Like you got them. Peak Nicki and peak Drake was like they was coming right behind Wayne's 1 million 1 week. Okay, when Nicki was doing 500,000, Drake was doing 600,000-700,000. Like they was coming like them numbers was like right behind Wayne.
And that's when people was buying albums. But that's what I say. I feel like now when it's in the streaming area and how much you listen to it and that's it. You know, like that's what I'm saying. You can't really hold nobody at value like, oh, well, your album didn't sell.
I think, but people tried to. I think because even like I said, and that's why I think even if I'm Akademiks, where I would personally kind of, I would kind of pull away from that a little bit. I know that's your stick, like that's your thing, but it's like it's kind of not working no more. Because even like I seen somebody. I forgot what I was watching, but he was sitting here saying how, and I said this a million times on here, where he was like, well, Meek lost because Meek never made no friends via social media. When I say no friends, I mean like he didn't have a podcaster to be able to go back and forth for him against the Akademiks. We talked about that on here before, and that was one of the reasons why he was losing. But one Akademiks thing was like, he used to clown Lil Baby, like, oh, Lil Baby done, and then kind of like Lil Baby has quietly came back with some big songs. It's like OD on TikTok, that little band for band on that should go crazy on TikTok right now. Like Lil Baby is like Lil Baby on, like if you talking about like if you get on TikTok, that band for band when that junk came out for like at least for the first 2 weeks, nigga, they was burning a hole on that junk.
But that's why I kind of say like do the album sales milk, because if everything else I'm hitting on the internet with social media, with trending, with all, you know what I'm saying, like
with the sounds and stuff.
Sounds and stuff.
Meg is the person who like it don't matter. Meg is the person who Meg has kicked in the door. It don't matter no more. Like before this Meg situation, it still mattered to people. People like cared. Like even if I'm Cardi now, I kind of like I would watch the Meg thing and be like, let me hurry up and put my album out. Like Meg should be the person right now to be like, oh fuck the album sales. She literally only did. She gonna do 60,000 her first week. No, I would take that 60,000 and be able to do a world tour in arenas over somebody who could do 200,000 and they can't do nothing. And like you said, the album sales, maybe because you could even put Doja in that. Doja did like 60,000 her first week, and she literally an arena act. She's doing her tours was on arenas.
That's what I say.
So I think it's just, so I do think, but for Meg, I think because it was like, and again, that's just one of those like.
Because if we be honest, if we go back to actually having to buy albums, I think she probably would have did the numbers.
I mean, but like I said, I don't
I
even.
think she
To
would've
me,
did
it don't.
numbers.
To me, it don't matter. If you can get people to buy tickets to come and see you, because guess what? Guess who can't do? Who's doing horrible right now? We can tie that into like Sexy Red. And I don't. And I listen, because I told y'all this. I think personally, I told y'all that Nikki curse or that Nikki jinx is a real thing. It's over for Ice Spice, bro. Like you can look at Ice Spice, like even just like, all right, bro. How many times you gonna shake that little white ass? Like nobody, like who? I don't care no more, dog. Like, all right, cool. It's just like, because that trick, it just eventually get worn out, because like, nigga, every time we see her, it's like, bro, you playing a song and you just twerking behind, like, and it's not even like, niggas ain't geeking. Like I can see better twerking on the same social media app that you trying to show me these weak ass twerks about. Like what the, like, I don't get it. Like even, yeah. I seen Sexy Red make a statement who sit here and was like, that's just, because she's doing her tour with a smaller promotional company. So I mean, I guess she's not doing it with Live Nation. And of course, I'm sure she's being cautious with her words, because you don't want to piss Live Nation off, because they are a huge, marketing company. Screw just being a promotional company, just marketing and email blast, right? Or whatever the case. Well, obviously, whoever she's doing her tour with, it's a smaller promotional company. I don't know. I think she said it was AG. I don't necessarily know who. I think she said it may be AG. I'm not 100% positive who the promotional company she's using. But of course, that was one of the big storylines that was going up and down the timeline. Did like her ticket sales was super low. Like she couldn't even sell like more than 30% of the tickets or whatever the case may be. So they were thinking about canceling some of the dates. And she was like, it's a lie. I didn't go look to see what her thing was going to be. But the only thing I could say for Sexy Red is I don't necessarily know if it's a lie, because you know the difference between when like an artist announce a tour, you will see at least some of their fans. Like I'm sure if you follow enough people, you'll see people starting to, like when Chris Brown went on tour, you seen people purchase their tickets. Or when Beyonce went on tour, like you seen people purchase their tickets and they'll post that, oh, I got my ticket, whatever the case may be. And they'll post it in their story or whatever the case may be, and start a countdown or whatever the case may be. I follow enough girls. I know that's a thing that they do. If they buy tickets for whatever comedy show or whatever concert they're going to, they'll post it on their story and have a countdown till when they about to go to this concert.
Yeah, and I just seen one. I think they were talking about Chris Brown, like just off of 2 nights, he made like $9 million off of his revenue. You know what I'm saying?
Off of his show, yeah, for sure.
So my question to, I guess, when Akademiks say all that, and it's just like, even with Sexy Reds, what do you really? Because I feel like you kind of defer, you kind of scaring everybody away when you say, oh, well, they not doing what they doing, because now you making everybody about the whole machine thing, right? And you being the big one, talking about, oh, well, Kendrick used the machine, or he got bots. So what do you really like when you hold people to that standard and you say, well, she not selling, so you saying, okay, well, they don't use those? Because that's what I'm kind of like, if you exposing people album sales and all that, like that's what you're trying to prove.
I think just for him though, I guess, and this is one, I guess my biggest critique on him, you kind of got to go outside. Or if you're not going to be outside, you have to follow enough people to make it feel like you outside. Like I told y'all about how big that 95 Degrees song was going to be by Glorilla. Shit, damn near a month before the song even came out, because I be on TikTok, I'm watching what's trending. This song, every time I get on this app, there's 95 Degrees. I ain't got no nigga. Like I couldn't get away from that. Like every time she posted a joke, people was in her comments, and that's all they kept like, bro, hurry up and drop this song. So that's my thing. If it's like, you cannot live on an island where it's just like, okay, my opinion is going to be the news, because you'll eventually become outdated. You'll become you won't be hip, because if you sit here and try to downplay
everybody else,
if you try to downplay everybody else, you try to downplay other people's opinions or what their thought pattern is or what's actually going on outside. Like your opinion can be cool, but it has to match with what's actually going on outside. And we can kind of tie that in to Stephen A. Smith a little bit later, where it's just like, yeah, it's okay, yeah, your opinion is cool on sports, but you can't really speak for the black culture because you're too detached from the black culture. So it's just like, even with Akademiks, where it's like, okay, you're trying to make it the numbers thing, you're trying to clown people, but nigga, it's summertime. Yeah, that shit may be easy to do during the wintertime, but it's summertime and people actually outside shaking ass, getting behind some ass, getting drunk, turning up, enjoying themselves. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about you and them numbers. You can take them numbers and shove them up your ass, because I don't care, nigga. I know what's going on outside. And one thing I've learned as a man, you can't tell women what's going to be hot for them. Because I swear to God, that lotto shit, I did not like the singing part. Nigga, people are eating that. I could not believe how over the weekend or over this 4th of July week, I could not believe how many women I seen in their captions. Big mama, big mama, big mama. I was like, oh, she did it again. And I'm a lotto stan, nigga. And I was just like, nigga, that second part. And again, shout out to Lotto. And I think that's sometimes where your team, gotta understand your fan base. And shout outs to her because her team understand her fan base. Like, yeah, you got niggas who like you for that rapping shit, and then you got girls who like the singing shit. The same way people like that stupid, sexy, red singing shit, people actually use it. But I seen for and so Lotto, what she redid, she just dropped it in 3 separate parts. You can get the whole entire song when it's singing, then it lead up to the second part with the rapping, or you can just go like, if you go to Lotto right now, you go to her page, it's literally like almost like a little, you know how they put it out, like a mini album where it's like a 3 jump. Like you can literally get the whole song, or you can get just the singing part, or you can get just the part. It's broke down. Part 1, of course, that's just the singing part. Part 2 is the rapping part when the beat changed. So I said, shit, that's sweet. And now I can just listen literally because I don't want to hear the singing part. I'm cool on the singing shit. She's not a singer for us. So like, I'm cool on the part 1 thing. What did you do for my birthday? Like, I don't want to hit, but I seen so many women eating it up. And I'm like, oh yeah, you can like music, but nigga, you're not a woman. So you're not going to digest this music the way a woman would.
So when do he purchase music or anything like that? Like, who is he like? Because when you say, like, that's what I'm saying, like when you talked about the numbers and all that, but do you support the artist?
I mean, I'm sure he probably do.
Oh,
I mean,
do?
I
I
don't know. Anybody can lie. Nigga, Joe Budden tell you all the time, well, I buy this music that we don't fucking know. Like, I don't.
Yeah, no, but
somebody can tell you they do without anything.
I'm just saying when he report the numbers, is it like, all right, well, I do support, I do buy this and why?
I'm sure everybody has you fans of somebody. You started off as a fan of somebody, but I think you can become just a character of whoever you made yourself. I mean, like we talk about with Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Or any of them. Like, I think to become a good media personality, you're going to have some bias. You're going to become a character yourself. You're going to find what's your stick and what works for you. That's what worked for him. I'm not mad at him for what worked for him, but do I feel like you can easily lose grips on what's going on and the other impact that other people having if you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna be a Drake stan and I'm just gonna be a number guy because I'm a Drake guy. And it's like, all right, well, then when the numbers ain't working no more and in Drake kind of code, you almost do what Sexy Red and them did. It's like, now what the fuck are you gonna talk about?
All right. Okay.
So it's just like everybody kind of had their little stick. I don't think everybody is just well equipped to sit here and make yourself well versed. And that's one of the reasons why Shannon Sharpe is so big now, because like, yeah, I got Nightcap for sports, but Club Shay Shay is gonna be for the culture. So now I get to separate myself. And even when I'm doing Club Shay Shay, I'm interviewing like I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know shit about the music business, so I'm going to ask questions as a fan would. And I think that's why his interviews are doing so extremely well. And that's where he's separating himself. Like, and that's what you see. And even again, like somebody looking like Stephen A, you can tell he's trying to chase what Shannon Sharpe got going on. And that's when Stephen A is trying to lean so many of his cultural opinions, but they don't land because you're just too detached from what's going on, and you're not humble enough to learn what's going on. And you just loud with an opinion is like that opinion don't sit well. And then you got to kind of go on a back and forth or apology tour and just like, yeah, man, all right, nigga, you just stay in your lane. Everybody is not well versed enough to be able to double dutch in and out of different lanes.
And you're right about that, but I feel like even with Stephen A, I feel like I'm not gonna say he's detached. You have your audience base, and your audience base is not that young, but you want to be that young.
Yeah, but his audience base realistically is dad age. He's 70-something. Dad don't give a fuck about O.J. Simpson or fucking Will Smith and the Bad Boys. But that's what I'm saying.
But you voicing your opinion to try to please to everybody else.
Yeah, but it's not going to land because you're again detached. You're not hip to really what's going on. You're too old. You too rich to know how niggas really feel about Will Smith. You too like you ain't a real nigga. You don't know how niggas really feel about OJ. So when you having these hot takes, niggas is not like cool on that. But while we just on tour wise, I do want to play this clip of Chris Brown. I mean, this young lady who went to the Chris Brown concert. Her picture did go viral, and they attached it to a story. And basically, the story was trying to sit here and make it seem like Chris Brown gave her like, I don't know, free tickets or gave her 10 bands or something. I'm gonna play the clip and you can kind of get a better feel of what she had to say about that moment.
Hey everyone, my name is Karel. I'm the girl from the post that has been going absolutely viral on every single platform. I actually saw it on a particular platform this morning and it has well over 3 million views. So I'm just here to set the record straight on some things. First and foremost, I just want to start off by saying much love to Chris and congratulations on having such a successful tour. For those of you who don't know, I've been going to Chris concerts and meet and greets and things like that for about 10 years now. So it has been a long time. This past show in particular, the one that people are seeing pictures of, I traveled out of states to Toronto to go see him. Me and Chris have built a great relationship over the years. Every time we see each other, it's all love and positivity. And as much as I love and positivity, spreading that and being a part of that, What I'm not okay with is strangers on the internet using my face and exploiting my disability for likes and clicks while spreading misinformation. That we not going to do. Just like everyone else, I support Chris as a brand and as an individual. So if you see me at a show or a meet and greet, please know that I paid for my ticket. I paid to get there. So I'm not 100% sure where this information is coming from. Now, full transparency, as I said before, me and Chris have built a great relationship over the years. So there have been some events or shows that I've been to where he has upgraded my seats or provided me with free tickets, but that doesn't happen often. Someone literally saw a beautiful moment, wonderful pictures of someone with a disability standing next to a celebrity and decided to create a narrative that is absolutely factless, okay? And it's kind of perpetuating the societal belief that individuals with disabilities don't have jobs, we don't function well in society. Every time someone sees us, it turns into like a charity case. That is not the case at all. This going around takes away from everything that I personally did to get there. It takes away from the hours I worked. It takes away from the things that I sacrificed to work the overtime because I wanted to treat myself. And Chris respects me well enough and he knows me well enough to know that I would never ask for something like that. Now, Chris, if you want to send me some money, hit my DM. They don't gotta know. But honestly, I just wanted to clear it up and say, like, hey, everyone.
So again, like I said, if you kind of couldn't catch what it was, like I said, her picture did go viral.
She had like the yellow shirt on or something like that. I think that's the one.
Yeah, she had a yellow shirt,
Yeah.
but she had a disability, and people were trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, Chris Brown gave her 10 bands, and she's like, nigga, Chris Brown ain't give me no 10 bands. Like, yeah, me and Chris cool. I've been to enough shows. I paid for the meet and greet, and that's fire. So like, shout out to Chris Brown for that, where he is built that rapport because she like, yeah, me and Chris are cool. Like, and don't get it twisted. He's upgraded my seats. Like that to me is fire, and that's again when we talking about how to actually interact with your fans and actually build a real community. Did you even know this girl? Like, you familiar with her? Oh, she come to enough shows. We've done enough meet and greets, so I will look out for her. And then she's just like, bro, I love Chris, but he ain't give me no 10 bands. But if you want to send me some bread, I'll take it. And then again, just going back into the conversation we were just having in the difference between outside. I told y'all last week it was the 3 songs that I liked on that Meg jump, bro. I did not, that song that she did with the Chinese dude. I didn't like it. I like because she had 2 songs to me that was similar. So it was that the one that I like was the what was the name of this joint? The Otaki Hot Girl or whatever how you pronounce it. But on that project, it's like, what's the joint that she got with the girl? I mean, with the dude on there. What's the name of that song? I don't even know how you pronounce it. I don't even know how you pronounce his name, but the song is Mawushiwa. What is Mamushi? Like when I heard the song, I was just like, I'm cool on this, like, cause he rapping in like China. Please don't get crazy. I don't know if it's Chinese or Japanese, but he rapping in a different language. Like, I'm cool on that. But that song is a smash on socials, and that was like one of the bigger songs. I can't believe how big that song is. But again, I'm not a woman, and that's something that I realized, like, I can tell y'all what I like, but when it comes to what women will make popular, you cannot control that as a man because you don't know how those songs resonate with them. So I was like, bro, that song, I could not believe how many people was eating that goddamn song up. I'm like, all right, man, shout outs to you because you spoke that shit. I'm not, bro. She got them peoples in a chokehold over that goddamn Chinese song. I'm not, I swear to God, I couldn't see that coming a million times away. And I think she knew that she like, because she, like I said, she literally did. To me, I feel like those 2 songs are damn near the same song, but one just got the actual Chinese person on it and the other one don't. So I like the one that don't have it on it, but everybody else was eating it up. So like I said, shout outs to Meg for that one. I like I said, I don't, men lie, women lie, all them numbers shit, that shit sound cool, but dog, Meg she ain't gonna lie to you, bro. She's shooting at a different type. She is shooting at a different type of clip right now. So shout outs to Meg Thee Stallion for holding it down and kind of actually just like, her fans, they doing them. You can't, and it is kind of no denying it at this point. Like you can hide behind the numbers thing and try to make it. You can't downplay what she got going on. And then, like I said, just again, realistically, to run it all back to where we came in with this conversation, it's with the Gucci man and $1 million thing, bro. I'm cool. It ain't enough money in the world that will make me sit here and want to go sign to Gucci. I don't care. I think out of all, if we comparing T.I., Jeezy, Rick Ross, Yo Gotti, Gucci Man is at the very bottom of that list of the rappers out of that trap group, that era of rappers. I wouldn't want to sign him. Like, I'm cool. I wouldn't. If I'm out of any of them right now, the only person I would want to sign to is Yo Gotti. And shout outs to 42 Doug. Man, 42 Doug put out a goddamn great project. And I was sleeping on him because some of them singles, they just wasn't mixed right. They sound crazy, but they got them together when they put that album together.
Like that's wrong with Sexy Reds.
Nah, I don't like that one.
You don't like
That probably was the only song I didn't really like.
See, I didn't know he put out a whole project. I just heard.
Yeah, he put out a whole project. He got
some
some Jones on there with him and he got some Jones on there with him, Lil Babies, Jones with ESTG. I ain't really like the Jones with him and Jeezy neither. Like it was cool, but I kind of felt like that's just like if I'm from Detroit, that's some Detroit shit. Like if you really just like that actual Detroit sound, I feel like you'll probably like that song. But I'm just like. I was cool, like, and that's not the Detroit sound, like the offbeat and a bunch of like punchline bars. Not that Detroit sound. Like this was like some old Detroit type of vibes. Like I mean, it was cool. Like it wasn't nothing too crazy. Yeah, it was the Since When John with ESTG. Win With Us, the John with him and Meek Mills. I hate the way Meek John was like mixed, but I like that that John 4x4. I like that John. Case Closed with him and Rollo. If I Can't, the John called Meg with him and Black Youngster. Black Youngster had two good verses. Who else Black Youngster was on the song with? I believe it was Black Youngster and YBT Fat, because YBT Fat put out a project as well over the weekend. He trying to be like, he be low key, but he still be like popping up on CMG stuff. Because I want to say he was on the John with Glorilla too. I want to say he was on Glorilla album as well. Oh my God. What was that? Is that a tweet sample that he flipped? This joint is ORG on his 42 Doug. Or that may be like one of my favorite songs off that joint. I want to say it's a tweet flip. I can't play it because of course we're doing it on the YouTube joint. Catch One, My Mama, Go Again Part 2, No Love with Lil Baby, and Forever Us Freestyle. Like I said, YBT Fat put out a joint too. I liked his new project. So like I said, shout out.
Am I late to that Homebody song with Rob 49 and Skilla Baby?
Yeah, you late.
The remix one?
I mean, the remix just came out, but that song been out.
No, that's what I'm saying. The remix. No,
the remix just came out on Friday, but the song been out.
Because that's what what's his name? Boss Man, D-Lo, like
Boss Man D-Lo.
He been.
I told y'all.
He been doing a lot.
Yeah, no,
he been doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
He been doing a lot of work out of all of them.
Yeah, he I told y'all that though. I mean, because he's just rapping about something completely different and niggas kind of like. Let that part load up. If you're on the YouTube, you're watching on YouTube, 2 seconds loud. Just don't load up on the podcast app. Just give me a few seconds. Let me get through these topics and get the rest of these topics going on. I got oops. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. 25, 35.
It's big stuff.
Celebration of blackness, of black culture, of black entertainment, of black excellence. And when you do something like this, you got folks outside the community see that shit? TMZ talking about it, NBC talking about it, CNBC talking about it, CBS talking about it, USA Today talking about it, PBS, everybody but PBS. When that kind of stuff happens, how do you think that benefits us? And that's a story that we don't get into nearly as much as we should. Did it ever occur to anybody to remind yourself of the responsibility we have. I'm not blaming any of the folks there in the audience. They didn't know. And even though BET is owned by Paramount, it's still BET. Black folks everywhere, all up in there. BET Awards. And that's what we celebrate. We, as a community, are going to be held accountable for that. Subliminally, subconsciously. People going to look at us with raised eyebrows and think as a community, oh, you down with that? You cool with that? That's what you celebrate.
Who got a problem with OJ?
The collective whole is what matters. Not one individual. God rest his soul. God will deal with him because God knows what he did and what he didn't do. It ain't for me to judge or anybody else to judge.
Big Worm from Friday, he definitely had a response to Stephen A. And I do want to play the clip of him going back to Stephen A. But just real quick, but my thing, and that's why I said just a few minutes ago, is Stephen A. is so detached. And listen, Stephen A. is older than both of us, way older than both of us. So he understands where, of course, and if you listen to Jay-Z got the song, I'm not black, okay, I'm OJ. So OJ did have that statement for people who, even like me, I'm too young to know when OJ said that. I think I wasn't alive, so I don't know when he had that statement and he said, oh yeah, when he thought he was bigger than the race at itself. He's like, I'm OJ Simpson. I ain't black, I ain't white, I'm OJ Simpson. And some people do become that big, but that didn't do nothing to me. I'm old enough though. I remember watching that Houston Rockets and New York Knicks NBA Finals, and then it broke to the coverage of OJ Simpson getting chased in that white Bronco. But I understood how people got excited about that. Like I understood the infatuation.
I mean, especially in society now, like
so many people have used it in rap bars. Yeah. All the cases may be niggas love. So
they just bought Broncos back, the white boys, all of them.
But listen to what I'm saying. But this is when I say Stephen A. is just so detached from actually what black people feel, think, or even care about. Bro, what do you like? You gotta think about it. What's my man? Who was the attorney for that one that got super popular and had a law firm and all that. He had commercials and everything. Johnny Cochran. Dog, you cannot sit here and think people didn't care about OJ Simpson and Johnny Cochran became a thing.
Yeah.
Niggas was even like when niggas was catching bodies or like somebody, again, going back to Gucci Man. When Gucci Man had that joint, like, nigga, I might get Johnny Cochran. Like niggas have used that line. So you can't think that people love Johnny Cochran and didn't care about OJ, because nobody would have no love for Johnny Cochran if they didn't care about OJ. Yeah. If niggas didn't care about OJ beating that charge and beating that case, Johnny Cochran wouldn't be a thing. And that's my point when Stephen A, you're talking so like, when did this it been a thing, nigga? Johnny Cochran is a thing because he beat OJ Simpson's goddamn murder charge. What the hell are you talking about, nigga? That's my point. Like, yeah, you got money, and my famous thing is, some people just got jobs, dog. Stephen A just got a great job. It do not necessarily mean that Stephen A can speak for black people because he's a black man with a great job. Stay in your lane, bro. Talk about sports. It's cool. Like this, what you're trying to lean over, it's never gonna work. Think about every time we having a conversation about him, it's him having these crazy takes where he's supposed to be I'm the voice for the black community, and niggas be like, nah, dog, that ain't what we talking about, and we ain't jacking what you saying. So nigga, go eat a dick. But again, let me play this part from Big Worm.
This Stephen A. Smith, man, I don't know. Where do you niggas come from? Do they groom you niggas? Where the fuck do you come from? You mad because BT is celebrating OJ? Who else gonna celebrate him? Are you fucking stupid? He was found innocent, nigga. In the court of laws, the white laws. But your dick nose is gonna go on talking about how, are you crazy? You would have did this, you would have did that. Where the fuck do you niggas come from? Where the fuck do you niggas come from? I've never seen some lazy house niggas shit. You ain't even a house nigga. You the nigga that's sucking them house niggas dick. Who the fuck are you niggas?
And that's my point. When you have takes like that, Stephen A, you leave the door and the room open too much for people who aren't as much successful as you. If we just labeling it success, you leave the door open for them to have their moment on you. Because let's be clear, Big Worm is popular enough that he gonna get picked up on the Shade Room. He gonna get picked up on the Neighborhood Talk, and that is where black people, the sad thing to say it is, that's where they communicate at. That's where they get their news from. So you gave this man back his 15 minutes. He may have be cold as the other side of the pillow. Nobody may go see his comedy shows or anything, but you gave this man 15 minutes because you are voicing an opinion that 90% of black people in America don't agree with, dog. Niggas was not upset that listen, guess what? Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody. You're talking about hot takes that niggas had for the BET Awards. Nobody gave a fuck about O.J. Simpson getting his picture in there. Nobody cared. Nobody even thought twice about it. Niggas was mad about Usher's tribute joint. Niggas was mad at Sexy Red. Don't think about it. It's no way in no planet that people were upset that Sexy Red didn't win an award, and you think niggas gave a fuck that O.J. Simpson got his fucking picture put up for people who passed in 2024. Like, come on, dog. But that's my point when I'm talking about you're too detached from the black community. You don't really know what we care about. Because you wouldn't even have this take, because those two things don't go hand in hand. People are not going to be upset about Sexy Red losing an award and sit here think you can't care about O.J. Simpson. Come on, bro. Those two things don't even work. Them two things don't even go hand in hand on no planet at all. So again, like I said, I'm gonna play this last little clip from Stephen A trying to respond to him.
God forbid, what if you passed away? Do I want you mentioned in the same breath as somebody who's widely considered to be an individual that got away with double murder? I didn't sit up there and say crucify the man. I didn't say talk about him like he's garbage. I didn't say any of those things. What I said is he doesn't need to be honored. He doesn't need to be mentioned in memoriam with other people who weren't accused of what he was accused of. And for that, I'm getting all of that. And on top of it all, where do they find you? Where do they make you? So now my blackness comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this straight. I'm a sellout. I'm a no good, you know what. But the dude that was accused of double murder, which by the way, wasn't my major point. My major point was he didn't want any association with black people until he was indicted on double murder charges. Faison, God forbid. What?
Stephen A, let me just help you out real quick, because you sit here and say, who would sit here and sell it? Who wants to put their name behind and such the people who have murder? Stephen A. Smith. What the fuck is rap music?
That's what I was about to ask.
Nigga, 90% of the rappers that people actually like talk about crimes that they have or have not committed, and the more heinous the crime is and the better they can paint the picture, they celebrate this shit. The Julio story would not be a story if this wasn't leading behind niggas dissing each other. What are we entirely talking about? That's what I'm sitting here saying that Stephen A is just detached from what really triggers and goes on in the black community. Everybody, the favorite saying I got from Angela Rye, she says, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, dog. And Stephen A, I love your takes on sports, aside when you catering and calling the goddamn white girl. But dog, listen to what I'm telling you. You just don't know what's going on in black households and black cookouts. And 4th of July, niggas was not at their cookout, pass me the hamburgers and hot dogs, and mad that O.J. Simpson just sit here and got his face put up there. Dog, what are you talking about, dog? You know how many niggas is got killed and they didn't put their goddamn face up there? Think about the year 2023, or when Nipsey or when Pop Smoke, how many black niggas, rappers that got murdered that they post up there? What the fuck? Come on, dog. All right, Steve. You got it, dog. Like I said, just because you black don't mean you can speak for black people. Because sometimes your voice just is so detached from what's going on in actual households in black America. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you that, Stephen A. Hate to break you the bad news, my brother. What else is going on? Matter of fact, let's just get into it, because both y'all in here now, and y'all know my favorite conversation is about parenting, and of course it's about, and it is one thing that trigger people. I listen to what I'm saying, and when I talk about this, of course when you talk about it in a 60-second clip, you kind of can't give no No real dialogue. So you just gotta get your hot take and keep it moving. But one thing that trigger people is when you talk about niggas staying with their baby mothers. I don't know why y'all, and listen to what I was, and this is what I be telling people. I'm not, guess, and this is why I don't care about getting a haircut. This is why I don't care about wearing tight clothes or nothing. Because nigga, I'm getting popular from talking. So when you get in my comment section and this is about shit I really want to have dialogue with, oh nigga, you better come here as a grown ass adult and know how to use your words. Because I promise you, I'm gonna smoke your boots out of here and you never gonna want to come back on this page. So again, for people who don't know, over the week, well, not even over the weekend, it was yesterday. Lil Durk's son, he shot his stepfather. And I seen a girl get in my comment section and sit here and say, well, you know, Lil Durk just found out that this little boy was his. That does not make this defense of this topic any easier, dickhead. I'm telling you, stop sitting here having kids with people that you don't want to raise your own fucking kid. If you cannot stay with this woman, don't have no fucking kids with her, dog. I'm going to double down on this. My fucking take with this will never change. Niggas like, oh, you can't get your opinion, you don't have kids, niggas. That's why I don't have kids, dumbass. What the fuck are you talking? Like, listen to what I'm saying, nigga. I'm not saying this number for bragging rights. I'm saying this to just paint a picture. If I can have sex with over 600 fucking women and do not have a kid, never had a STD, it's called discipline and it's called a decision to put on a fucking condom, dumbass. I've never in my life paid for abortion. It didn't happen. It ain't going to happen. Hate to tell you niggas, you can make the choices before we get here. So for Lil Durk to have all these fucking kids and not raising any of them, I'm not mad at the little boy. Because if I was 10 years old and I couldn't physically beat a nigga putting his hands on my mother and he got a gun right here, I'm clapping his ass the fuck up too. So I'm not mad at the little boy. The little boy is off the hook. It don't have nothing to do with him. It has to do with people sitting here literally keep having kids and allowing other people to raise your fucking kids. Because guess what? You can't control and don't know what's going on. When you're not there, you don't know what's going on in that house, man or woman. I don't care. Because guess what? I don't know what state they're in, but obviously they probably in the state because they're in Florida. Yeah, so the little boy not gonna get locked up. But imagine if they was in New York, his little ass would be in jail right now. The only thing that saved him is that you are in Florida. It's a stand your ground law, so you good money. And y'all know in the South, they're getting super loose with them goddamn gun laws. Because right now in Louisiana, you don't need to even have a, you don't even have, your gun don't even have to, you ain't gotta have a gun license to have a registered gun now in Louisiana. So in these southern states, in these red belt or whatever the case may be, when it's the Bible, church, and gun, I mean, it's the church, football, and guns, a lot of them shits, you're going to get off with whatever the case may be. So like I said, I'm not mad at the little boy. Because if that was my mom, I would have did the same exact thing. My problem is niggas having, Lil Durk has extremely too many kids for him not to be a hands-on dad. And I don't give a fuck about you Father's Day. You got a picture and a video with a bunch of kids. Nigga, you ain't raising these kids. You got a bunch of kids and they sitting here living with their goddamn mom. And they letting other niggas. That was the nigga who got shot. He was like, man, it's not the little boy's fault, whatever the case may be. I can't believe I done bought him Hot Wheels. I didn't pay for football shit and all this. And that to me, even him saying all of that, it's a diss to Lil Durk. Cause why is another nigga sitting here doing all that for your kid? But that's my point. Is so many people be so bro. I don't care. Listen to what I'm saying. I gave y'all. We sit here. I gave my disclaimer. If you had kids at a young age, I'm not talking to you, and you grown now. I'm talking to you, new grown motherfuckers who still think about having kids. And you see, I seen so many niggas who just was ready. Why would you mean you sound crazy? You just tell me that you got raised, but you was fucking raised by another nigga. Cool, your moms didn't stay with your dad. I don't give a fuck. That's not my problem. That's you, your mother, and your father fucking problem. Or you had kids and you letting another nigga raise your kids. That's your fucking problem as a man. You gotta look in the mirror. And that's why when you hear topics and you hear niggas like me talk about it, you get your panties in a fucking bunch and you get defensive. Nigga, that's not my problem, dog. I fuck freely, recklessly as shit. And guess what I didn't do? I ain't have no kids, so I don't feel sorry for you niggas. Because most of you niggas ain't fucked as many bitches as me. So what is your fucking excuse? You don't have one. So that's my point. Like, nigga, come on, dog. Niggas was, I swear to God, I'd be like, even you see so many, like, listen to what I'm saying. Don't be a dig. That's why I don't even talk about these shits until it's attached to a celebrity, because I'm not trying to dig at regular people. But when it's a time that I can highlight this, I'm going to highlight it. This is why I don't talk about the relationship shit, because nigga, I haven't lived real life. I can smoke y'all boots all day long. That shit is too easy for me. Y'all just be sitting here, come on, dog. Fuck Lil Durk. I love the music, but nigga, you gotta be a father first, dog. Because all that other music shit, that shit don't matter. Like your son, if this shit was in New York City, that little boy is done. It's over, nigga. He gonna spend, nigga, guess what he gonna do? The next 8 years, his ass will be in jail. If this was New York City or in city, they got a strong, strict gun law. This little boy, literally for the next 8 years, well, until you 21. No, so for the next 11 years, shit, what? How?
He's 10. You couldn't even charge. No, he wouldn't even charge him. Just like the boy who shot the teacher. That was in the second grade. They're not gonna.
That might be different, though. He's 10. He didn't
even kill them. That's what I'm saying. For him to shoot His argument, self-defense. I saw you attacking my mother. So he's not, what is he going to get charged for?
But that's the mother's fault. The mother might.
And that's why I said
they
we don't know the story.
And that's what the stepfather was trying to. The stepfather was blaming on the mother, and that's what he was like. It's not the little boy fault. I still love him like he my own. I can't control the way
he has
his
a child.
mom.
He has a child with her.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah. So that situation is a tricky situation. We don't know what transpired. And yes, the boy at the time he was defending his mother.
Of course.
My only question to that whole situation, even with you having the gun on you, right? Whatever altercation y'all got in, you didn't have the safety on it or whatever the case may be.
No, because he took that shit off and he clapped his ass immediately.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, you can't, I don't know who, you can't, even with Lil Durk, you can't point the finger at Lil Durk.
No, well, the reason why I'm pointing the finger at Lil Durk is because, dog, that's what I'm saying is you can't keep just having kids and allowing other niggas to raise your kids.
But that's not necessarily.
It wasn't about the dude. I think they said the mother went to his mother's house and was assaulting him, and he was just kind of trying to restrain her from hitting him. And
so that's who the other woman was in that video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the mother told the little boy to get the gun and shoot him. So that's the mother's fault. That don't have nothing to do with Lil Durk or even the dude. It's the mother's fault to even put your child in that situation.
But again, listen to what I'm saying. Again, all of that is because we had this conversation before. Again, that goes to if you know how all that could be eliminated if I'm Lil Durk and I'm a hands-on dad, or I'm not, if I actually, instead of having multiple kids with 10 different women or however many women it is, and I would have sit here and marry one, I can eliminate all of this because I could sit here and be with the woman I had kids with and sit here and raise my family as is. But what I'm saying is when you leave these situations up to the unknown and you don't know what's going on because you ain't there to even raise them. So you can't sit here and say, the only reason why I want to put the blame on Lil Durk is because, dog, how many kids are you just going to keep having and allowing other niggas to raise your kid?
But what if that was her weekend to have him?
Man, fuck that. Because you don't, but listen to what I'm saying. How you can eliminate that? And ain't no weekend. These is my kids. We going to get married, bitch, and we going to thug it out.
Okay.
But it don't
work like that.
It don't always work like. And even you can stay with the person, but it, like you said, like
just say if she was at the grocery store, you don't know where. Like that's what I'm saying. I get what you.
Yeah, you're trying to listen to it. We ain't doing the what ifs. This shit happened right here. This happened between a mom and the fucking stepfather. You know how you eliminate the stepfather? The real father is the only father.
But he is he not an artist? Was he not? I mean, I don't know what is he doing right now if he on tour or whatever. But if you're at work, what can I do if I'm at work?
He ain't on no tour. Like he ain't on no tour. He ain't put out no album. He only put out one song all year. This nigga ain't doing nothing, dog. All I'm just saying, and screw that. I'm not even talking about what your occupation is as a man. Stop sitting here just making kids and allowing other niggas to raise your kids, though. That is the biggest issue with the whole problem, because you can eliminate this whole situation is if I'm still with my mom and I'm raising the kid, I'm not sitting here allowing, because you don't know what's happening. I don't listen to what I'm saying. If you feel like your baby mother makes horrible decisions and she felt like you was a horrible decision, I should have never had kids. Let's paint the conversation how it really go. I should have never had kids with that bitch ass nigga. He this, that, and the third. Okay, so you already proved to me that you make horrible decisions in the first place because I'm a bitch ass nigga and you had kids with me. So you wish you would have never had it. So now you sit here. Do you actually think that I believe that the next time, because we can tie this even in the sports, LeBron James don't know how to build a fucking team. We done seen this everywhere he go. He's a horrible fucking GM. So if a woman who sit here, all you hear her is bashing and shitting on her baby father and telling you how much of a bitch ass nigga he is, do you think the next nigga that she picks is not going to be a bitch ass nigga too? Or you just mysteriously, you ain't done nothing to change your lifestyle, your brain thinking, but you think that the next nigga you're going to get with, that I'm going to think that he's going to be 100 completely different from your baby father, and you make this dramatic ass move, what most women have done as soon as it's over? Come on, dog. I hear you what y'all saying, but I'm hanging on that. Y'all motherfuckers, everybody keep just, and I had an argument with a homegirl of mine, and she kept, man, you know how to use your platform and talk about the 25 bill, man. Fuck all that. Stop having these fucking kids with all these miscellaneous motherfuckers, and stop looking for some other people to pass laws and do all this other shit. Y'all niggas need to go fucking find, before y'all worry about voting, go pick up a fucking Bible, dog. Get y'all shit together, because I'm not here to cut motherfuckers no slack. Bad parents, and I seen it was that shit, and I'm gonna talk about it, and I mean this with all due respect, but a lot of disrespect. It was that video that's floating around. It was on 7th Avenue. And it was, oh my, that shit was the nastiest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know if y'all, like I said, I don't mean it with disrespect, but that video was crazy. Them little boys, it was literally under these cars. The cars was on fire, dog. burning up. You just hear the police officer. It was 3 little boys in the car. Only one of them survived. You hear the police officer was dragging this little nigga on the concrete and some more shit. This car was the car that they crashed and they blew up, and the other little boys was dying under the car. Like, this car is attached to like a bunch of different robberies and shit. Again, though, I'm gonna keep telling y'all that parenting shit is real, and y'all gotta stop sitting here running away from fucking being parents, though. It's like I don't even give a fuck about y'all having no life no more, because this shit is getting ridiculous. I'm like, it's 3. It's literally one little nigga who lived, his life is over, and it's 2 other little boys, literally their bodies is burning on Instagram. They under a car, bro. Like, when the fuck are y'all gonna be parents, dog? These is kids. And the crazy thing is, I know for a fact the age group I'm talking about, y'all are my age, or you may be a couple years younger than me. Your kids are the teenagers, and these was teenagers getting burnt up under a car in the middle of the fucking day on 7th Avenue. That shit was crazy to me. I'm talking about, you literally, I'm watching it, you see, and you hear whoever was doing the commentating that was recording that video. This nigga was crazy, dog, because he was talking crazy as shit doing the goddamn, this video is live. The police are dragging one little boy on the ground, and they just literally zooming in on, oh my God, dog.
That definitely was a fucked up situation.
But that go back to parenting, dog.
But I hear you.
Man, that's too many. You are a button motherfucker, dog.
No, but it's not a button. Okay, nigga, you've been in a stolen car before.
No, the fuck, I never have.
Never been in a stolen car?
Man, never. That's not, man, never been my shit.
Okay.
That's never in my life been my get down.
Like I said, the people who you hang with or what you do is, like I said, everybody live their life. You can keep saying parenting and all that, but once you hit a certain age, how much parenting you gonna listen to? You can walk your own life, right?
I guess.
And just like even if you tie that into the sad loss of the 3 young men, the football player.
Yeah, but that's grown people. We could tell you ain't got to speed that.
Grown
no,
people, they only 20.
Nah, but they still grown. We ain't got to speed that into enough. That you can talk about that in like 2 seconds. That don't have them 2 things ain't got shit to do. We talking about kids right now. We ain't talking about grown ass people. We talking about kids.
But you're still putting yourself in a situation that you didn't have to. You didn't have to get, like I said, with them boys, whatever they was doing, you didn't have to get in that car. You got in that car. You thought that was it's a free car. Let's do blah blah blah.
I should go to parenting. I hear what you're saying. That shit is parenting, though. I don't give a fuck. I'm not giving niggas excuses. Too many. Until I start to see less parents having a good fucking time, because all I do is follow grown ass people always out drunk, shaking your ass, smoking hookah. Until I see less of that, and I guarantee you, when I see less of that, I promise you, I will see less of watching little kids, teenagers die in the middle of the street all over the goddamn fucking America. But less, guarantee. Parents, put the fucking hookah and the drinks down and become parents. Your mom was not smoking hookah and fucking drinking mimosas all day long, trying to steal. Mama gotta still have a life.
So ideally, what is your definition of a good parent? So what's your definition of being a good parent?
How all of 90% of the people listening right now, how you was raised, you know, like you listen to what I'm saying. If y'all can see here, let's keep it a buck. You got a picture of your mom, grandma, aunt, or anything half naked?
No. Mm-mm.
All right, well, that go one. You think is it a bunch? I'm guarantee you most of them.
But what is good parenting? You said because she's not half naked, you didn't see the pictures. They didn't take pictures back then. What she's saying, good parenting.
So are you saying we got to sit in the house and 9 to 5, go to work, come home, cook, clean?
Nigga, we threw a damn strip party in the goddamn house. Like that's what I'm just trying to figure out.
That's your definition of good parenting? Like just sitting in the house, not all day, but going to work, come home, deal with your kids, and nothing else for the rest of, because at the end of the day, being a parent never stops.
No, of course not. But I think of it at a certain age, or you even listen.
And you can't even really say of a certain age, because even when your kids get older, that's when they need you the most.
Yeah, but I think they need. I'm sure, but I don't think you should still sit here and be like, it just be that man. Because I see too many parents trying to have too much fun.
That just because you see them out in whatever the half naked pictures, or they out having a good time, that they're not good parents. You could still be a good parent and still go out and okay, I'm about to go out and have a little drink or whatever. You could still do that and still be a good parent. You can't assume that everybody that goes out and does that are not good parents, or not,
because kids still go out, still do things, still get into stuff.
Oh, if you so y'all, when you tell me y'all hear these stories and it be like a 13-year-old out at fucking 2:00 in the morning, he end up getting killed. That parent is a good parent.
But what if he don't have a parent? What if his parents are not around? He in a foster home. You don't know that. That's what I'm saying. For you to say it is saying his parents, it's in DC. It's not like it was in PG County. It's in DC. How many kids just be running around doing nothing? They in shelters. There's a lot of people who can't live.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. You throwing up a lot of fucking what ifs and a lot of bullshit excuses. Because when these kids,
what is a good parenting to you? You only said would not being half naked. What else is good parenting to you?
Oh, being a full parent, like consistently in your kid's life. Your free time is you're dealing with your kids. You're being a parent, dog. We all know what parents is. Your parents took you and dropped you off. So every situation was going, even if we talk about dances or parties, your parents was dropping you off and picking you up.
But when it comes to that, you can drop your child off. I know my mother dropped me off at the mall or whatever, and then we left from the mall and went wherever, and then came back when it was time for her to. So when you drop them off and they're out of sight.
But guess what? Perfect example. But that fear and that respect that you had for your mom, guess what you did? You still made sure when it was time for you to pick up, your ass was where she dropped you off at.
I mean, the kids going not all of them, but for the most part, they're going to do the same thing.
I can't.
Now, I'm not saying that some of it is not bad parenting and some of it is not just full blown neglect, but you can't just assume that every situation is like, oh, their parents need to be parents, because you can parent, but your kids, when they out of your sight, they just gonna do what they do.
Let's say if I agree with that, that's cool. But how is it such an extreme different from when we were kids to when these kids is kids now?
Because we didn't have social media.
It's social media, and then you do have parent kid.
The stuff we talking about, this shit is newsworthy. This ain't social media shit. These are stories that they still talking about on the news. Everything I'm talking about, even when the little, I think it was the little, I don't even want to sit here and keep saying dicks, so we live in this area. But it was like, even when the little kid got killed at like at a McDonald's on U Street at like 2 in the morning, they was like 12. What the fuck are you doing at 12? Why are you 12? Why are you 12 years old out at 2 a.m.? That to me is parenting, because it ain't this that knows somebody dropped. I get what you're saying. Of course, I've been dropped off at malls. Like when you was kid, you about to start dating. Oh, okay, you drop me off at New Carrollton Mall and this, that, and the third. Yeah, and you get picked up at these things. Listen, what I'm saying. That you cannot. What kids are gonna be kids, but it's a difference between sitting here saying a kid just being a bad kid and then, like you just said, the word you just used, a neglectful parent. I think it's a lot more neglectful parents than it is kids just being kids.
And like I said, some of it is that, but it's not all. And like he said, like Marcus said, it's not always. Like some of them can be homeless. I know a few people that live in shelters, and like, you know what I'm saying.
But even with the shelter shit, they strict as shit. I listen to what I'm saying. I didn't fucked on some bitches who lived in some shelters. Them shelters, you gotta be in that motherfucker by a certain time when you can't come in.
Right, but then you might not feel safe. You might not feel safe coming in there. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot that plays into it. So like I said, sometimes it is bad parenting, but you just can't assume because we out and we having a good time and we out that we not full-time parents. Because at the end, I'm not going to say you have to have a life too, but you got to release some stress as well.
But that's what I'm saying. My only thing with you, Mike, is like I said, when you say that as bad parenting, but as much as we try to be, there's no book that say to be the best parent. So anything can happen. You can just sit here and like, oh, I'm going to the park, blah, blah, blah. Something can happen to them. You can't. Marcus, I get that. That's what I'm saying. But when you say people get mad and upset at you, it's triggering because you don't have kids. But you saying, well, I'm being bad, but I'm trying to do the best that I can.
I listen to what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying. But even again, going back to that story that I just told us, the police officer read off when he reading the tags. This tags is attached to multiple robberies. It's not. We're not talking about just some miscellaneous. Oh, some shit happened. My kid was in the wrong place at the wrong time. We never talking about that. Them ain't the conversations that we be bringing up. Like, that's why I keep saying you can't keep just trying to throw the fucking. Let me throw these parents fucking timeout. Like, no, nigga, we say let's talk about the fucking facts. Let's stop trying to change around. Oh, what maybe if this happened. We're not talking about the maybe if shit happened. Of course, we know when certain things can happen because kids gonna be kids. But I'm talking about the police officer reading some tags and saying these tags is attached to multiple robberies. So guess what this happened? This wasn't just a one-off. This wasn't we just was in a stolen car and this mysteriously just happened. No, this is shit that y'all normally doing on a regular, and you just and God just grabbed the wheel and it was a done deal that day.
So I get it. I do understand from that aspect. But sometimes you might have parents that have like 3 or 4 or 5 kids, and you have that one child that just doesn't want to listen. Right.
Of course.
And then like, what do you do with that? And like, let's just say you put them out. Like I've come across that where the mother had done everything she could do. The kids just, they just did what they did. And it's not a pass, but at the end of the day, like I'm just saying, you can't assume that because you out having a good time that I'm not a good parent.
I get that, but then my conversation will always go back to okay. I guarantee we can all agree. Do you think more parents in today's time take on Sundays? Are parents rushing to take their kids to even church, or they running to brunch? Just think about those little things, because those little things add up. Because like, again, when I'm sitting here saying when we talk about when we were younger and getting dropped off, and your parent, like, yeah, of course your parent don't know what if I drop you off somewhere, you're supposed to go to the movies. You don't know what this kid gonna do from this time to that time. I dropped you, or even if it's Six Flags, whatever case may be. But your respect for your parent is always, you're gonna still sit here and when it's time for me, I'm gonna be completely different. When it's time for me when my parents told me I need to be here by this time, I'm always gonna be here this time. Even when Marcus was just trying to sit here and throwing like, oh yeah, well, our parents was at work and we were sitting here throwing strip parties in the house while they was at work. Yeah, but guess what? By the time, guess what happened? When they came home, the house was clean, all that shit. You never wouldn't. Guess what? They didn't find that video until years over. I fucking moved out. It's some more shit. But listen. But listen to what I'm saying. But that don't. You're talking about shit when they're not there. They're at work. That's in the middle of the day in the house. You still ain't leaving nowhere. It wasn't no liquor. Niggas wasn't smoking. It was just young niggas being horny. Ain't nothing. We ain't break no fucking rules. We ain't hurt no fucking body. Ain't what the fuck are you talking about? This is some kids having the same. What would be the difference? Oh, what's the difference between when you were parents at work and then a bunch of us when we was younger just coming in the house playing a fucking video game? Took the game out and just put some bitches right there. But it ain't nothing, because guess what? Them niggas wasn't supposed to be in your house playing games neither. When we was kids, we got in trouble for that, having company, and you wasn't supposed to have no fucking company in there.
But that's why what I'm trying to get to you. Like I said, when you say it's bad parent, everything is just bad parenting. I get what you're trying to say, but then when you say, oh, what about the music or what about that? That's why I'm saying, like, where do you draw the line at? You saying it's bad parenting, but then it's like, oh, well, I heard, oh, this free car, we got the free car, we doing this video and all that. Like people, they see other stuff that they want to do it. That's why I'm saying you keep saying bad parenting, but it's also other stuff that influence that.
Yeah, but it start. But listen to what I'm saying. All of that start from a kid though. That the free cars and all that other stuff that you see here saying that all go back to a kid. That's not like this. You ain't seeing grown people not do this. I'm not. They're not being influenced by other grown people saying free cars. Like it's not grown people doing this. It's kids doing that. Other kids are influencing other kids. You're absolutely right. Even the word free car, that's a word that kids made up. That's kids influencing other kids. So that's my point. Like, when do we sit here and stop sitting here saying, all right, well, okay, we just gonna keep giving them a bunch of excuses? All again, like I said, that was a conversation we had a few months ago. When do parents still sit here and make their kids on Sunday get up and go to church? That shit is just out the window. Niggas like, cool, I don't care. I'm going to brunch. You see more people, and that's the shit. What I'm saying, if you don't never have these conversations and nobody don't never call everybody out and everybody just get along and we okay with it. So it's cool to sit here and say, all right, everybody, we just gonna go to brunch on Sundays now. Now let's fuck church. But now everybody's so detached from even what their faith is or having any sense of form of discipline or any type of prayer life. How the fuck how is a kid supposed to sit here and have any self-conscious to sit here and say, I know this is wrong? Because if I don't have nobody telling me what's right or the way I'm supposed to live, everything to me, shit, this is regular. Because like you said, if I'm listening to the music, if I don't have no balance of what's right from wrong and all I'm taking in is what's wrong, then how do I learn what's right?
But then also, okay, well then can somebody else take the initiative, like an uncle or a cousin, a brother? Or, you know what I'm saying? Can you take the initiative? Just okay, if you say, well, yeah, he working all the time. All right, then I know he ain't trying to go. Well, then let me take him to church. Let me do that. Because you're a figure, you're an adult figure. Just because you're not a parent, you also can step in and say, hey, well, all right, you know, this is how you should be doing. You, like I said, you put everything on a parent and just say, oh, what's the parent fault? But if I'm busting my ass to try to do everything to provide for them, where do I find that time too?
Listen to what I'm just saying. You saying you can't. You keep trying to throw miscellaneous timeouts. I said if you going to brunch on Sunday, I ain't taking your kid to no fucking church or nothing. If you're going to brunch on Sunday, you take him to church. You got free time to go to brunch and again blow that hookah, drink them fucking mimosas, eat your fucking wings and waffles. You got time to do all that big back bullshit activity. You got time to take that kid to church. I'm not. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not doing it. And I don't. And anybody listening, if that's what your brother, your sister, your cousin, whoever, if you're a grandmother, a young grandmother, or a young grandfather, don't sit here and keep belling them. I'm not belling you out to do bullshit. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're working a bunch of jobs and you just tired, like, oh my God, Sunday come, I just need Sunday to sleep. Then that's respect. And I feel, and you're absolutely right. It takes a village to raise a kid, so somebody should step in. But I ain't talking. That ain't the scenario I painted, and that ain't the scenario we talking about. We talking about motherfuckers who, mama need a life too. Daddy needs some new pussy. Fucking, I'm looking for a stepmom. It's stepmom season. No, you got time to fuck. You got time to sit here and do what you need to do with these kids. You got time to go to brunch. You got time to fucking go to Chris Brown concerts and all this other bullshit. Y'all got time for these kids. I ain't trying to hear this shit. That's too much fun and it ain't enough parenting, dog. Too many thong vacations and ain't enough vacations with your fucking kids. I'm sorry, dog. I don't care what y'all talking about. You got a bunch of passports and your kids ain't even been to fucking King's Dominion. Suck my dick. I'm sorry. I ain't here for it. Hate it. Hate to be for y'all. Fuck, we not. I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden or Donald Trump until y'all motherfuckers get y'all shit in order. I don't want to talk about no politics. If you got more passports, you got more passport stamps, and your kids ain't even got a fucking season pass, you are a fucking devil. I don't care what you're talking about. Come on, give me some more excuses for them motherfuckers. Your kids don't got a season pass, but you got endless stamps on your passport. I'm gonna need a life though. I need somebody flew me out. I'm bad with it. Man, fuck
You
you.
need to get a better algorithm.
What you mean, nigga? We follow the same people, nigga. Your fucking name be
Nah,
under the
I
fuck,
don't.
man. You crazy as shit.
Nah, I
All
don't
right,
know them
Marcus.
people.
Because it's not all the time.
That's
like
what I said. I don't know. I never
sometimes-
been to a brunch, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I said,
But
what you speak,
listen to what I'm saying, Marcus.
you-
I'm just holding. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not when I'm having these conversations, nigga. You know I'm not talking to you, so stop
I'm not
fucking
saying
trying.
you're talking to me, but I don't know no females to go to brunch. You been to brunch before?
Yeah.
Like if I'm saying, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You when you say that, I don't know what parents is out brunching.
So okay, tell me. Oh, tell me. Let's be good. So the park. I don't. So you think the park on 14th? You think it's 20-year-olds in there? It's not. Let me tell you. Let's be clear. It's not.
But I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's your algorithm.
Well, all right. Well, it's my algorithm. Blame it on my algorithm. Well, I follow motherfuckers. I watch. I pay attention. So you blame it on my algorithm. It's cool. So you don't
How
even.
you know they not older? Like how you know the kids not like older?
Teenagers.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not to say that they don't need a parent, you know, but how do you know they not older? The kids aren't older. Okay, I'll be back. And how you like?
No. I ain't saying they
'Cause
not
it's
older.
like, I know you seen that thing where it's like, okay, you know, your 20s, you was a mother, you know, you was raising.
Yeah, of course.
kids,
So
when
in
you
your
get
30s, so in your older, you trying to.
you want to enjoy life a little bit. That doesn't make you a bad parent for wanting to go out and enjoy life. I do agree with you to a certain extent where bad parenting is just bad parenting when you just never home. But everybody doesn't fall in that circle.
No,
So.
of course. Listen to what I'm saying. And this again, that's just sitting here saying. I can tell you, I can even tie it into this back into something personal. That's just like I seen the jump. It was a video. It was going viral, and it was just these girls. They work at the Breakfast Club, and they was just doing like a screaming video running, and it was just like, oh, they got a podcast, it's a red flag, and they run off and screaming. They always got his hat on, it's a red flag. And I seen a girl that I follow, and she posted, "This is the biggest red flag." Bitch, I got a full bush under my fucking hat. I just wear a hat because I hate my forehead. But listen to what I'm telling you though. But I can sit here and still take those things and be like, oh, I can't sit here and make it a personal, be like, oh, I hate these women because of whatever the case may be. So I'm not sitting here saying for parents who are actually full-time parents, when I'm talking and I go on these rants, these conversations ain't for you. You don't have to sit here and feel offended for you. But I'm sure,
But
I
they
hate.
feel offended though, because you saying you out brunching, you out. Okay, I am brunching, I am party, but that don't mean I'm not in my kid's life full time.
But listen, if that's the case, then cool. If you're sitting here saying, let's say if I'm a full-time mom or dad, Monday through Saturday and Sunday, I just gotta go to brunch and blow my hookah, and I'll be back in the house by 4 o'clock and still make Sunday dinner. Because let's be clear, all of those things tie in because guess what? Everybody was cool. So it's cool. And Marcus, you was one of the main people. Damn, what happened to the Sunday dinners? The Sunday dinners out the window because the bitch already drunk off of mimosas at brunch. What the fuck are you talking about? That's my point. Niggas pick and choose when you want to be a fucking tag team partner. But when I throw parents in this shit, it's cool. Niggas are okay with shitting on women long as you don't sit here and talk about bad parenting. But as soon as you put parenting into it, or you talk about stop fucking being single moms and single dads, that's when everybody get their fucking panties in a bunch because whatever fucking life decisions may have happened to you. I'm not talking to you, but you cannot sit here and be okay with the tag team on the shit when they don't fucking cook Sunday dinners. You know why they don't cook Sunday dinners? Because the bitch is already drunk as shit from the brunch. I'm not coming home cooking on Sunday dinner and I'm fucking off a whole bunch of bottomless mimosas. It's not gonna happen, dog. Hate to tell you that. So it hurts your feelings and you upset about it when it affects your fucking stomach, but you okay with the bitch doing it and she abandoned her kids on Sunday. Come on, dog. What the fuck are we talking about? That's my point of how hypocritical motherfuckers is. Because it's the same nigga. That's what he said, right? What happened to Sunday dinners? You know what happened to Sunday dinners.
What are you talking about?
Oh, man. All right.
What? That's why I'm trying to figure out who don't what. That's why I said it's your algorithm. You mad at somebody? I don't know who.
I'm just spitting, nigga. It's summertime. I ain't blind. I follow a bunch of fucking women. I got 2 eyes.
Sunday dinner. I don't know what you talking about, brother.
All right, well, cool. Yeah, like I said, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, while we on this conversation, we can tie this into Essence Festival. So of course, it was a video was going viral. JT was performing, and it was a bunch of the girls from the Baddies East there, and it was at Essence Festivals, and people was like, "Oh my God, Essence Festival is losing its aura. It's supposed to be for the aunties and and third." Again, sometimes I think a lot of y'all lie to yourself about how old y'all are. Y'all bitches are the aunties now. What the fuck are you talking about? Those people are age appropriate for Essence now. Because anytime I get on this shade room and neighborhood talk, it's women in their mid-30s, late 30s, early 40s, 50s, whatever the case may be. That is what y'all consume. What the hell are we talking about? Like, y'all lie to yourself. Like, you sit here, y'all pick and choose when you get upset. I don't know a bunch of young girls, and I don't follow them, so I don't know. So I know who these baddies women are because it's women in their 30s who engage with that bullshit. So how do y'all sit here and say they shouldn't be at Essence? Because Essence normally, when we were younger, think about how old you were when Girls Trip came out. Most of us was like in your late 20s or early 30s. So when you watch it Essence now, you talking about when the fuck did Girls Trip come out? That shit came out in like how many?
Girls Trip?
That shit came out like 10 years ago now. Girls Trip. When did that shit come out? Yeah, 2017. So you're talking about that shit was what was that? That shit was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So tell me what's the issue?
They were upset. They was upset that the Baddies East people were even invited to Essence Fest.
Because they were too young. They felt like they was too
They
young.
felt like that's too young and it's too ratchet.
Well, they are ratchet.
But do you feel like they're too young? Because I feel like that is
who was performing? It was like they was just
no.
there.
So they were JT was performing.
Okay.
And they were just on the stage, just rapping along, dancing with her.
But you have to cater to people, right? You can't just all old.
No, listen to what I'm saying. But listen to what I'm saying. That is, to me, that is catering to old. Because the old people are the people who are engaging with that shit. I think.
No, I'm just saying because I seen like a lot of the other acts were older acts. That's why I'm just trying to figure out. I mean,
yeah, but so JT responded to this stuff and was like, Essence Fest is so big, it's broke off in different sections. Like they got Jones with people performing. They got people
on the main stage. She wasn't on the main stage.
I mean, but I don't even know what the main stage is because that's just like even at festivals, they got different. Like it's broke off in different sections. It's this big venue. I think because I want to say with Essence Fest now, I want to say it's inside the Mercedes-Benz Arena or stadium. So that's like it's broke down in different. I haven't been, but I'm just going off of what JT said, and I do see people perform at different stages. Because when we could even play the clip of Busta Rhymes, he was pissed. Like Busta had a bad situation at Essence. He was trying to perform, and niggas wasn't rocking with Busta. But yeah, so I don't, like I said, I seen people getting upset about it, but I think realistically, I don't know if can you really just get up? I don't know if you can get upset. I don't think you can get upset with the Baddies East thing because to me, it just feel age appropriate. I feel like that is realistically I just feel like that's the times we in. Like, I feel like that is the 30s. I feel like the 30s, like those, that is their audience. And I feel like that's the audience for Essence because Essence don't cater to people in their 20s. But I think people in their 30s be lying to themselves. Like, bro, y'all was the ones who was trying to act bad just last summer. That's JT. She's in that group. That was y'all shit. That was y'all song. I told y'all it wasn't going to make it for Song of the Summer. Y'all wanted to argue with me. Y'all old asses wanted to argue. Oh, what you mean? This is the shit. Act bad, act bad. So what, if you cannot sit here and act like y'all old asses ain't JT age appropriate. Women in their 30s is the City Girls audience. It's not the youngest in their 20s. I told y'all that. I told y'all last year that the youngest in their 20s was listening to Lotto and the City Girls was for women in their 30s. Because guess what? Again, going back to I want to get flued out. Mama got to have life too. What the fuck are we talking about? The City Girls is for mama got to have a life too. That is not for the girls in their 20s. Hate to tell y'all that. Hate to break y'all bad news. So Essence Fest was on point for who they had performing. And that was to me, that was age appropriate and it was spot on. So I don't necessarily.
And I'm going to tell y'all, anybody who was mad about that Usher tribute, y'all need to watch his performance at Essence Fest.
Oh, what happened? Because tell people that because I didn't see it. So
his 20th anniversary for Confessions. He performed every song off of Confessions. And when I say that motherfucker did his damn thing.
So I mean, when you I guess making the correlation to the two, what's the?
I'm just saying for the people who was mad about the whole tribute to Usher that BET, go watch Usher's Confessions. I mean, he did his performance on the Essence Fest, which was 20-year mark, and he performed all his songs off of Confession. If you was upset about that, you can get the true Usher feeling right now.
I hate when I can't.
New Orleans, y'all look like y'all tired. You motherfuckers ain't ready. I don't give a fuck how many seats is empty in this bitch. Everybody that's here, get the fuck up. Sir, and thank you. Excuse me, brother. Don't start with motherfucking me today. Fuck going on? What the fuck? What the fuck going on? Hey yo, fuck them camera phones too. Let's get back to interacting like humans. Put them weird ass devices down. I ain't from that era. Them shits don't control the soul. Fuck your phone. Excuse me, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I will point every last one of y'all out until y'all asses is up. 33 years of doing this shit, I ain't used to niggas sitting down at my show. I don't give a fuck. All age groups, get your ass up now. I see you, beautiful queen. Get up too. Fuck going on? Everybody up top too. Get your big head asses up. Look, the reason why there will be zero tolerance for bullshit energy in here is because this is my first time in New Orleans at the fucking 30-year anniversary of the Essence Festival. This my first time, this my brother's first time, and it's my other brother's first time.
That's right.
Make me feel like we home. Hey, yo!
And I'm in South Carolina.
So again, I think, and like listen, I said, I know when I get on my rants and I say, oh, I think everybody has, if you're being honest with yourself, I feel like we all have those moments where you wish things was a little bit back. And that's when you sound old. I'm cool with sounding like the old man, get off of my porch, because I think we all have things that we feel like times and the phone and the social media generation has just kind of stripped us of a lot of things that we actually used to enjoy or how things used to be. And it sounds old. I understand it. I sound like the old man, like, come on, old man, get over yourself. But that's why I'm not mad at Busta, because he probably feel like too many people, you so involved in your phone, you don't get to enjoy the moment.
But that may not have been his crowd. Because
But-
if that was his crowd, they probably would have.
But Buster, I mean, when the last time like you had
But he's
some
probably performing his old songs. So
right,
that's
then
not
perform the
his-
songs. But that's my thing. You telling people to get up, perform your songs. If your songs hit like that, they're gonna get up.
But not with the wrong age group.
It don't.
'Cause It's
But
like
what you mean?
it's like the Method Man thing. How him and Redman.
But that's my.
Not
but-
the same age range.
But when you say it's not the same age range, if you're saying this is a 30-year Essence Festival, right? They brung you on there. The crowd, we just sit here and said the crowd that's there now is an older crowd, right? Which is mostly 30 and up. So how can you sit here and be mad at the crowd?
Okay, so I think maybe the word that we need to use is maybe not. It don't have nothing to do with the age. I think sometimes, especially because Essence Fest took place in New Orleans, I think it can be regional, and I do think that is one of the things. But again, I think that is one of the things when it comes to the phones and social media. I think it kind of eliminated region, and we can kind of go back that to when people was using different lingo, when everybody was getting mad that the whole world started saying slime, and niggas was like, when we start saying slime or you start saying no cap, because the phone eliminates regional things where it's like certain words only used to be used in certain regions, or even music for somebody like Busta, because y'all absolutely right. I think the point of made it is older people there because it's Essence Fest. I don't think Essence Fest got a bunch of kids there, because I don't think even if you look at the panels or look at the majority of the people performing, yeah, it's sprinkled in with a few of the younger acts, but I think those are some of the younger acts that the older people appreciate. But I don't think it's just like they not about to have even notice in New Orleans. Well, and maybe I don't think they would have still had NBA YoungBoy, because it's just not like, I think Essence Fest 1 caters to women, and I do think it kind of like, okay, you got to understand, because the sad thing is, realistically, the older you get, 30 ain't, because when you figure out some of the people who 30 now, you be like, damn, I'm really getting old, because like 30 is almost a little too young sometimes, where it depends on the 30-year-old that you meet, because you can meet a 30-year-old in their brain, you be like, damn, I thought you was like 20-something, because the way you act, that's the way you move. So I agree with, I think both of y'all are right. I just think that we kind of forget when we talk about somewhere like Essence Fest, because it's in New Orleans, and I think it's easier for a lot of more Southern people to go there, or even like and let's be clear, I think even if you're talking about a lot of DMV people who may frequent with Essence Fest, I do think even our ears to what we actually like is a little bit more Southern heavy than it is New York heavy. Because I'm sure for most people, if you sit here saying, like, let's say for people who was in college in like the early 2000s, like let's say people who were in college in like from 2003 to maybe 2009, I'm sure you were more Gucci and mixtape Jeezy than you were the Locks or Fabulous. You may have tolerated some of their hits, but if you know what you was actually listening to, you going to Morgan State or Bowie or Compton, like you was probably more Gucci than you was Fabulous. So if somebody like Fabulous, if I'm sitting here, if I'm went to Morgan or I went to Compton or I went to Bowie State or VSU or any of these places, and I go to Essence Fest now, and Busta or the Locks or any of these niggas performing, I don't necessarily know it's gonna be as crazy if when the Hot Boys do their reunion. Because they didn't have that same sit here response worrying about people getting, because you know why? Because they from fucking New Orleans. So that response of BG couldn't, but listen to what I'm saying. But the same thing with that would go is if BG or the Hot Boys, they couldn't do no fucking reunion at Summer Jam, in New York, it would be completely different. So I think it's a little bit, it don't necessarily got to do with the age. I think it's a regional thing as well too, though.
I think they can come out and it's still people, you would still get some type of
because it's Wayne, because I'm gonna tell you a perfect example why. Because I was listening to Hot 97. It was today when they was talking about it. Oh no, matter of fact, they was talking about it on before 4th of July. So I think they was talking on a Tuesday because that's when the situation with BG came out. And now for people who don't know, BG is he's on parole. So he out on parole. So now he got to get his music, his whatever lyrics or songs he about to put out, he had to send it to his probation officer first, and the probation officer has to approve the songs, the lyrics to the songs, or whoever he's doing songs with, because they saying he kind of, they haven't violated him for it, but they saying that it is almost a violation for him to do songs with Gucci and Boosie because both of them are convicted felons. So if for people who don't know, if you ever been a felon, you're not supposed to come out and be able to mingle and correlate with other felons. So him doing songs with felons, he's not supposed to be able to do that.
Huh?
Yeah, if you're a felon, you're not supposed to come home and be able to and be around other felons.
But if I don't know that you're a felon, then how?
Nigga, you know that these niggas ain't famous just like you famous.
I'm regardless of them. I'm just saying, like, if you don't know that they felons.
Yeah, if you don't know, it's different. But they basically be trying to stop, like, from, let's say if you
like if it's a new artist, I didn't know you got.
I get that. But again, you always throwing the crazy hypotheticals. They know that he know that him and Boosie are both from fucking Louisiana. They know that Boosie is a fucking felon. BG know Boosie is a felon. So nigga, you ain't supposed to be doing music with this nigga. So you keep doing music
with when he first came out. What was that they did the video with? Was it Sexy Red now?
He did, yeah, Sexy Red and Kevin Gates. But anyway, so he got it. So all that being said, they had a correlation when they was telling the story, and they was like, it's so crazy, because most people, the word bling bling or the song bling bling, because Lil Wayne has got so big, most people, if you're not a huge Hot Boys fan, don't even know that that's a BG song and not a Lil Wayne song. When most people think about bling bling, you think about Lil Wayne, you don't even think about BG. That's a BG song off the lead single off of his album. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, could they perform in New York? Yeah, you can, but you can't do it. They wouldn't be able to go to New York and do a Hot Boys reunion without Wayne. You can kind of pull that shit off in New Orleans without Wayne. People gonna feel some type of way, but they still gonna rap your songs. Like, you can still perform Cash Money as an Army, and people in there gonna still be happy. Birdman can still rap certain verses, and niggas gonna go crazy. So that's the difference. I think that is the difference for Busta Rhymes, but I do think people have to understand, the older we get, nigga, we are the age group for the Essence crowd. I think, again, most of us try to be so delusional and lie about where we are at an age and what we take in, but that's what we are, dog. I listen to the City Girls.
And nigga, I like it all goddamn day, nigga. You perform. The fuck I need to stand up for? Perform the shit and make me stand up.
Because you feed off the.
Oh crowd. Yeah, because you can't do that to Busta, because Busta is an energy person. He is a crowd person. So I get what he's saying. Like, if I'm giving you all this energy on stage and you just looking at me like you too cool for school, or you just in your phone scrolling, and I'm sitting here like, nigga, you ever seen a Busta Rhymes performance? That nigga is high energy. Him and that Flip. What's the nigga name? Flip, whatever his name is, whatever his hype man is. Them are energy niggas. Like, they give a lot of energy, and these niggas is old, bro. If I'm that old and I'm giving up all that energy, I don't want to perform in front of some crowd and niggas think they too cool to turn up.
If you got the hits, then you ain't got to worry about it.
You know, but you still feed off the crowd.
Yeah, like,
so if I'm hype and I'm looking at you and you just
stand there, like, that shit gonna throw me the fuck off and it's gonna blow me.
Okay. Like I said, if you gonna play your slaps and they hit, I don't think, though, Jay-Z never made no what's name like that.
But Jay-Z don't make music to make niggas turn up. So Jay-Z would be cool if niggas just had their phone out and they were just looking at Jay-Z.
But that's what I'm saying. This is Essence Festival. This is not the club. That's what I'm saying. Like, I get it if it was in a club or whatever, you trying to set them up, but this is Essence Festival. I figured Essence Festival is more of a jazz type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the R&B side of seven.
Yeah, I get that, but I think Busta, for somebody like Busta, that's kind of still, them are some of Busta's biggest songs are songs with R&B people. It's Jumps with Janet, it's Jumps with Mary. It's like he's shit with Mariah Carey. Like, he's got a lot of R&B features. So even just like somebody like Fabulous, so you see those Fabulous is a Essence Festival nigga. Busta Rhymes, Jadakiss, like, those niggas have been on huge R&B songs. So you would figure, like, okay, this is a good crowd for them to be booked on. But I think just, again, what I think with me and Erica are agreeing that is, Busta Rhymes is a high energy nigga. So if he's pulling out a lot of his energy on the stage and you just dry as hell in the crowd, that shit is going to blow you, dog.
You're not gonna want to keep doing this.
We can even let's tie it even into sex. No, let's tie.
That's what I was about to say.
Let's tie it into sex. You sitting here eating the shit out of somebody's pussy, eating their ass and going crazy, and they just there silence of the fucking lamb. You're gonna be like, damn, I probably need to stop. What the fuck is going on? Or you feel like you fucking the shit out of a girl and she ain't making no noise. You pulling out your best tricks. You're gonna start be like, damn, let me hurry up and nothing.
Get to the drum board, big dog. You gotta find a new trick.
Man, fuck. That shit sounds.
You gotta find a new trick. You can't, like I said,
you don't know if you need nutrient. You don't know nothing because they're not saying nothing.
Exactly.
But this is my here's my thing, right? You keep getting booked for these shows, you keep doing it, but then you getting upset because the crowd's not reacting to you. It's not that same day and age no more. So you can't get mad if the crowd don't react to you. It's not the same as it used to be back in the day.
But with a certain, like he said, in the location, like if he was in New York, then it probably would be way different.
You know it would be, because even let's be clear, Joe. If you see, I seen a video with Jadakiss. I feel like the crowd was damn near the same way with Jadakiss. Jadakiss just a way more cooler, laid back nigga, so he not going to express himself like Busta Rhymes did. But nigga, we seen the difference between when Jadakiss performed in fucking New York, when he performed at Madison Square Garden and he wiped the floor with Dipset. Nigga, that ain't the same type of energy that Jadakiss getting when he performed at Essence Fest. He could perform the same exact songs the exact same way. He is not getting that same response that he got in Madison Square Garden.
So then maybe that's my question. Do you just take the gig because it's the money, or you taking it because you know you got an audience out there?
No, I'm taking it all for both, nigga. I'm taking it because I need the money, and then two, I do need the look, because it's niggas still Essence Fest. The same way the kids, the young niggas want to perform at Rolling Loud. They don't give a fuck if everybody in the crowd don't know their song. This is gonna be my biggest payday, and this is gonna be a huge crowd. So if I do get the proper response from the audience, I can use it as footage and content and whatever the case may be. And it's still, when those festivals, it's going to be your biggest payday. So nobody's going to turn down that money just because I don't necessarily know if the audience is going to go crazy for my shit. I'm not going to know until I'm there. And look and listen to what he just said. This is his first time performing it, so he didn't know what the audience was going to be like. So if he going off of, just like most of us who never been there, if I'm going off a girls trip, or if I'm going off a word of mouth, like you hear just word of mouth, like, oh, Essence Festival, you can find the old freaks, this is where the cougars be at. You hear all of these conversations. So if I'm hearing that, there's no way in the hell if I'm Busta Rhymes and I heard these same stories that everybody else has heard, I would think that I would get a dry crowd. I can't imagine me being an older act and thinking that I'm gonna get that response, because you just won't. But again, that's some people not tying in the Regency bias on that, because I'm sure for older niggas, like Tank ain't as popular as Busta Rhymes, but Tank ain't never gonna get that type of response at Essence Festival.
Because what he gonna do? Take a shirt off. The girl's gonna lose his mind. Like I said, you gotta know your niche. You gotta find your spot. You gotta find your spot.
And it's the audience is different too, though. I hear what you're saying, but that audience is just different. So, and while we talking about Essence Fest, shout outs to Kaiser, because we did talk about her. And of course, that's the young lady who got cut from the Chicago Sky. She was on a couple panels over the weekend at Essence Fest. And that's somebody, and when I say the Angel Reese effect, that helped her. Like, just think about it. Nobody didn't know who, and no disrespect, nobody didn't know who this girl was when she got beat up by Kevin Porter Jr. We all know her because she was in a bunch of videos with Angel Reese. She played on Angel Reese's team. So you know her. But she took that popularity and capitalized. She got cut, and she literally I'm sure she got paid more money to do Essence Fest and to be on these panels than she did when she was playing on Chicago Sky. So she took her moment, took her popularity, and shit, she had videos with Serena Williams, a bunch of other people, endless people was taking pictures with her, because she is a beautiful woman, and she has of course, we played the interview, clips of Cam Newton last week when he was telling y'all how beautiful she was and how she put that shit on. So she capitalized on it. I ain't mad at her for capitalizing on her moment. She did her thing. Shout out to Drika Gates. I seen her. She was down at Essence Festival. She had like different little booths where she was selling like her fitness and health, her fitness and wellness products and stuff that she got for like her skincare line and different little, her and Kevin Gates are both heavy into the, the natural herb vitamins and stuff like that. So she had different products and she was selling different stuff. So Essence Fest is something that it probably is like one of the things that it would be on a bucket list for me to ever go to. It still will, because you always still hear great experiences and stories, and it just sounds so like, it just sounds black.
What would make you go?
What would make me go?
Yeah.
I just
like
would go
artist,
because
I'm saying, like,
no, I don't think to me, I wouldn't go for the artist. I would just go for the experience of it's just Essence Fest. I wouldn't care who was performing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think for me personally, it wouldn't be, there's no artist that have to be attached to it. It could be because I'm not a huge, like, I can sit here and be like, all right, I know Tank gonna bring the hose out. All right, Tank on there or whoever, Mary J. Blige. Like, I don't listen to none of them on my personal time, but I know for a fact what the vibe is and what would make me be like, I go for that. Like, I would just go just because it's Essence Fest. Like those are one of those things that you will regret if it just be like whenever your time you feel like okay, I'm at the perfect fitness and money wise, I can really go down there and enjoy myself and be able to like catch you some one night stands or whatever the case may be. You don't want to miss out and be like, damn, all right, when I'm finally here, and then now SFS don't exist no more. And that's why I'm not a fan of people giving them the backlash and saying, oh, JT, and why the bet? Like, bro, just support it. That's one thing I hate. Y'all know I talked about that last week. Like, bro, black people, we just are some of the most worst people when it comes to supporting our own and just like tearing our shit down. Like we will find and punch holes in every fucking thing. You kind of almost damn near can't make black people happy. And that's why sometimes you can't be mad at motherfuckers who go and cater to a white audience. Let that joke load up.
Do y'all remember when we had starters? Okay, because see, y'all too.
So today I woke up and I realized I need help. I go through too much bullshit by not loving myself. It's like I love me in theory on the surface for sure, but it gets contradicted by the bullshit that I settle for. Trying to help everyone out when my life is a mess. I be double texting niggas screaming, don't settle for less. I be speaking love into women when it's me who needs it most because I'm in love with a man that I can't even post. Saying the words are not enough, your actions must match. You can't constantly speak loud about them things that you lack. I scream self-love so loud and so proudly. You see, it's like I love everyone, but no one's loving me. Because when did loving yourself equate to you feeling used? Having your body mishandled and your emotions abused, having your heart feel discarded and your mental neglected, your self-esteem minimized and your soul unprotected. I put myself through so much by stepping down from my throne. Because if I really loved me, I'd be sitting alone. Not looking for a man to provide the love I never gave me, so desperate for a happy ending, I sit and wait for them to save me. I guess fairy tales did more harm to us than they did good. Because all the stories are misleading and maybe I misunderstood. Because when does Sleeping Beauty get up and take her feelings off the shelf and stop waiting for the nights to come and fucking save herself? Now, I'm not saying that men can't help you. That's not at all what I mean, sis. I'm saying that you could either be the damsel in distress. So
I don't have no real takeaway from it. Somebody sent me that clip. I just thought it was fire. She definitely was spitting some bars. But I guess my biggest thing is, you know how, again, we talk about social media, how crazy social media is. Though shout outs to Glorilla for making Moose Knuckle Monday. Do y'all know what a moose knuckle is?
Yeah.
So the crazy thing is,
a moose knuckle,
nigga, a woman's camel toe with a fat cat.
I just wanted to explain it.
All right. So for people who don't know, yes, that is what a moose knuckle is. And if you have not heard Glorilla new song, that is one of the bars in her genre is she said, I'm showing off my new moose knuckle. And let's be clear, I don't even necessarily know if, and that may be, of course, I think Glorilla has a younger age group because I did see a lot of people in the comment section originally didn't know what a moose knuckle was. And then shout outs to Ice Spice for jumping into it. And like I said, again, I do feel bad for Ice Spice because she's put herself in that Nicki Minaj box. So you can't really even have fun with the girls. So you kind of just got to like be the long distance cousin trying to tag yourself in which her picture did help that saying Moose Knuckle Monday go viral. So that is the thing. Today was Moose Knuckle Monday. For all the people who didn't see, go on Twitter and just put in that hashtag or go search Moose Knuckle Monday. Shout outs. The crazy thing is Glorilla's brag about her moose knuckle, but Ice Spice, Jesus Christ, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Ice Spice had on one of those workout, and that's why I tell y'all this all the time. To me,
I got a question. So how can you champion? Like, okay, so granted, neither one of them have kids,
of course, and both of them are neither one of them in their 30s.
But how can you champion them doing what they do, but you just get on other women for doing it?
I only because I get on women who have
because
no, listen, what I'm saying, it's a difference between these are they don't have kids, so they don't, not realistically. I'm not holding.
Let's say they did and we didn't know. Let's say they did and we didn't know, but you like, oh my God, like look at her. Oh yeah, but what? So how do they get a pass? But
listen to what I'm saying. I only can give you a pass if I'm not looking at you like, because I think, listen to what I'm saying. I think
those images don't erase. So even though you are doing it, those images don't erase. Even if they do have kids, oh, well, damn, what was Moose Knuckle, Mom? I heard your song. Then what? That's bad parents?
Listen to what I'm saying. Then you have to explain so, but they don't have kids. And the reason why I would say if that was a woman with kids, and the reason why I would be hard on her, because again, you are a mom, so you are holding to a different standard. When I think of a mother or women with motherly instincts, like think about how we always even throw that around when niggas be like, damn, I want to date a mom, or single moms is more attractive because they got that motherly instinct where it's like, that shit is a turn on. You don't have to be thirsty like these young motherfuckers who don't got no kids, no real responsibility, so they can wake up on a Monday and be like, hey, look at my moose knuckle. Like, I would look at, if this was a woman that's 37 and on Monday you sit here and said, hey, look at my moose knuckle, and you're 37 with 4 fucking kids or 3 kids or 2 kids or even 1 kid, I'm going to look at you like you're fucking insane.
She could still be a hell of a mom. Like, you think Cardi B, she got kids, right?
And I'm pretty sure she got nice
stuff and all and stuff like that, but you don't be like, well, she need to sit down, she's a mom.
I don't, and the sad, but let's keep it a buck. I don't necessarily. You're absolutely right. She is a mom. She do have kids, but I don't. If we being honest, we don't look at Cardi B and think mom.
But she's still a mom though.
No, you're absolutely right. But again, I think that's kind of proving my point. When I see Cardi B, she is a mother, but I don't see her as mom. Amber Rose is a mom. She got 2 kids. Niggas don't think
slut walk, and y'all didn't no problem with her doing a slut walk.
But guess what? We don't look at her as a mom neither.
But it don't matter what you look. She's still a mom. Who else? Bernice Burgos. Like, it's a lot of.
This is what I'm saying. So y'all are proving my point. Nobody looks at Bernice as a mom, and but she is a mom. But we all
she's cute. You can't.
No. You're missing what I'm saying.
You said you don't look at them as moms, right? Because they are who they are.
No, because they don't carry themselves like somebody's fucking mom, and we all crucify Bernice for her and her daughter twerking ass together in a club, and she's supposed to be somebody's mom. Don't act like we ain't fucking tear Bernice a whole new asshole. Like, bro, you somebody's grandmother, and you somebody. As a matter of fact, we played the clip. What was that, like 2 months ago? We were sitting here like, bro, she's talking about, I don't want to be somebody's grandma. Don't be calling me fucking granny. Do I look like somebody's grandma?
I get it, but they are still. But even though you don't look at them as moms, they are still moms. So you're giving them a pass to do this.
I ain't giving them a pass. No, I'm not giving them a pass. I think those are horrible decisions and horrible people to even use as an example as moms, because as those women as moms, they would never, and I don't mean this as disrespect, but they would never check off the box for me as women that I'm looking for that motherly love, that motherly instinct. That shit determined.
But that goes back to what we talked about. They could be great moms. Just because I post that does not mean that I'm not a good mom.
Of course you can be, but I think it's a difference between where it's like some moms want to sell themselves on I'm a great mom. Like that's what they lead with. Like this is how they present. My image and my swag is going to be I'm an amazing mother. When people see me or I come on the timeline, you think of an amazing mom. Like we could tell the Ellises. When people look at DeVal and Kadeem, when they look at them too, you look at like parents. Like they built their social media and built their platform up on being great parents, being a loving couple, husband and wife. Like they champion each other. Like that's how they built their brand on. It's a different with some people who just be like, yeah, I got a kid, but my brand ain't I'm a mom. Like I'm not here I'm selling pussy. I ain't selling motherly nurturing love. To me, it's a difference. Like, yeah, you can have kids, but it's some women who are sitting like, and it's so crazy. And I'll show y'all this text message. J-Bo sent me a joke of a broad that I know, and she was at a pool party, and a nigga was sucking her toes. And the crazy thing is, him and Top sent me 2 different videos, and both of them led with, dog, when are you too old for this shit? Because this girl is older than me. So you talking about she's in her fucking mid-40s, still at pool parties, letting niggas suck their toes. And she is a mom, but niggas don't look at her as like a mom. That ain't even her swag. Niggas even just off the rip like, damn, this bitch ain't too old for this.
How old is her kids though?
They old. The nigga probably, he got to be maybe like 19, 18. He might even be 20. I don't know. But still, her image ain't never been mom. Like she random, like it's holidays, you'll throw your son up. It's his birthday, you'll throw your son up. But 90% of your time is, hey, look at my pussy, look at this, that, and the third. You want to come? I'm at this club, I'm doing this, and niggas don't look at her as nobody's fucking mom. That's my point. You can have kids and niggas still don't look at you. And this is not just a dig on moms. It's niggas with kids and niggas, and you be like, damn, I ain't even know this nigga got kids. Because there's dads out here who ain't fucking dads. Or they not fathers. Yeah, you a dad, you had you fucking birthed a kid out of your fucking nut, but you ain't no fucking father. It's a difference. Like, yeah, people give birth to kids, but that don't necessarily mean that they are an actual fucking parent. Yeah, you got kids, but are you a parent? When people see you, is your aura motherly or fatherly? No, it don't be that.
But that's my only thing with you is just like, you told me my social media is my business card.
Yeah,
of course.
So if I gotta sit here and sell my business or even show my image, I'm not trying to sell that I'm a mother. I am a mother. Behind closed doors, I'm Superman. You know me as Clark Kent. You don't know me as Superman.
Yeah, so cool. So then, but listen to what I'm saying. But you're absolutely right. And your social media is absolutely your resume. It is your calling card. And but guess what? You can't be mad. If I sit here, the reason why pastors people crucify pastors like this shit. When I played this shit, a clip, Pastor Mike, what was that, 4 or 5 months ago, when he took his kids to the Rod Wave concert, and he knew people was going to drag him. Why? Because I'm a pastor. You ain't supposed to be at a Rod Wave concert. He's like, but guess what he was doing?
As a dad, though, right?
Huh?
But not as a dad. We just getting him. You giving him hell because he's a pastor.
Because he's a pastor, right?
Right, but not as him being a dad. But if you looking at him as a dad, oh, that's great. You took your son to see his favorite rapper.
Of course,
that's great.
But you're proving my point. Is your social media is your calling card. So you could have still did all of that, but you didn't necessarily have to post it on social media. But I mean, look, the way he knew what he was doing, because he knew how to take that experience and kind of sit here and flip it so he can still say, hey, I can still be a man of God and I can still show up for my kids and allow them to experience something that they wanted to experience. So he know how to master it the right way. So what I'm saying, I'm not disagreeing with y'all. What you're saying is, and that's what I even told J-Bo when he asked me, he was like, bro, when are you too old for this shit? Because this is kind of like, this bitch been doing this shit for maybe the last 15 years. And I'm like, bro, some people are so bad with their money. You can make a lot of money, but if you're spending it just as fast, you're going to constantly damn near be selling your soul on social media or to the world, because you trying to, I just bought this bag, or I just bought this car, or I just upgraded my house or my apartment, or I just bought these properties. You always spending money. So now you always got to replace money. So and if you are in the business of selling coochie, you're going to always be selling coochie because you ain't never saving your money, because you feel like, nigga, I got a pussy, niggas going to still buy it. Like, I'm sure that the video of her getting her toes sucked, and nigga paid for that. She ain't allowing people just to post that on social media for free. I know that about her. Mm-hmm. So a nigga paid, and the nigga who did it, he looked just as old as she might be. So it's just like, yeah, that shit is weird. I ain't gonna lie to you. I get what y'all saying, and yeah, cool. If y'all parents and you want to have lives and whatever, it's cool. But like I said, some people hang their hat and okay with building their brand on mommy shit. And even that's why I think about why people so hard on Amar Shepard with Tiana Taylor, because they built a brand on on family. They had a show directed around their family. People took Tiana Taylor aside because we watched, like, Tiana Taylor is so amazingly talented, but you still watch how she showed up as a mom for her kids. You watch how she's nurturing and still motherly. Every time you see her on social media, it's mommy. Like, she gonna still make sure I'm gonna still be a bad bitch, but I'm still going to be a mom, and you're going to watch this show of me being a full-time mom.
Okay, but
that goes back to what you said. I can still be out here and shake my ass and do hook and all of that, and I can still be a badass mom. But it doesn't make me a bad parent.
But that's why I kind of question you, though, because if all I'm doing is just being a parent, all I'm showing is parenting, does that attract you to me?
What you mean?
Like, if I'm just showing my kids, I'm just, we learning this, we going to this, we doing. I'm not showing you the sexy me. I'm just showing you my parent side. Do that attract you?
It depends on how you present it.
So that's what I'm saying. But it's social media. So I think I hear what you're saying. But if I'm just showing social media that side, don't make me a bad parent. Because if I show you the mother instinct that I'm doing this, we going to this.
Okay, I'm gonna make it a better example. When people go up to the Breakfast Club, niggas play with Charlamagne all the time. When niggas talk about parenting, niggas go directly to DJ Envy. Nigga, like, Charlamagne has to tell people, man, like, yeah, I'm a father of 4 kids, because he don't post that shit on social media. When niggas come in that room and they start talking about parents and shit, they go straight to Envy. They skip, because that's what not. So guess what? That's Charlamagne. So that's what something. So Charlamagne always has to overcompensate and tell people that he got kids. Nobody, DJ Envy don't got to tell people he got kids, because you know he got kids. When he on his social media, he makes sure he go out his way to engage with his children. So when people,
do that make Charlamagne a bad parent because he don't show off?
It don't make you a bad parent, but it don't make you relevant to this conversation even until you fucking show that you got some relevancy to it. So that's the difference. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like, it don't make you a bad parent. Not saying that you're not a good or a bad parent, but I'm somebody who listens to the show daily, so I know. Every day they have conversations about parenting. But for most people, if you are honest, they're not listening to the Breakfast Club every day and listening to the small dialogue that they have. So they don't know that Charlamagne be going to his daughter's cheer stuff and all this other stuff because he don't post that stuff. DJ Envy do. So when people come into the room, and if I'm just catching the Breakfast Club on the clip, so I'm just paying attention to what DJ Envy posts, he is showing you. I'm not just telling you I'm a great dad, I'm showing you. And even with my kids, the way they interact with each other, you can see good parenting, dog. Like, people can see on just via social media, I don't care who you are as a person, but that's what think about it, even for Envy. Think about how many Breakfast Club fans rode for him when he was having that scandal. Everybody else was trying to kick his back in. Joe Budden, the Rick Ross, all of them. But real Breakfast Club fans and people who really pay attention to DJ Envy, niggas was like, suck our dick. We don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. And guess what? That storm bypassed, but his audience held him down, because guess what we see? You see the way Envy, the only thing niggas might have been like, all right, Envy, maybe because you was too flashy. So maybe that's why people is leaving room up for so much hate. But other than that, because you see how much of an amazing dad, you watch how well-mannered his kids is when they talk on camera, when they interacting with each other. So people pay attention to that shit. Your kids is going to always be a representation of you. Like, people going to listen to how your kids talk, how they yes sir, no ma'am, or whatever the case may be. Like, people going to judge you off of the way your kids act. So when they see stuff like that on social media, like, people going to eat it up, because they're like, damn, this nigga, he rich, but he's still a full-time dad, and he is raising his kids with a lot of manners. People appreciate that, because if I'm older, that's how you was raised. So you appreciate to still see younger parents and their kids are well-spoken and they're just well-mannered. So, I mean, that, like I said, you can do both, but I don't necessarily, everybody don't do both, and everybody don't do both well. So you absolutely right. Yes, you can still have a life. You can still do all these things, but do you do both well? Some people don't. Like, that's like you trying to play 2 sports. Like, some niggas may be good at football and just bad at basketball. Some niggas is good at shooting threes. Some niggas is good at dunking. Everybody ain't good at all of the above. Can you have a life outside of? Yes, but do y'all think everybody is well equipped to be able to do both? I think most people are not.
So would you feel misled if, like, the girl you following or you looking at, you got attached to, you never seen her post her kids, but then when you finally link up with her, she got like 4 kids. Do you feel like that's misleading?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you gonna feel some type of way, though. If you sit, man, y'all imagine if you sit here and go link up with some
conversation now, then that's where the conversation comes in. Like, you talk to them.
But before the link up.
Yeah, because what's leading up to the link up? That goes.
But
right?
if the conversation is had, right? We've been engaging. You've been on my Instagram.
Oh, let's just say let's screw.
He been flirting. He been liking my hearts and all that. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to see what time it is. Cool. I know. Oh, he be spending money. All right, cool. Now he about, oh, well, I want to come through. That's fine. But then you come through and you find out, well, all right, let me, my kids, hold up. You're going to be mad.
I'm not gonna be mad, but I'm definitely gonna be thrown off. Like that shit definitely gonna throw me for a loop. Like, damn, I didn't even know you had kids.
You never asked.
Because I didn't show it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. If you don't ask, I mean, it's your fault. If you don't ask, I mean, that go back to the conversation we was having last week. Some people skip a lot of steps when it comes to communicating. So you're absolutely right. If you ain't asked, I mean, that's your fault. And you can't blame nobody else. Y'all didn't have that dialogue. You was just geeking the rush to go to get some cheeks. Then I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, people, I mean, it's your social media. You can post what you want. People only can judge you off of what you post. So whatever you don't post in, I mean, you can't be like, I can't sit here and be mad if the first thing if I'm talking about parenting and the first thing people throw back in your face, like, well, you ain't got kids, so you don't know how. All right, well, cool. I have to be able to explain and have dialogue on why I don't have kids or how I went out of my way not to have them. And then we can further along the dialogue after that. So I mean, y'all right. You don't have to post them, but I mean, me personally, I don't think a lot of people are great multitaskers, and you got to prove it. You can always prove somebody wrong. You can be a ass shaking mama. You could be shaking ass and selling pussy on social media Monday through fucking Sunday. And if you feel like you're an amazing mom at that too, then prove it. I don't think most people don't show both sides. So I mean that is something that it will always be up for debate. I don't even know how y'all took the conversation from Moose and Knuckle Monday. But just like I said, again, for all the horny niggas like me, while you get some free time on your hand, go look at Moose Knuckle Monday. And shout out to Ice Spice for having a bigger moose knuckle than Glorilla. Ice Spice definitely earned she's earned her privilege to get on the remix to fucking that whatever, just off the moose knuckle pictures alone. Because Glorilla shit had a huge gap in that motherfucker, and Ice Spice shit was sitting in that motherfucker like she had a goddamn some fucking pads in her shit. But real quick, a conversation that Marcus did try to bring up earlier, and this is social media is a wicked place, dog. Rest in peace to the 3 young men who lost their life. One of them was a 2024 draft pick of the Minnesota Vikings, and there was a car accident like 3 a.m. on Upper Marlboro. And if you ever drove on anywhere on 301 at nighttime, and I lived in Upper Marlboro for 5 years, and I know how at nighttime the way niggas be flying up and down there, that shit ain't no joke. So it was a young lady who took the lives of 3 young men who had a
that is confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's confirmed.
Oh, I
think they knew her.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah.
They were all friends.
Yes, but listen to what I'm saying. Nigga, that shit was on the regular news. That shit was on the sports.
I saw the tweet joints, but I didn't know they confirmed that she was involved in it. I saw her tweets because they was talking about she was tweeting all day, like how lit she was and she drunk, getting her nails done and all this. Like she was just tweeting.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't even look at all that stuff. I'm talking about when they start posting her picture and attaching her to it, and how wild the comment section.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. When I saw it on social media, the only thing I saw, they were showing her tweets of what she was doing that day. I didn't know that was attached. I didn't know that was attached to it.
Yeah, so I mean, my only thing, I guess, the only reason why I even wanted to bring it up, one, just rest to them, and it's just, man, that one that I mean, you can't never get. I ain't never giving nobody no pass on no drinking and driving stuff. That shit is always just a big fuck no for me. I don't have no type of sympathy for somebody who do shit like that. Like that shit is a fuck no. But I just kind of felt bad where it was just like, damn, like people turn that shit and just alter her looks, and they're like, bro, man, you sometimes, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, though, that you gotta have tough skin for social media. I don't care what it is. If you have a viral moment and you ain't got tough skin, bro, it's gonna be a long day for you. And you just seen, like, I seen one of her friends even defending her, like, and I guess, like you said, they all knew each other, so he was like, y'all just going, like, and you can't tell people how to respond, especially when it comes to people losing their life. So I'm not mad at people who just like was blaming her, like, bro. Because I heard this besides what I seen on social media, I was listening to sports radio today, and I heard the dude, I can't remember, it was one of the old Redskin players, and he was just talking about it, and he was just talking about how the young dude who got drafted by Minnesota, like how he had to go through like so much stuff to even get to the part where he got drafted, because he had to like work jobs to pay for school or whatever. Because I don't know, you know what I'm saying, he might not have been just like the greatest. I don't know, so I can be wrong. So he had to work jobs and stuff to pay for scholarships to get to where he was at. So you finally get to, I just got drafted, and then boom, your life just get taken so fast.
All 3 of them played football, and they was from what I've seen, they all were pretty good athletes. Now, like, my only thing is this with this situation. I feel like a lot of people, you need to value your life more than what you know what I'm saying? Yes, you got the new cars, and you need to start valuing the decisions that you make.
I mean, of course. I mean, but I guess this one thing. The sad thing is, when it comes to especially the faster cars, I mean, it's kind of like you will be. It's very rare where you see people having fast cars and driving them slow.
Yeah.
It just don't happen. And especially when we talk about age groups with certain things, especially when you're in your 20s. Because let's be clear, older men, like if you're talking about an old man in his 50s and his 60s, them niggas got vets. They ain't never trying to put that shit to the grass. Them niggas is just driving with the top down, looking cool. Even the older men with the sling, the slingshots or whatever. They're like, them niggas they just doing it because it look cool. And they just want to show you, hey, I'm the old nigga, I got some bread. Even with the old men with the bikes. And if you know, them bikes really cost bread. Like if you really get into them bikes can run you 20, 30 bands. Like niggas spend money on the tires and all that. But if you don't know this stuff, you just don't know it. So old people just appreciate and deal with luxury and speed completely different from younger people. People in their 20s and that's why even with insurance companies, them cars that go over a certain like this, your shit do over 160, 180, nigga, your car insurance gonna show it. That shit gonna get way higher because young people don't know how to deal with speed and they don't know how to do with fast cars. Think about all the football players. They get these Lamborghinis and they get most of them niggas crash it. You talked about the dude from the Raiders when he took the young lady life and killed her and her dog. Again, a nigga in his 20s with a fast ass car. The dude from the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, a young nigga want to race people. Well, I got this car. Like most people fast cars and you're in your 20s. Them two things don't mix. Because I told y'all last week when we someone just doing the go-kart thing, and I had my nephew in the joint. Like I'm watching the other kids who they tall enough that they can drive on their own. They don't know that this go-kart can flip. Nigga, I'm old enough to know this shit flips. So I'm going to hit this turn with my foot on the brake. I'm not going around this shit at top speed. Yeah, you don't see it often, but I'm old enough to know that, nigga, I don't want to sit here and explain to Marcus that I flipped this go-kart and then tell me and his son in the goddamn hospital. Because I'm that old and I'm going to think about that. But them kids in there driving by this, they not thinking about that shit. They not going to know until that goddamn car flip over. They going to hit that turn just as fast as they possibly can. I'm not, because I'm older and I know for a fact I'm not trying to be in nobody's fucking hospital. I know how expensive them hospital bills going to be. So I'm going to take my goddamn time hitting this goddamn turn. But that just comes with old age. The older you get, you value certain things a lot differently. You value life a lot differently. It's certain shit you won't speed. It's certain times of the night I just won't even be outside it. If I don't have to be out, the latest I'm out on Monday. That's it. Any other day of the week, bro, I'm in the house at 11:10. The gym closed at 11. I'm in the house. As soon as I'm straight from the gym, I don't play around. I take certain ways that I would drive home because I know certain roads niggas just drive fast because it's this road. And again, we're going back to just 301 in Upper Marlboro. That shit is open. It don't be no police out there. Niggas drive fast on 301. I've seen it before.
Because that's a long ass stretch.
It's long as shit. Ain't too many lights, and most of the lights they gonna be green, or some of them be like. And you know, the further, even if you go further past, and you're an idiot if you doing this in Waldorf, but it's other parts of Maryland you can go farther where it be like, bro, the lights just be flashing. Like shit, even in Montgomery County, like certain parts of Gaithersburg, like them nigga, and after a certain time, they don't got their lights just flash. Because I remember one time driving out Gaithersburg, you don't know no better. This is your first time in Montgomery County at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. You ain't know you're supposed to stop at this flashing red light. I'm just going through it because the shit flashing. You get pulled over, you'll learn. All it takes is one time you get pulled over, especially in Montgomery County, and the fucking police officer, them niggas ain't gonna play with you. You know, it's certain parts of Maryland, parts of Virginia, where them police gonna get super aggressive with you, and you're gonna be ready to damn near piss your fucking pants when the way they talking to you. You'll learn fast.
Pay attention to driving school. That is a rule.
I mean, yeah, but nigga, if I've been listening, okay, I get my driver's license at 16, and the first time I go to Montgomery County, I'm 25. Nigga, you think I remember something from 10 years ago?
That's automatic. That's a stop.
Man, I ain't know. I ain't about to act like I knew, nigga. I ain't know until I got pulled over. All it takes is one time. I got pulled over once, and police officer explained it to me. Trust me, it never happened again. But I had to get pulled over to learn it. So, I mean, that shit happens. But like I said, rest in peace to them gentlemen that lost their life. And I do throw thoughts and prayers to that young lady, because especially if those are her actual friends, that's a lot. That's a lot for one, especially if those are your actual friends. You then took your friend's life and you done fucked their fucking future up. And then the backlash on social media, like, bro, they was just going so crazy on this girl. Like, I'm like, damn, you couldn't pay me to want to be her. Fuck that shit was like, oh my God. Like literally when somebody sent me the joke, I ain't even read the story. The first thing they said, just go to the comment section. And they was going crazy in the comments.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up.
Yeah, so I mean, that just like, I don't want, we can, let me
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers to everybody involved in that situation. Let that joke load up.
I'm like, oh, okay. Why?
And damn, he was talking about the pool party. I wanted to ask you because Boosie joint, he got it. They paid to suck toes. He got it on the fly.
Yeah, Boosie shit different though.
What?
Nigga, Boosie bringing a whole different type of audience from some random ass pool party somewhere.
Mm.
You ain't getting Boosie shit for no $40.
Mm.
Plugged in her son's phone.
Her face was his screensaver on the phone. And it was a picture that she had taken of herself.
And she started digging.
I went through his text messages because that was the first thing that I thought. And her name was saved in his phone as Mommy. And it's a bunch of I love yous and what are you wearing?
She shared pictures of much of the concerning conversation between her son and the 24-year-old worker and pictures like this one.
That's not a picture that you send to a 10-year-old. That's a picture that you send to your man.
She said the worker bought her son clothes, shoes, and even a gold chain. And Grace said when investigators came to her apartment, a Department of Family and Children's Services worker got her 10-year-old to reveal more.
He did say that this incident where she was rubbing his leg happened on the way back from the field trip.
We aren't using the worker's name or face because she is yet to be charged, and that's why Grace is outraged.
Had it been a situation where it was a little girl and a grown man.
All right, so let's get right into it because I almost forgot about it. The Michael Rubin all-white party. And we can tie this into Kendrick Lamar dropping his Not Like Us video and the crazy numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them numbers that video was doing on YouTube, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, though. That shit was like, I didn't know some hit records, though. And them Jones ain't literally, like, nigga, he was at damn near like 14 million in less than 24 hours. So, like I said, look, because I'm jumping all over the place, but let's get into it. Michael Rubin, of course, had his annual all-white party on 4th of July. So all the usual suspects was there. Meek Mills, Jay-Z, Swizz Beatz, Odell Beckham, Drewski, all the regulars. Lala, Kim Kardashian. Some of the people who normally we haven't seen in some of these were Drake. I think this is the first time I've seen Drake there. I don't know if he's been there before, but that to me is the first time I've seen Drake there. Meg Thee Stallion was there. Glorilla was there. And there was a picture, and of course, it started some conversation because there was a picture with Drake and Glorilla. But the bigger picture and the bigger conversation was a lot of people were looking at Drake's face, and he looked old as shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what that fucking diss or that battle and put ages on that nigga, but I'm not gonna lie. The way them pictures looked at Drake looked like he literally in the last couple of months, this nigga done aged like 10 years. Because that nigga look old as shit. I don't know if that's his white side catching up to him, but that nigga looks super old. And real quick, I do want to play this clip of Lil Wayne talking about how Glorilla was the only person that ended up at the party that came up and said something to him.
Stage. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Shout out Glorilla, the only person who came up to me and really hollered at me. Like, yeah, man. And Mary hit the stage.
So, and of course, Glorilla responded to that video and was like, Lil Wayne's still my favorite rapper of all times. And I do like just Glow is gonna be Glow. Glow is one of those people, and I think that is a kind of like where she's kind of one up in Sexy Red, because I do think originally, I think a lot of people thought Sexy Red was original, thinking that, she was different. She just so raw, and I do think it's kind of wearing off with people. And we're gonna see if that was just like a bunch of misleading stuff, or we're gonna see what the tour, if the tour really sell out or they cancel the tour. Because me personally, I told you, I think I think Ice Spice and Sexy Red, by the fall holiday, the winter holidays, we won't be talking about neither one of them. It'll be a wrap for both of them. And I just think because Glorilla is just, bro, she just Glorilla, dog. Like, I don't think Glorilla doesn't come off authentic. Unauthentic. Like her aura and her personality, it just seemed original. It seems like she just truly being herself, where it seems like Sexy Red is dragging the character.
My question for the whole Lil Wayne shit.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at most of the people, they didn't met you a million times. That's why when he said it, I wasn't like,
that too. And then
because you at a party with billionaires,
yeah, for sure.
So I was like, why would people? Oh my god, it's Lil Wayne. Like, it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, like you had a.
Of course, and I guess I do agree with exactly what you're saying, and I think another takeaway was people was kind of wondering like, how was the interaction between Drake and Meg? Because I mean, of course, you see pictures
That's
with
what I was kind of
you seen pictures with Glow and Meg. You know them two was there together because they kind of, since they've been on tour, they have built a crazy relationship and friendship with each other. Now she even talked about on her Shannon Sharp interview. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, and realistically, sometimes we don't necessarily know if it's real smoke. Like I feel like I don't think Meg like feelings was hurt about Drake picking Tory's side or even throwing bars her way or bars that she felt could have been for her because she using to her advantage. Listen, clear, she cleaned that nigga up. Like I mean, I know we have had such a busy 2024 when we talking about diss records and things like that, but let's be clear, Meg definitely she wasn't no sucker when it came to throwing bars back at Drake. Like she had some super aggressive bars towards Drake in that his verse too. Like her Drake bars was just as hard as her Nicki Minaj bars. So I think you can call a war. I mean, it's even. Then we traded bars off to each other. We ain't really hurt each other career. Like I'm cool. Like I don't think it should be no real smoke. And I'm sure realistically, Michael Rubin I watched the interview of him saying why he stopped inviting the dude from Barstool. I think Michael Rubin handpicks the people he invites today. Like he don't even give, even the reason why he said he stopped inviting the dude from Barstool because the dude wanted to bring 3 guests and he was like, nigga, Jay-Z and Beyonce don't bring 3 extra people with them. Nobody brings a bunch of extra people with them. So why the fuck do you think you're gonna get extra people?
So okay, my question right now, even with Drake being there, he gave out everybody the exclusive the Travis Scott for the shoes. Everybody got those, the all white joints. So, like, if you got, because you shot at Travis Scott and all that, so I'm just like, what really made
I don't necessarily know if he. I mean, I don't think people. You got to think about it, and this is one of the things we got to be realistic. We take a lot of these assumptions and people put these bars together off of TikTok videos. Like we don't necessarily. I mean, because you don't know. I mean, like what? Like you're right. If that's the case, Travis Scott was there and nigga Drake was there. So that's why I don't. But I don't necessarily know if those was for him, and can we be honest? And I know a lot, and when we talk about
we do it for sales.
No, we talk about tour sales because I did mention Sexy Reds. I gotta mention Futures and Metro Boomers. A lot of them shows ain't. I forgot they was even on tour. I don't know if it started yet, but I seen a headline, and it was and they were saying that they would look like they're gonna have to cancel some shows because of low tour sales. And again, I told y'all, I think Future did not think or plan out that how this Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing was going to play out because he realistically, the person who took of course Drake took an L, but Future may have took the biggest L because when them two started to actually go back and forth with each other, we forgot the song that initiated this. Nobody don't even talk about like that no more.
I don't know. It's starting to. I think me personally, just now, like I'm starting to hear that. I mean, since that concert, I'm hearing like that more, and I'm hearing they not like us more on the radio. Yeah, and I guess because, like I said, I never heard. Now I heard like that, but the not like us, I never heard on the radio until after that concert. And I'm talking about them two. They played to death now. So yeah, I don't know.
I just feel. I feel like Future caught the bad tail end of that. And if I'm just like I said, the same way I judge off of with the women and how the shit that I see, I only can judge off what I see. And I follow a lot of huge Future fans. Like I follow people I've seen go to every Future concert and tour, and I feel like that exchange. Future got the raw end of that exchange. That whatever how he thought that Drake situation was going to play out for him. Maybe if your main goal was just to get rid of Drake, yeah, that part worked. But your album sales and they're leading into a tour, I don't think that worked out in your favor, dog. Like I honestly don't think that worked out in his favor because I honestly don't hear or see people really listening in the Future like that. And if I don't, like I said, we're going to see. I ain't look at the tour dates to see when he was supposed to come here, but I don't see people, again, the same way I said I didn't see people purchasing the Sexy Red Jones and posting them in their story saying they about to go on this. Like I literally, if I didn't see that headline, I forgot all about the Future was supposed to be going on the tour. I completely forgot about it, but I was just like, damn, like that album just came and went. And those was 2 albums. They just came and went. Like you got the hype, people was, oh yeah, like that song crazy, the beat was go crazy, and then it was just like, all right, when Kendrick and Drake actually start to indulge and engage with each other and start the
I don't think it starts till the end of July.
All right, well, cool.
Yeah, I think we'll Kansas City, I think.
We'll see then. But like I said, I don't know. Me personally, I could be wrong. People, y'all, I'm cool. Y'all tell me I'm wrong.
Until like the 17th of August. So yeah, so I don't think it started yet.
Yeah, but that's right around the corner, dog. Like, look how fat. Like, one thing about to listen to people complain about how long it be when it's cold outside. But dog, when it's hot outside and it's summer, dog, that shit moves super fast. Before y'all know it, y'all gonna have to start buying back stuff. Like the summer literally just like it come and go fast. But like I said, we gonna judge it Michael Rubin had his all white party. Drake was in there. He looked super old. Go if you have not seen pictures of him yet, go look at him because that nigga look old. He looked tired. His face looked worn out. Like it looked just like he got a lot of water weight in his face. Like Drake looked crazy. I ain't seen Drake look like that ever in my life before. I'm not gonna count him out, but that Not Like Us, that video, bro, people just rap. Like I told you, I don't think it's bigger than just it being a Drake diss song. Like, of course, and people did their deep dive. I would play some of them, but I hate when people they play the music in it, so you kind of can't play it. But I'm sure you can go on TikTok and you'll see people breaking down different little Easter eggs from that video, like from this dude knocking on the door. Like it was just different. Like the way people break some of those stories down, especially if you got I don't even know if they're using the app or that's people's real voices when they be doing them jobs. They be smoking them shits. Them shits be believable. And that's why I understand how when they breaking down some of those bars, it is easy to be like, oh, did he really say that? Is that really what it meant? I get how people buy into it because niggas be breaking them shits down and that shit sound clean. And it make sense because the way
yeah, because Lauren London, that's what he was talking. He was referring to.
I don't necessarily know if that was true because I don't know if that part was true because I don't think Lil Wayne was dealing with her. I think it was another, like I think it was just like a random girl that Wayne was dealing with. I don't know if it was a Lauren London thing. I don't necessarily know how true the way the dude broke down. It sounds true, but I don't necessarily know if that was true. The way he broke it down, like I said, that's why you go down different little rabbit holes, and make it believable. Like I said, the way they punch, the way they go into details and explaining it, how they interpreted them bars. It's going to make it believable. You can watch pick one of them jokes on TikTok. If it's a nigga with one of them crazy like movie voices and that shit sound believable. So I'm not mad at people for taking what these people say in these TikTok breakdowns verbatim because I be believing them because them shits do sound like a nigga took his time into really digesting and breaking his bar down. So it's hard to debate, especially if you somebody that's not how you breaking and digesting music. Because I know I'm not. I listen to a lot of music, but I'm not taking that much time and effort into detailing of what they say. So I kind of do find myself taking in what these people say and the way they break it down as damn near almost as the gospel. But again, like I said, for Kendrick Lamar, even like,
would you step on one of those? Like if you was Drake, like, no, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Would you step on, like if you seen how
if I was if I was a heavy social media person, I would.
Okay.
But I think sometimes so many rappers
if because it's gaining attraction, you would step on it if you was just.
I probably would. It depends. It depends if it depends on what they leading it to. Because if it's leading to like me dissing my man, I'll probably step on it. Like, nah, you missed it, you wrong, whatever the case may be. But it depends. Like I think sometimes some of these rappers be acting like they too cool and they don't see certain things. Athletes do it too. Like I asked the girl, I'm like that. Even with some of the WNBA women, I be like, I ain't mad at. I get it because you got to be careful. Like if I'm a woman, I may be careful on retweeting or commenting under somebody who maybe even highlighting and bigging me up because niggas is niggas and we got ego. So if a woman sit here and get like too flirty, I can understand how a nigga can read it wrong and thinking that this woman could be a whole goddamn lesbian and she just happy that you making highlights to her videos or even, giving her some extra light that she ain't getting from the regular sports pages. But I get how like some people you just kind of like, bro, this shit got like 300,000 views. You're not about to act like you didn't see it. So it just be like, I get sometimes with some people just like, all right, I'm just going to kind of allow my celebrity to just be kind of like an allure. Like, I really don't want to act like I see. Like, I may see it, but I want to act like I didn't see it. So, I mean, I get how people do that and why they do it. Like I said, again, man, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Even I seen Instagram like breaking down, like turning them into gifts. Cause I was kind of still looking for the I was still looking for that part to become a gift. Like, when you put the gifts in people's comment section on Instagram, I still thought that somebody was going to do that. Nobody never took the Amazon jump, but they didn't waste no time. Like as a gift right now, it's different parts of that Not Like Us video. The part with him and his kids and his wife or his fiance in their crib walking in the living room, that's a gift. Him and Mustard in front of the restaurant, him in the car, like it's a different. They got a lot of junk. So even the girl handing him hiding the Bible, like I've been using that junk dropping. I don't even know what the fuck it's supposed. I know what it means in the song, but just using it as a gift, I'm just using it reckless as hell. Just putting it up under Jones comment section, leaving the girl handing Kendrick Lamar the Bible. I'm sure bitch like, why the fuck are you shouldn't somebody pass a nigga a Bible under my comment section? But I mean,
if I was Kendrick in that speech, if you win a Grammy off of this shit.
I mean, he going to. Ain't no if.
Yeah,
I mean, you kind of that shit is almost like it's unwritten rule. You know for a fact.
Do you throw that shot at Drake when he said that? Oh, Kendrick opened his mouth, hand him a Grammy. Do you take another shot just to close the book on it?
Maybe it depends. I don't know. I don't necessarily know how attached he is to this. And Paul's no homo. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what the hell Kendrick Lamar did, but that nigga, Paul's again, no homo, no Diddy. That nigga, he took care of himself. That nigga look good in them videos. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like from what he normally look like, him just with them rough ass dreads and just looking crazy and homeless, like he don't give a fuck. That nigga put himself together well. When he popped out, this nigga popped out. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I gotta give a nigga credit. When a nigga look good, no homo, the nigga look good. That nigga look clean in them videos. His face looks slimmed down, like he been taking care of himself, and you can tell obviously that nigga was doing endless push-ups in that little scene on the jump. So I can respect the nigga who took care of himself. And when he popped out, he absolutely popped out and made sure, like, whatever that little image y'all trying to paint me as, nah, nigga, I'm gonna put that shit on and I'm gonna look Tupac putting that shit on. I ain't about that. I'm gonna erase that little homeless man, like that J. Cole homeless man shit. Don't put me in that homeless box with that nigga no more. I'm gonna show y'all that I can clean up. So I can respect the nigga cleaning up. And even him doing that hopscotch with the joint, he smoked that shit, dog. Like that shit looks so cool. And that's again what I'm talking about. Like when black people really know how to cater and pander to their own culture and paint the picture that they want to, bro, nobody else can't. You can't, an outsider can't tell you what's cool. Like that shit, when you see that, him doing that, like it's literally, I don't even necessarily know if it's crip walking or if he a blood or whatever he is. But when he was doing that goddamn hopscotch in that shit and he was hitting the A minor, man, that shit looked so goddamn smooth. I was like, damn, that shit looks.
And I think that's what just kind of put the topping on it, because he beat you at your own game with the whole internet and using everything.
Hey, he smoked it. Yeah, he smoked it. He smoked that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you though. He smoked that video, and the number. I mean, men lie, women lie. Them numbers is out of the roof, dog. Like them numbers is crazy. Like I just, matter of fact, while we talking, I just want to see what the numbers is like as of today. Like nigga.
So when did what's name get topped at? That
nigga,
Cat,
not
that
like
Cat
us helping out for
Williams.
4 days. That shit at 36 million.
What was the Cat Williams one?
Like 60 something million.
Okay.
Shit, and that shit halfway there. 36 million in 4 days. And just imagine if you was at that all like Drake, you at that, maybe that's why he looks so sick. Like nigga, you at that off-white party supposed to be enjoying yourself. Nigga, you I don't know, somebody asked him, nigga, but you got social media. You on here taking pictures. You looked at your phone, nigga. You seen that everybody and their mother, that song was trending. Number one on every platform. Everybody and their mother talking about it, breaking it down, posting it, reposting it. Like
they say about to go back number one.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, nigga. He ate off that shit. I ain't even no Kendrick fan, but that nigga went to church. He ate on that whole situation. Just in other news, 6ix9ine is shit. His car's they got repo. They got repo by the IRS, and they will, when you hear this today. Matter of fact, they may have already went on IRS auction. I don't necessarily know if they already been sold, but they are on the IRS website, and you can purchase them if you want to. If you trying to purchase one of 6ix9ine's, he got a custom Lamborghini that's on sale. You can cop it. I might.
Fuck no.
I mean, you can paint it. You can buy it and just paint it over. It ain't like you got to leave it.
No, that's what. See that? Okay, if you saying that, I'm buying it and repaint it, but I'm just saying, riding around, you buy it and ride around. Hell no, that nigga got too much.
Oh yeah, no. I wouldn't keep it. I wouldn't keep it as is. But I mean, if you could sit here and say, let's say if the Lamborghini go for $450,000, that's the normal sticker price. And if I can go buy it right now because it's at an IRS auction for $100, shit, nigga, I saved $300,000. I'm buying it.
Okay. All right, and then you say it like that.
Yeah, shit. If I can sit here, but I do want to play this clip of Cardi B. Oh, of course, over the 4th of July, Cardi B was back in the Bronx in the hood, and the dude literally had a portrait of Cardi B on her leg.
Yeah, wait, hold on. That's me.
Now, my only thing is if I'm all set and I seen that video, bro, your face was too close to that nigga dick. I'm going to be pissed at that. I get it. It's cool. You want to show the tattoo, but bro, you pick your fucking head up. You ain't had to put your head that close to that man meat. Because I ain't going to lie. If Cardi B put her head that close to my meat, she would have definitely got a Woody in her ear. Ain't no nigga, it's no way in hell that Cardi B could have had her head that close to my dick and my shit would have got hard immediately.
See, that's you playing with fire.
Nigga, how she put her? I ain't telling her to put her head there.
That's still you playing with fire. You know she married.
What? It doesn't matter. Like they not together. So what does it matter?
Who said they ain't when? Since when?
It's been rumors that they not together. So
man, I don't care if we together, we not together. Don't put your fucking head that close to nobody goddamn meat.
Yeah. You playing with fire. Just because she put her head don't mean you gotta.
Nigga, what are you talking about? If your head is that, man, you crazy.
That's still my wife,
man. Oh well, she gonna have
you playing with your.
You
playing with your
guess
wife,
what? She gonna have dick on her brain, nigga. I don't know what to tell you, nigga, because ain't no way in hell Cardi B gonna be that close to my meat and my shit ain't gonna get hard. She had her hand wrapped around my leg too. Nah, them long ass nails. All right. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Sorry, buddy. I'm a human being. And real quick, and while we talked about black support and white support, and the difference is, shout outs to the Hawk It To It girl. She quit her job. She literally, I think she got some what was it, Joe? She got some new agency deals. I think she about to launch a new podcast, basically, but she's doing it all professional, everything. And I seen it was a jump where, and the crazy thing is, I didn't even know the girl was from here, but it was one of those side street. What's the niggas who was getting popular from asking people sex questions on the street? It was a black dude though, and he ended up turning it into a podcast on YouTube. But anyway. People was comparing the dude. I mean, we played clips from his jump millions of times on here, and people. So I mean, I'm sure people know who I'm talking about. There's the heavyset dark skin dude.
It's a group.
Yeah, but he was the main person who was going around doing it. So it was a girl a minute ago, and I literally seen it on Twitter. She was like, "Yeah, I'm in the DMV, whatever." I think she worked like at the news station or something. Like she do like behind the scenes work on the camera. And she was like, "People was like, damn, that's crazy how." A white woman can have her viral moment literally for saying like something sexual, and this black girl is literally like she didn't even get to capitalize, and it was just like it went viral, OD viral, did millions of views, and it was just like nobody cared. But it was like this white girl literally just something even a little bit more watered down, and her shit go crazy. Now she get to capitalize and sell. I told you, endless merch, and she about to get a fucking like a podcast. You know, it's like she really about to get brand endorsements and stuff, and it's just completely different. And that's one of the things I always just tell y'all is just like
that's your fault for missing your mark, right?
No, it's not. You can't blame it on her. I think it's just it's the difference on the level of support.
But what I'm saying is,
so
once
why
that
are
clip,
we hyping her up because she's white?
No, I don't think we just because of what she said.
I mean, but
are you no? That was the comparison. That's what basically people on social media they were saying that she got to capitalize on this same. Both of these women went viral for saying something sexual, and the white girl
woman got condoned for it.
No, she didn't get condoned. She just didn't get shit for it. She just went viral, and that was it. Where they saying the white girl got to sell merch and all that. We're basically sitting here saying that white people just support differently. Like they really support where black people don't.
Oh, see, I thought you were saying that she interviewed her and that was her clip.
No.
Okay, when you brought up the street dudes, that's why I thought you saying that she interviewed the white girl. And that was her clip. That's why I was like, oh, you missed your mom. Okay,
no.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That when you
no, I'm saying it's two different. So it was yeah. She basically. Not saying the same thing, but she just basically that them sex jokes. Hey, what's your nastiest story? You know when the black dude go up to girls and ask them all the time, and she had her moment. She said whatever the case may be. I wish I knew the name of that show because I would have just looked it up on Instagram. I'm sure they got that video pinned to their page. But she just didn't get nothing from it. This girl I told y'all last week, she made like the first day she went and sold merch. She made like 60 bands in a day. Where if you're black in that, you get that same viral moment, you just don't get those same treatments because we don't support each other the same way white people do. Easy the way I tell y'all that all the time. The Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. You'll see black dudes shitting on Angel Reese. You will not see a white person alive outside of Skip Bayless shitting on Caitlin Clark. There ain't one. You ain't gonna find it. Just go in any of their posts when them two on there together. Look how many black men try to shit on Angel Reese, and you will not see one white person who gets out of line with what they got, with their agenda and what they got going for Caitlin Clark. They don't stir when they support they support that shit to the end. You look at black people, you can tie it into Rihanna and Beyonce. Like people try to like pull them together. Ain't no white person. They're not comparing no white person to fucking Taylor Swift. It's Taylor Swift. That's it. Don't compare Miley. Don't compare none of them bitches. Taylor is the bar. Everything else don't matter. You still see motherfuckers like, oh, I like Rihanna better than Beyonce or Beyonce. Like white people just don't do that shit. Black people, we do it. Like we will sit here and find a way to sit here and try to shit on one of our own where we just don't support. So I mean, I like the way that people brought it up. That they wasn't sitting here like mad at the white girl. They were just comparing it like, damn, look at the two differences. Look at how we support our own and how they support theirs, and it's just a huge difference. So shout out to the Hawk It To Your girl. What else happened? Oh, the lady in what is this in North Texas got bit by a shark. Let me tell you one thing I have and that's again, I'm glad I grew up in the age I grew up. Jaws did it for me, bro. I ain't never in my life played in no beach water. Sorry. I'm just not going to do it. I seen all the Jawses. Jaws literally has scarred me for life. And if you ever seen somebody get stung by a fucking, what's them shits, jellyfish? To them two things right there as a black person, I'm cool. I've seen niggas get stung by jellyfish and them motherfuckers act like they ready to die. And I've seen Jaws. I'm not getting in nobody's beach water. You can kiss my ass. It's just not happening. Get me in the pool, please. But that's why white people shit. The lady was like, oh, I thought it was just a big fish.
Yeah,
fuck.
That's white people. That's what they do.
Bro, that's some white people shit. Ain't no in here. I couldn't imagine dying or even losing a limb. She ain't even died because she just lost a limb. But I'm not losing a limb to a damn shark, dog.
So when you go to the beach, you don't get in the water?
No.
Does it matter? Like, is it the difference between Ocean City water and like?
Yes, it's a difference.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm asking.
No, I'm not getting. I'm not getting. Period. I don't give a fuck what kind of
you
water.
saying would? Yeah. I gotta see it. I gotta be able to see.
Oh, what you gotta see? You talking about how clear the water is to be able to get in it? Yeah, I don't care.
I've never been in Ocean City water, but everywhere else where it's clear, yes, I had a bowl, but Ocean City, no.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with it. I don't care what it is. I'm cool. I ain't getting in that water. That shit is too risky. I see. Oh,
so you wouldn't go snorkeling? Like,
I did it, but it was inside of a jump.
You was inside of like
one of them, like they take you down and like you get
excursion.
into you get in. It's a yes, it is an excursion, but you know you get into like a tank. It ain't like one of them.
What
just
on his
going
own.
out. It's
Yeah, just with a snorkel gear on. Like you still. I mean, I've never done the actual snorkel, so I can't say it's the same. But the concept is the same. So like, if you can still like stick your hands out and try to like touch fishes and take pictures and shit like that. Yeah, I've done that. But actually, just putting on just the snorkel
You
thing.
ain't been out in the deep water.
And no, hell no, ain't no, nah.
Nah, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it ain't happening, Jack. I'm cool with that one. Fuck that. I even done parasailing and I was scared as shit. Like, nigga, I don't want to sit here and just like. And
Now, I don't know if you saw that. Now I seen that video and that shit was scary.
What happened?
They were showing they was up parasailing and they was trying to bring them down, but where they bringing them down, they couldn't see it. But the people up there that was parasailing, it was a shark in the water. Where they was trying to bring them down to, it was a shark in the water, and then you can't really hear because they on the boat, and the girls were screaming like, no, like don't drop me. They were trying to bring them down, but it was an actual shark in the water.
Oh, see, shit, like, oh my god.
Because they have to go out further for, what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool on that. Yeah, I'm cool. And that's the crazy thing is for men, like shit that you are afraid of, women ain't never gonna be afraid to do. And they gonna make you do it. Yeah, you can't like, especially if you don't want to fuck the vacation up, you just trying to get sorry about niggas though. That's why you just geeking to get some pussy. Not even geek, this pussy you already had, but you just don't want to fuck up the vibe of the trip. You not about to act like, oh, I ain't getting on these jet skis. Yeah, bitch, I'm now I gotta spend more money because I can't drive you in the jet skis because I ain't gonna go as fast as you want to go. So you want to be a fucking daredevil, so now I got to buy 2 jet skis because I can't, man. It be all that shit. Like I feel sorry for men. We kind of like all the shit that you don't want to do and you won't do on your own. You gonna do behind some pussy. That's just
okay. What you do behind some? I mean, like if a female asks you, like, no, I'm not doing it. Where you draw your line at?
Oh, probably like laying in the bed with a cat. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. That's fuck no.
Oh, I forgot you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't fuck with cats.
Yeah.
No. Let's be clear. I have still went into a house with a cat, but I'm cool on them shits. Like I'm not spending the night. I'll come through and fuck, and I'm trying to like finesse you and the cat to get the cat to go out the room, and I'm closing that fucking door, and I ain't opening that shit until I'm leaving.
But anything else, you ain't. You good? You just.
I'm probably not.
Try one.
Oh no, I'm not going at this big ass age. I'm not going into nobody's hood for no pussy no more. Like if you like that little them videos, it be going viral, them pictures, and it be like 20 niggas. If you got 2 niggas in front of your building, bitch, I'm not coming. Like grow the fuck up, figure that shit out. No, I'm cool. I ain't doing that. No, the cat and niggas in front of your building, I'm cool on that one. It ain't even worth it. Because even if I want to play tough and sit and then when I'm gonna go to jail for fucking shooting a nigga because no, I'm cool. Yeah, that shit ain't gonna happen. Let that John load up. Might not be yours now. I just felt it.
Let Cooper Flag. Might as well let Cooper Flag take Kawhi Leonard's spot on the Team USA Olympic basketball team because what he just went out there and did at the age of 17 versus a group of Hall of Famers is beyond impressive. And when it comes
Kawhi Leonard, I ain't know until you told me the other day that he was playing against them, but now I guess the video footage is floating around and he cooking the shit out of them niggas. They barely won. They won off of Anthony Davis block. They only won by 1 point. I mean, I think just one like that.
Slim like that.
No. I mean, if you're seeing his highlights, and you got to think about it. I mean, just that. To me, that internet class, like when you really get popping on social media, and it's so, and like you cut through where you kind of like solidify yourself as. I mean, that's why so many people be so hard on Mikey Williams, because nigga, you cut through and people was actually paying attention to high school basketball because of Mikey Williams. Cooper Flag is one of them niggas where niggas is kind of already like solidified him. Like, I don't even think he even had to play last year in his senior year. Niggas was like, nigga, you could already go to the league off of like his junior year, like at high school shit. So you kind of already knew he was going to absolutely be the real deal. If a nigga kind of solidify himself like in a 10th or 11th grade of high school, you really like that for real. So it's like, you kind of can't even hate on Slim. He kind of already in a different league of his own already. It ain't, I don't necessarily know how many of I guess we kind of got to get into some of these domestic violence situations, and it's a little bit sad. I don't know if y'all seen them, but the girl Bad Bahabi, or what's her name, Bad Baby, the Cash Me Outside girl, basically. And I think she recently had did she recently have a kid? I think she recently just had a kid. Nigga, it's that video she deleted. I don't even know why she deleted it, because after you posted that shit, nobody is not going to be able to unsee those videos or unsee those things. But it's a video when like pictures of her, like, nigga, them shits look crazy. Like, nigga, he beat her ass. Like, her eyelid was like closed shut.
What made her post it?
I guess that she kind of wanted to bring awareness to it.
I think I read she posted it because
They were going to court.
to force him to get help. I guess she felt like posting it would make him feel like he needed to go get help.
Yeah, that shit was crazy though. Like her eye literally was like closed. Like, ooh, that's, man. When you see shit like that, I'd be like, oh, I don't even imagine what can make you just black out and beat on a woman like that. Like, nigga, damn, they even beating on just another man like that would be crazy, but especially beating on a woman like that. Like, nigga, what the hell is going on? What was you even thinking about? To even drag it like that shit was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was one of them jumps to be like, oh. Real quick, because I don't want to stay too long on that story. The casting that shit. Real quick, I apologize for jumping over there. And again, shout out to all the women who has dealt with domestic violence. I don't want to make it seem like it's just a small story. But I'm just not, y'all know I'm not a fan of really even talk, because I can't put my brain there. Nothing to even kind of I don't even want to argue with a woman. So it's hard for me to really have deep dives into those conversations. And I did see Joe Budden having a conversation on Bag Fuel Park, and they dragged him to hell. It was a clip of him explaining domestic violence, and they smoked him out. Now, niggas just need to learn how to skip certain topics. But anyway, just in other news, Cass and Nat on the day before 4th of July, him and Mr. Beast went live stream together, and and people who don't know who Mr. Beast is, he probably absolutely is the biggest YouTuber of YouTube. Like, niggas is like, Mr. Beast is like ridiculous. Like, Mr. Beast got his own protein bars in 7-Eleven. Like, that Mr. Beast is literally, that's how big Mr. Beast is. He just literally went from YouTube, like, he literally got his own. You go in the, I don't go into GNC looking for like protein stuff no more, but I've just randomly seen a Mr. Beast bar like at the counter at 7-Eleven. Mr. Beast got his own protein bars in 7-Eleven. But so anyway, Mr. Beast recreated Cass and Nat's room, the room that Cass and Nat normally do his videos in. And for, like I said, for people who follow Mr. Beast, or if you ever heard his story, that's just what he do. Like, that's his thing, like to recreate sets. Like, that's what he really like to do. Like, he really likes to take a lot of times building up sets when he's doing his YouTube videos. And that's kind of how he really separated himself from everybody else. Like, he has a crew of people who build sets from scratch, and that's just what he do. Of course, he didn't start off like that. He just has built, of course, with time, the more he built up his audience, the more he then turned it into profit. He just reinvested his money into himself. So what he did, of course, before 4th of July, y'all know that's like a huge thing for a lot of the streamers. They do like small things. Like, let's be clear, the little dude Speedy, he didn't lit fireworks in the house before. But this was like a whole, like, nigga, that shit looked like thousands. Oh, Speedy?
No, Cassidy.
Yeah, but it'd be like, well, it's the difference between lighting one firework in your house, and which is still
a whole bunch of shit they lit last time. Now, this shit was kind of OD, but I thought last time one of his friends lit the joints, and the shit started
I mean, maybe but I just feel like it'd be like one or two. I mean, of course, and if I'm sure it's not no kids listening, but we ain't condoning saying that it's cool to even like one or two in the house, because again, we're talking about parenting, you to get your ass beat. But I mean, it is kind of a little bit different because these kids are making millions of dollars off of streaming, so I'm sure your parents won't be as aggressive to whoop your ass if you like your fireworks and you paying the bills. But anyway, so Mr. Beast recreated Cass and Nat's room, and this is one of the things I had to write though. This is the difference when you are your old, especially for the Shade Room and all of them Hollywood Unlocked. Everybody heard me quick. I can't believe, and the kids look at the type of example Cass and Nat setting for these kids, and I'm just like, bro, Y'all grown asses again. When we talk about the Essence Fest and age appropriate, mind y'all fucking business. He don't cast and that does not make content for people on the shade room. Keep y'all old asses and mind your own fucking business. That's again when y'all be trying to be too young and be hip and want to be down like fucking Brandy, bro. Let that boy do what the fuck he do. He's not making these videos for y'all old asses, and it ain't meant for it to be on the shade room. So again, like I said, they made it in a fake room and literally had thousands of dollars worth of fireworks. One of Cass and that homeboys lit the fucking thousands of dollars worth of fireworks in this fake room, and it looked like they blew up the whole room. So imagine if you haven't seen the video, I'll paint the picture for you. You know the thousands of dollars you buy fireworks. You know, okay, shit, $50, $100, how many fireworks you can get. Imagine spending thousands of dollars. It was a big ass mountain worth of fireworks. More, I know, yeah, more. I said thousands, not 8,000, more thousands. Let's say 5,000. $5,000 worth of fireworks. Lit them up. Some of the real big, stupid, expensive fireworks. Lit a whole table of it, and it blew, and it just smoked the whole goddamn room out. Like, because I mean, of course, you seen the first couple jumps explode, and then it was, and you hear them start popping off, and then of course it just started smoking out, so you can't even see what else was going on. So I think people was kind of dragging, like, oh my God, you just burnt your house down, or you just, like, you couldn't even tell. After a couple of them starting, the smoke started to pick up, you couldn't even see nothing going on. You could just hear the noise. But realistically, they were in a warehouse and they did it safely. But people was like, man, what about the kids is watching this and that and third, and he can influence the kids. Again, when we talk about parenting. If you are a parent and your kid watches Kai and that and he's seen that, your job as a parent, you should sit here and tell your kid, hey, when he's seen Kai do that, like, oh, mom, look at you. Did you see what Kai did? Or, dad, did you see what Kai did? You know what you just said? If you ever think about doing this, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. You know, old school black, I'm going to beat the black off your ass. That's, again, when I'm talking about parenting. Don't allow your kids to watch Kai and that sat like a whole goddamn room on fucking fire playing with fireworks, and you don't say nothing as a parent. And you just be like, oh, it's Kai's fault. No, it's your fault because you let this little bastard watch this little nigga play this shit. And you every 4th of July, this ain't new. He been doing this. All them little streaming niggas been doing this. Mr. Beast ain't making no goddamn room just for his health. He knew that shit was going to do numbers. And it did do numbers. So again, like I said, that we're going to parenting. You are a parent. You can control you. When your kids see that and they want to have this conversation, you as a parent should have told them, hey, if you ever think about lighting a firework in my house, I'm going to beat the black off you. That's it. Ain't nothing else to explain. You got to set the tone right then and there to allow your kid to know I'm not tolerating. You are not casting that. I'm not tolerating this type of shit in my house. Problem eliminated. This story over. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Because guess what? I done played with M90s and all of them as a kid. I ain't never in my life thought about bringing no goddamn firework in no house. Nigga, do you know the crazy thing as a kid? And that's what, and again, I get what Marcus be saying sometimes, like as a kid, you run off and do your own thing. Dog, you know how many kids out here probably committed a federal crime putting fucking M90s and shit in mailboxes? No, if you would have got caught, your little ass would have been locked up. Think about how many kids just get crazy. But I mean, with this generation of kids, I don't even know if they even fucking play with fireworks. So I don't necessarily know if that's even a thing. Like I be feeling like when you hear fireworks days later, it be motherfuckers like in their 20s and their 30s still lighting fucking fireworks on July 5th and July 6th. We talked about oh yeah, Lil Mama had a hot take that wasn't a hot take. She said she blames prostitute rap on Nicki Minaj. Huh? She basically said all the way the shit that all the new girls rap about, she blames them on Nicki Minaj. Like basically, like Nicki Minaj is the mother of that style of rapper.
Nicki Minaj
before her.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what people were saying. People were trying to sit here and say Lil Kim, but then she realistically she said, "Bro, let's keep it a buck. These girls is in their 20s. Lil Kim wasn't even rapping when these kids understood what rap was." Which kind of makes sense. Like you take me here saying, say, if you in your 20s now, like Meg and Glow and Ice Spice and all of them, 10 years ago, Lil Kim wasn't relevant. 20.
But where did the new rappers get it from? This is not something they came up with. They got it from.
Because when the last time Nicki Minaj was really like the pussy? Because that was a long time ago.
I mean, I don't think Nicki Minaj, not the content of music, but maybe the way she was kind of carrying herself. Like from just like even when people wanted to recreate the like the picture of her and she, of course, she got it from Lil Kim, but I mean, but of course, but most, let's be real, most of these we talking about in your 20s, they didn't see the Lil Kim version, they saw the Nicki Minaj version. So I get what Lil Mama is saying, but I mean, if we talking about content of music, I don't think Nicki Minaj that's not her rap style. But if they just talking about like the BBLs and all of those, the fake titties and all that stuff, like you can, I mean, look at how small Nicki is now. Like you can tell. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I'm not a woman, but I can tell she ain't the same size she used to be. Anaconda Nicki, and that size of Nicki Minaj ain't the Nicki Minaj we're looking at today. Nicki Minaj is small as hell now. Compared to Anaconda Nicki, shit. So, I mean, I get what she's saying. I just don't agree with just kind of, I mean, I don't think you could put the whole blame on Nicki. I think social media has a more of a play on it than just Nicki Minaj. And I guess the new trend for a lot of rappers is who got the best, what is it, Cybertruck? Because, I mean, I done seen a bunch of I done even seen a bunch of basketball players show their junk. So to me, still the best junk I've seen so far was the Lil Baby junk. That red junk with the red rims, man, that shit was tight. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like that truck, just as it is, that little whatever that tan gray or whatever color that is, that shit kind of look ugly. But when niggas actually started to take time and paint it, put rims on it, had a rims match, because Lil Baby had a good one. Ice with Vezo had a purple and black junk. 2 Chainz had a orange and black junk. Who else had one? I want to say Anthony Edwards had one. Trey Young had the blue one. Who else?
LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, LaMelo Ball. I can't remember what his looked like. Shay had an all black junk.
LaMelo Ball had the Army fatigue.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of different people that had different junks. They was cool. I do think, me personally, I still think Lil Baby probably had the best one, but I'm not gonna hold. Let me see real quick. Feel like we ran through a lot of. Oh yeah, Rihanna DMing Glorilla, saying Glorilla got the song of the summer, and she said, "I know this one sound very hypocritical, but when you drop your album." And man, people, I mean, they had fun with it, but they were smoking Rihanna. But they was, of course, having fun with it. Like, out of all people asking somebody when the fuck they gonna drop their album, you should be the last person asking somebody when they gonna drop an album. But she said it. Even when she did it, she's like, I know this gonna sound hypocritical, but hey, girl, when the album coming out? I don't think
would she jump on the remix you think she would do it?
That shit would be a good look for Glorilla.
Hell yeah.
I probably wouldn't even want to do a remix with nobody but Rihanna.
Yeah, because that video, that shit was, man. What was that the repost when she reposted it?
What? How many millions did it did?
Yeah,
I ain't even look. I know it did something crazy because everybody in their mother was reposting it.
Yeah, no, that shit was definitely.
Everybody in their mother was reposting
that shit right there was definitely a boost.
But
right
again, when we talk about with social media, even just like how you want to present yourself and the audience, how you trying to recreate yourself and you recreate your presentation. Look at how Rihanna and A$AP Rocky doing it. They are leaning into the mommy and daddy shit. Mm-hmm. We're in a relationship. Like A$AP Rocky is playing into and ain't playing into it. I mean, he just put his ego in the bag. Like I'm the sidekick of this show, and I'm cool because this woman is up a B. I'm not trying to allow my ego to act like I'm too cool to be fucking Rihanna's sidekick. He leaning into this shit, and even with that video, like him in the video playing along with it, because we talked about it. That song is supposed to be like the single woman song. Like this ain't supposed to be for relationship women to sing this song, but even the way they kind of tied into it, and he's still in the junk, like laughing along and going along with the junk. So that to me is tight. And that's again when we talking about mama can still have a life. I can still enjoy the Glorilla, but my nigga right here. So it's just like, I mean, it is cool and clever ways that you can find out how to do some of these things. Young Jock also apologized to Meg Thee Stallion. Like I said, a lot of people are going on the apology because, and he apologized for something, just saying, I apologize for even trying to, give Tory Lanez some grace or whatever. But I think a lot of people just, because social media, if you would allow social media to tell you rooting for Tory Lanez was cool and the world didn't care about Meg Thee Stallion, and again, like I said earlier on this episode, her going on tour kind of proved that social media ain't real. It's real, but it ain't real. Everybody's opinion on social media ain't real. So, I mean, you see a lot of people kind of, I mean, of course, we talked about Shop apologizing to tour for something completely different last week. What else was going on? They smoked Christian Combs. Like, bro, I don't necessarily know that kid, and maybe it's just arrogance of money. Bro, nobody don't want to see you, your sisters, your brothers. None of y'all pack that shit up, dog. Like, he be trying it. And every time he try to get his shit off on social media and try to get like some cool exotic picture off, they pack him up. Like, nigga, it's no for y'all. It's over. I don't know how your dad understand it, but again, we talking about 20s. You're young, dumb 28. Like, you don't get it, dog. Nobody don't want to see this shit. Yes, your girlfriend is beautiful. It's cool. You can be wherever. We don't care. Sit your silly ass down. It's like, it's nah, we're good on y'all. Like that, nah, it's cool. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen for you, buddy. I mean, let's get into power real quick. Let's get into power. And I mean, anything else come to my brain after we talk about power, we can jump into whatever else.
You ain't talk about you talk about the game and Shorty. What's name?
Oh, Tia Coop. I said Tia Coop. Tia Kemp. For people who don't know, of course, Rick Ross' baby mother. Anytime she could feel like playing a Rick Ross face, she always gonna do it. So she did give. She gave the game a lap dance. I do. Matter of fact, we can play 2 different clips of that because they was on the jump.
Play it.
You know,
Tony.
bullet wounds and shit. You know, the cellulite.
Don't fucking point
Yeah,
at me,
Tokyo.
motherfucker. This varicose vein cellulite over
You know
here.
what it looked like to me? It looked like chocolate cottage
You give
cheese
me
over there.
vibes. You done had the daughter, now you trying to get at the mama. That shit ain't
Hold
right,
on,
dog.
y'all. Let's
You ain't got it like that. Respect these aunties over here, nephew.
He all right though.
Nah.
Shit, sometimes we need a little push up.
No,
Yeah.
but you be the
Hey, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something.
Too much for you,
and I
baby.
ain't never told nobody mama this about their kid in my life, but
Go
today
ahead,
gonna be
you
the
can
night.
do it. I'm listening.
Your daughter ain't no slouch down there.
What
She
that
ain't no
mean?
slouch, huh?
She shouldn't be.
She getting in.
She shouldn't be.
Oh, that thing good or
No,
something?
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about the 2-hand twist.
Me too.
Oh, whoa! What the?
What? Cracking the pepper?
Hey, this-
Okay, so gang,
yeah.
we want to know.
And I'll tell
the
you right
people
now,
wanna
this
know,
motherfucking show this gonna be all right.
the people want to know, gang. Put your pussy
He the
out.
first man to see
Put
me
your
since
pussy out.
another man in 22 years.
That's crazy.
Now I believe she did send that boy a picture.
So, I mean, for people who don't know, of course, Tia Kemp, Tokyo, Tony, and Blueface Mom got a podcast. Well, not even a podcast. It's basically, instead of it being they calling it a podcast, but I don't call shows podcast. If you ain't got no mic, it ain't no fucking podcast. But anyway, the show that probably would realistically have been a YouTube show. They just put it behind the paywall. It's on the Zeus Network. So if you are subscribed to Zeus, you can watch the Auntie's show on the Zeus Network. And they, of course, interviewing people. And I think Game, I don't necessarily know if he was, I don't watch it. I'm not subscribed to Zeus Network, so I don't know if he was the first guest. He probably was, because this was the first one that I've seen go viral. And I'm sure most people who sit beside them, all of them will go viral. And even if they don't go viral, the PR people for Zeus Network is going to pay the blogs to post it. So let's be clear. Some of these times, and I guess if you are a content creator, you kind of get frustrated because your stuff may not get picked up by some of these blogs. Get a PR person. If you get the right PR person, your shit get picked up all the time. Like, I'm sure originally Shannon Sharp just had the right PR person, and then Club Shay Shay just became Club Shay Shay. So now he don't got to pay for it. But I'm sure originally to introduce himself to like the Shade Room and stuff, I'm sure he had the PR person. They was paying to get the stuff picked up, and then when it became just a huge thing, it just became the it thing to post. So I'm sure, if you get the right person, they'll post it. But again, shout outs to them. I mean, they gonna lean into their audience. And again, when we talk about Essence Fest, like, look at them old ass one. Like, bro, they old. I think that is, and again, that's the times we in where I understand, like, people don't want to be honest on the type of stuff you take in, but that's what you're taking in. And that is them women older than all of us. So it's just like, it is what it is. Like, and I do feel bad for Black China, because it's just like, dog, this lady this girl literally trying to change her whole entire life, trying to be a whole different person. And then you bring the game up here and he going into details talking about how you used to give up the 2-hand twist. Like, come on, dog. Like, let that girl be. Like, she's trying to live like a whole new lifestyle, and you still trying to bring up old sex pays. Like, come on, dog. Like, have some type of dignity and some type of respect.
Now I started to see why he don't get invited out.
I mean, because that's just his MO. That's just who he is. He is a name dropping Betty. But again, like I said, let's get into power. I don't want to stand too much on giving. It is what it is. Y'all seen it or you didn't. But let's get into power real quick. And I do just like, I feel for Tariq, because it's just like, I still don't think that baby is. I don't think it. And I think just like, he trying to do the right thing, because he probably just, again, when we're talking about parenting, he feel like his dad, his missteps. I will lean and question way more. I have to get a DNA test, because he know what we know. Like, for a fact, y'all had sex one time. You was literally fucking this goddamn bookstore nigga religiously, and you trying to put the kid on me. Like, how, Sway?
That's how it happens.
Yeah, it happened until you better go get you better get a test. And he trying to be he trying to do the right thing. He at the goddamn joint, and he trying to and I ain't mad at him. Like, he like, nigga, I can't say no to the game. I'm not doing like that shit. Him seeing his mom work that job, and he know how they grew up. That shit really fucked him up. And he don't want to go, he don't want to go there, because it's like, you can't even. But you can imagine, if you watch this show, you seen it. You know how power originally started off from even just that pen. Like, you come on, dog, and y'all Google how much a New York City penthouse costs, with multiple bedrooms and that shit, with that type of view. You talking about that's $1 million penthouse. From now, Tasha working at Raw. I mean, not even at Raw. She had the fucking like, what's that shit like? The like, fuck is that like?
Good.
At a where?
Like a Home Goods.
That ain't even at a Home Goods. I feel like that's one of them Jones that got like everything, but it's like super cheap. Like, is that Home? I want to say like
Lots.
Yeah, like a Big Lots. Yeah, exactly like a Big Lots. That's a better. Yeah, like at a Big Lots. Like, come on, dog. Like she was a like a mommy drug kingpin, and like you, and man, hell no. So I know Tariq see that, and like I'm not trying to go to that. So even just them playing along with it, man, the kid. Oh, I feel for him, dog, because I know that kid ain't his. Like, I don't care what nobody until I see them take a fraternity test. Nobody can tell me that kid is his. I don't fucking believe it. And then Braden, dog, is a goddamn. I'm gonna call him a junkie. I don't want to call him a junkie because I heard what he said to Tyreek, and I felt what he said to Tyreek, because it is almost like every time Braden kind of tried to like tell his sob story of what he got on. I mean, Tariq is kind of right too, though. Like, nigga, my shit just be worse than yours. It ain't my fault. Like, I don't want my problems to be worse than yours, but they just are. And the difference between me and you is, nigga, you sitting here snorting coke with this bitch, and I got to take mine on the chin. I ain't got nobody to cry to.
But he ain't got nobody to cry to either because of you. He been riding with you. He done lost his family. He done lost everything because of you.
It's not because of me. It's because you wanted to be down, Brandy. I ain't tell you to be down. Nigga, you wanted to be down.
Well, that is true.
Like, I didn't sit here and say, hey, come and hang with me or come and, like, nigga, like he said, like, even when he was getting pressed out by the dude, he ain't never met Ghost. I didn't bring you into this. Like, you wanted to be down. It was endless time. You could have left. You chose to come back. You chose to continuously live this lifestyle like that. Man, don't get it twisted. Braden is great at what he do. I'm not going, just because he's snorting coke, I'm not going to discredit the way he be able to sit here. And that's why I don't like the way Tariq be talking to him, because, like, nigga, let's be clear. You can run off and go do some other shit. Braden come up with a whole goddamn game plan on how to move these drugs, and nigga, it's you fucking, like, you the reason why shit fuck up. Like, let's be clear. Like, that girl, even Noma figuring it out is because, nigga, you fucking with the daughter. Like, that's your fault.
But see, I'm not mad at Braden for what he's, because I feel like he don't know no better. He don't know no better, and I feel like even with his character, like, he falls in love quick. All the joints even when he was messing with what's name niece.
Yeah, when he was messing with Saxon
niece, like he's one of those guys.
But listen to what I'm saying though. But that's the perfect example. You should have learned your lesson from there, because Tariq was right, nigga. When you and that girl broke up, guess what she did? She snitched on you.
Right?
Why are you sitting here opening up and telling another girl?
Every girl, even with the girl that was working with him, she told the uncle that they was doing the shit in the and Winston. I mean,
yes, but that's my point. So it's just like you talk too much, nigga. Like, you are one of them niggas. You, like you said, you fall in love quick. You like, your nose get wide open like fucking 495 at 3 a.m. Like, relax, my nigga. Like, you ain't got to be so goddamn chatty patty. Like, there's a ways to, and that, no, let's be clear. I can that can be I can easily say that may be a red flag for me. And I know a lot of women who get upset because they don't feel like you don't open up enough. But I feel like sometimes you got to leave certain things close to the vest, because you know when this shit, if it don't work out, you're just going to blow up in my face. You may not even sit here and personally sit here and say it to me, but you take it to social media and write it. And of course, I'm taking it off a little bit from the show, but this is just real life experiences on why you don't necessarily have to. You can open up enough and just hold a little bit to yourself. Like, everything don't got to be said, because I know for a fact I don't want it to be thrown in my face. So I don't want this information to go out. So if me and you have, and not even, it don't even got to be a bad breaker, because sometimes people can just take a cool little a mutual ghosting and still hold a grudge. Like, I'm sure, like, I can speak for myself. I know women that are like, all right, we ain't had no bad breakup. We kind of like mutually just kind of like stop talking. And you act like now, like, nigga, I fucking left you with 10 kids or burnt you or gay, like, or you caught me cheating. It was never that, but that animosity be crazy. Like, and that shit be just so like that bitter. And I'm like, all right, yeah. So I get what Tariq was saying. Like, bro, you ain't got to tell everybody everything. Like, because you trying to send niggas to jail. And I guess the little bit to me, again, when we talk about, I guess we keep it on the dating and keep it into the show. Just for men, look how Kanan was just ready to, like, he want to prove your masculinity to know. And then nigga literally, you didn't sit here and risk it all. Like, I'm in here brawling. Like, you in a street brawl with a nigga in a cage. And soon as you go home to ice your fucking wounds, she let Method Man wear her fucking cheeks out, dog. And of course, realistically, I'm sure more realistically, that's more her speed, that's more her age. I think she throwing you the pussy to kind of manipulate you. Almost like when we seen on the show when the moms was fucking with Rashad. No, let's be clear. Women who really know how to manipulate that box and mind fuck you and physically fuck you are some of the most deadliest people on planet Earth. Because that's what she was. She just showed you how vicious that was. Like she's literally like, yeah, you don't need no security guard. You with me. Boom, boom, boom. You know how I give it up. He did all of that for literally the very next scene. Method Man ain't do shit but close a fucking deal. He ain't have to do nothing out of the ordinary. That's what he do. That's his job. And she was fucking this nigga.
But okay, so can you put Kanan in the same position as Braden too? Because every time he gets like, even with Effie, how he was like, oh, you know, once he got a piece of it, and he like pretty much head over heels over her. So could you put them kind of like in the same boat? Like you lost your what you supposed to be there for and what you doing, you lost your focus. Because
of course. I mean, of course, but I mean, I think that goes into just a lot of niggas. Just if you don't get it, both of them niggas don't get as much pussy as Tariq. We just seen Tariq kind of multitask, endless wimp. Like nigga, just look at how crazy, like how rude. And I respect Noma daughter, cause she kept it G. Like nigga, we ain't got to make this a thing. Like nigga, he was ready. Like he was ready to try to use that to his advantage. Like he trying to like kind of like let me build a relationship or a bond with her where I can kind of fuck her over. I don't think he trying to actually like be on some like you. I mean, we seen Tariq do. I mean, one thing you can say about Tariq, you seen him. Not even fall in love. You done seen him use enough motherfuckers from niggas to bitches, whoever. Like Tariq know how to play his hands the right way. So he knew like I'm gonna try to just like he tried to outsmart her and she just kept it P. Like nigga, nah, the sex was cool. We got high. Let's just keep it what it is. We may be able to spin this block back enough. Even like how she even when he sent her a text, hey, what you doing? You busy? She wasn't doing shit. She was in the bathroom. She said, yeah. And then she was like, so she let it sit for a minute. And then she was like, what you want to do on the weekend though? And he was like, all right, so listen, she keep like her mother thinks she green, but she kind of know how to play her hand. She playing him to the way he need to be played right now. But like I said, you do the Michael Ealy shit threw me off. I mean, of course it happened. And the one thing I can say, everything that people, when you was watching Power, when you were like, oh, this shit could never happen in real life. If you have not learned anything from the Young Thug trial, a lot of this shit really be happening in real life. We just are not aware of it until you have to get to see it in your face, like the YSL trial. Because it's a lot of stuff. Like I'm sure most people be like, oh, this did Michael Ealy shit. I'm sure if you've seen enough shit. I mean, shit. If you BMF, like nigga, that shit is based on a true story. Like it's dirty cops out here, so I'm not making it seem like this can't happen. Maybe the dramatics and of course the way it's shot and the way they delivered it, it may seem a little bit outlandish and a little fake, but it does happen in real life. There are endless dirty cops out here, so you can realistically that could happen in real life. But it was just like, oh my god, it was just maybe because of the way it was dragged out, it kind of just blew me like, all right, nigga, what the fuck. But I mean,
it's still like, even still, what is your end game?
I mean, I guess to get paid, because you see, I mean, it would have been when he tagged and said, I want 30%. I want the cut. I know you gonna move all this weight. I know how much fucking drugs in this goddamn truck.
But he made it about Tariq the whole time. But see, Tariq doing the same thing. He a drug dealer. So
yeah, but I guess if you I think he's looking at it where he's kind of tying Tariq under the dad thing. Because let's be clear, Tommy and Ghost was reckless as shit. They ain't.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking something had whatever his wife dealing with. I think it might play into what Ghost or Tommy did.
Yeah, because they did show the picture of that woman, and they
even kind of feeling that's why he want
Tariq more than he want Monet.
That's what I'm kind of,
because even when he left the house, and it threw me for a loop at first. I'm like,
I thought he was talking to somebody.
No, I thought he was talking to somebody, and then I thought he was in Monet and them house, because the houses kind of look the same a little bit. Like even when he went to that table, I kind of thought it was like, oh damn, is he in their dinner table? Who the fuck is he talking to in here? Right. And then you see he talking to a picture, and it was just like, that picture, I'm sure they'll find a way to kind of, even the same way they've been doing the throwbacks with Monet, I'm sure they'll show a way to kind of like throw it back. I do kind of feel like they could have, especially for them to go on break until September, they could have ended that episode 5. To me, needed to be a lot stronger.
With a bang. It was real.
It was just
you goddamn bang.
Say what?
Didn't they just give you a bang?
Yeah, so that's why you should have flipped them. Then the episode 4 should have been 5, and 5 should have been like, it was just
but
nice to me.
Right, but if you think about it, if this was the whole season we was getting the whole.
Yeah,
This is the right. This the right
no,
time.
of course, yeah. If this was, but I'm just saying it's not though. That's my point. You're absolutely right. If this was just a normal, if this was a regular episode 5 and all the other episodes, even if they was going on a break for a week and then they was coming back in 2 weeks, that's cool. But you talking about to go out for 2 months? You can't go out on 2 months with this bullshit.
But if you didn't know that, we just already recorded it. We didn't know that it was coming to an end. I don't think they knew it was coming to an end.
I mean, that's cool, but then even to me, why space it out for 2 months? I mean, I get it. If you spacing it out for 2 months because you're trying to give Raising Kanan time to finish shooting, or you're trying to give Force some time to shoot, so when they all go, when they all go off, you can kind of tie it in. I get it then, but it's just like, I think it's the summertime. That playing with the TV shit and football season about to come back in. I ain't a fan of none of that.
Because they ain't did that shit in a minute.
I think because I think at one point in time they had to stop because they wasn't supposed to be doing the podcast when they was on strike.
Yeah, but they were still doing it. But
I think because they still had episodes in the tuck. I don't think they was doing them, and so after that they kind of stopped. And then now that season, because even when he was on the Breakfast Club, he talked about that. He was saying they was trying to pivot on to like doing other interviews inside of just interviewing. I mean, because they damn near interviewed everybody in the Power universe, so they kind of needed somebody else to interview. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. We see how they figure it out. But that to me, that episode 5 just wasn't strong enough to end it. Like, we be back in September. Like, nigga, what? Let that joke load.